attention was on Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu. The groom and the groomsmen, who were the protagonists, were a little unhappy. After a moment of silence, the groom asked first, "Mr. Su is so generous at such a young age. I wonder what his family does." As a seasoned man, although he was unhappy, he still had a smile on his face when he asked this question. Su Yuan paused. "My family doesn't run a business. I just made some small investments and happened to make some money. Then the money just kept rolling in. It's rare for someone so young to have his own understanding and comprehension of investment. However, I think you, Mr. Su, should also be very talented in making short videos and live broadcasts." The groom took out a very stylish gold-stamped business card from his pocket and placed it directly in front of Su Yuan. "My company is on the 19th floor of the Venus Building in Pudong. It's just a small company. If you are free, come and show your support. I've heard that the groom's company is very powerful, but I didn't expect his company to be in the Venus Building." Venus Building sounds so familiar. How could it not sound familiar? It's right over there in Pudong Financial Street, one of the tallest buildings. The rent for the houses there is extremely expensive, not to mention buying them. Even for a small office, the rent starts at least 200,000 a month. Before Su Yuan answered the groom's question, people around him who heard the words Venus Building began to discuss it in surprise. I took a look at the business card on the table and saw that it was some kind of internet technology company, and the address was indeed in the Venus Building. Well, anyway, I go to the Venus Building sometimes, so next time I go I'll stop by your place and sit there. After Su Yuan finished speaking, he put the business card into his pocket. "Okay, just give me a call before you come, and I'll ask my assistant to pick you up." Seeing Su Yuan accept the business card, the groom was very satisfied, but a little confused. "What do you usually do in the Venus Building?" "Rent collection. Chapter 73 fate is coming and cannot be stopped." The groom was stunned for a moment and didn't quite hear it clearly. He seemed to have heard the words collect rent. Therefore, he subconsciously asked again, "Are you talking about collecting rent? Going to the Venus Building to collect rent? What rent are you collecting? Is it a new industry?" I guess the nature of his job is similar to that of an accountant, compiling some kind of spreadsheet for someone, right? When the people around heard Su Yuan's words, they were all shocked and started whispering to each other. Although they knew that someone like Su Yuan, who could afford to buy his wife an expensive LV bag, was definitely not a poor person. He might even be very rich. But even so, no one thought that the Venus Building belonged to him, because it's too incredible. That's not the tube-shaped building, where the old men and women in slippers collect rent in TV dramas. Several of those tube-shaped buildings, combined, may not be able to buy the price of one floor of the Venus Building. Everyone present only knew that the Venus Building was awesome, but no one knew its exact market value. Because when the Venus Building was built, hundreds of billions of dollars were invested. Now, with the economic development and the soaring housing prices in Shanghai, the price of the Venus Building is also increasing rapidly. It has risen to the point where it can no longer be measured in monetary terms. At least, everyone knows that it is very prestigious to rent a company's office in the Venus Building, but no one has ever thought that anyone would buy any floor of this building. Because, don't even think about it, I can't afford it. If you own this building, you will basically have endless amounts of money, and you can live off it all. Yes, although the shortest lease at the Venus Building is 1 quarter, due to the different lease periods, financial statements are issued every month. Sometimes I am too lazy to go and just take a look at the financial statements sent by the leasing department, but occasionally I will go there in person. At this point, Su Yuan turned around and glanced helplessly at Zhao Qingsu beside him. "Of course, if my wife is willing to take care of things over there, I won't go over there." Su Yuan's words were very clear. The people present were stunned by her words and found it difficult to digest the news for a while, especially the groom. He was originally very unhappy because Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu stole his limelight as the groom today and wanted to show off in front of Su Yuan, but now he wanted to slap himself twice. What the hell was I pretending just now? It's just like a clown making fun of himself in front of others. They already own the entire Venus Building, so why would they still consider his tiny, shabby company? If he could, he would really want to dig a hole and throw himself in it. Venus Building, how much does that cost? Qingsu's husband turned out to be so awesome, holy shit. This is fucking ridiculous. I wouldn't even dare to think about this kind of thing even in my dreams. For a moment, the people around didn't know what expression to make when facing Su Yuan, and could only look at him and Zhao Qingsu with envy. "Qingsu, please leave me your contact information." "Brother Yuan, let's have a drink." In fact, a wedding is also a small social occasion. Seeing Su Yuan's thick thigh placed there, Everyone couldn't help but feel overwhelmed. If not now, when? Today is a good day for the bride and groom. Why are you only thinking about toasting me? Come, let's drink a glass to celebrate the bride and groom's happy marriage. Seeing that not only the people at this table had changed their eyes towards him, but also the people at the surrounding tables and the groomsmen were starting to get close to him. Su Yuan raised his glass at the right time and reminded everyone that this was the wedding of the bride and groom, and he had no intention of stealing the show. After his reminder, whether everyone wanted to or not, they had to turn their attention back to the groom. The groom looked at Su Yuan with gratitude. To be honest, when he saw Su Yuan buying a 2 million Hermes crocodile leather platinum bag for Zhao Qingsu, he felt a little disdainful and even very angry. He felt that Su Yuan was too ignorant to steal his limelight in such an occasion. But now that he knew that the Venus building belonged to Su Yuan, and he knew very well that Su Yuan's level was more than one level higher than his, he became very nervous. Not only did he not feel that Su Yuan was stealing the limelight, he was even a little afraid of offending Su Yuan. But now it seems that he was judging others by his own mean standards. Okay, I still have a few tables to drink. I'll tell you when I'm done. After drinking Su Yuanjing's wine, the groom greeted him politely, and then left with the bridesmaids and groomsmen. Brother Yuan, let's leave contact information tilde. Qingsu, we used to get along so well, but we haven't been in touch for the past few years. I can't even find you here. What are you doing recently? If you have nothing to do, we can go out and have fun together tilde. Mr. Zhao, Aunt Zhao, you are so lucky to have found such a perfect son-in-law. I am so envious. This is the blessing your daughter has cultivated for several lifetimes. As soon as the groom's people left, Su Yuan's side was immediately surrounded. Neither he nor Zhao Qingsu liked this kind of occasion, so they just dealt with it. Zhao Qingsu's father was also very dull. As a math teacher who followed the rules, he rarely spoke except for teaching. He would nod when others complimented him and nod when others praised him. Anyway, nodding was the right thing to do. The only person on the field who enjoyed talking about such occasions was Zhao Qingsu's mother. Of course, my daughter has a keen eye for talent. I'm not afraid to tell you that I didn't like my son-in-law at first, but my daughter was determined to marry him, so I had no choice but to marry my daughter to him. Zhao Qingsu's mother was beaming with joy at the crowd. But who knew my daughter had such good taste? My son-in-law is filial to his elders, loving to his wife, and polite to others. The more I look at him, the more I like him. I am old and can't judge people well. If it weren't for my daughter's insistence, I would have almost missed such a good son-in-law. In fact, the people present were more or less jealous of Zhao Qingsu's mother. When they heard her say that, they all wished that she had forcibly separated Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu. In this way, wouldn't their daughter have a chance? But of course, you still have to say nice things to save face. Oh, look at what you said, Aunt Zhao. Qingsu is so lucky. She was destined to have such a husband. You are also destined to have such a son-in-law. Once fate comes, it cannot be stopped. Chapter 74. Didn't you just say you wanted to give me an injection? By the time we finished attending the wedding, it was already past 5 in the afternoon. After finishing the social event, Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu walked out arm in arm. Along the way, people kept greeting them as if they knew each other very well. After finally reaching the underground parking lot, it was finally quiet. The two of them got on the Lafayette and fastened their seat belts. Zhao Qingsu then rubbed her face and said, I laughed so hard today that the muscles on my face are all stiff tilde. Then I'll let you relax. Su Yuan chuckled, then reached out and turned her face in front of him. Zhao Qingsu looked at Su Yuan with her watery eyes in confusion and asked, How do you relax? I'll lick you. Su Yuan lowered his head without hesitation and quickly stretched out his tongue to scrape her delicate and fair face. You. After snorting, Zhao Qingsu gently pushed him and said, Is this what you call relaxation? I want you to go back and give me a full face massage. Okay, I'll listen to you, my wife. As long as you put on the nurse's uniform I bought for you in the shopping cart last time, you can say whatever you want tilde. Su Yuan curled his lips and smiled. The smile on the corner of his mouth was a bit naked. Zhao Qingsu's face suddenly turned red. She stammered, What? What nurse uniform? I'm not a nurse, how can I have something like that? Then I don't care. If I don't see you in a nurse's uniform today, I won't sleep. You decide for yourself tilde. With one step on the accelerator, the two of them went straight home. On the way, Su Yuan kept talking about the nurse uniform. Zhao Qingsu was at a loss as to what to do. As soon as she got home, she went into the bedroom, locked the door, and refused to come out. Su Yuan didn't expect Zhao Qingsu to have this trick. He realized that he was careless. He smiled bitterly and said, Okay, wife, stop making trouble. If you don't want to wear it, then don't wear it. I didn't say you have to wear it. open the door. When he was clearing the shopping cart for Zhao Qingsu, he found a nurse's uniform in the cart, and it was a sexy one. He was very excited and bought the uniform. He was looking forward to her wearing it for him to see. However, after waiting for so long, there was no response. So after he thought about it, he couldn't help but take the initiative. Otherwise, he felt that he would probably be in his 70s or 80s and wouldn't be able to see Zhao Qingsu wearing a nurse's uniform. Humph, who told you to peek into my shopping cart? Don't open the door. Zhao Qingsu, who was hiding in the room, also took out the nurse's uniform from the bottom layer of the cabinet in the room. She looked at the white nurse uniform and felt her whole face getting hot. One time when he was chatting with Su Yuan, he heard her say that if she wore sexy lingerie, he would most like to see her wearing a nurse's uniform. Although she said it was impossible and rejected him at that time, she still secretly found a sexy nurse uniform on Taobao and added it to the shopping cart, intending to give him a surprise on Chinese Valentine's Day. Who knew he would buy it when he cleared out his shopping cart early? At that time, she could only pray in her heart that he did not see the nurse uniform and just used one-click ordering operation. After all, there were hundreds of items in her shopping cart. After the delivery came, he didn't mention it, and she really thought he didn't know. Who knows that this big bad guy knows everything, but is just pretending not to know? Wife, please open the door. I know I was wrong, tilde. Seeing that Zhao Qingsu refused to open the door, Su Yuan felt a little annoyed. He should not have told her about this if he had known earlier. What's the use of knowing you're wrong? Zhao Qingsu's voice was muffled in the room, and it was not very clear. Su Yuan put his ear close to the door. Wife, what do you want? You can do anything as long as you open the door, tilde. However, just as he finished speaking, the door of the room opened, but he opened his eyes wide and stood there in a daze. Zhao Qingsu in front of me had her hair tied up, wearing a white nurse cap and gloves of the same color on her slender white arms. Her milky white stockings just reached her thighs, revealing an absolutely alluring and fascinating area. Zhao Qingsu slightly curled her red lips and revealed a serious expression. She raised the corners of her eyes, pointed the syringe in her hand upwards, and blew gently into the syringe. Did you just say that as long as I open the door, you can do anything? Zhao Qingsu is usually very conservative in this regard, and Su Yuan was really shocked that she suddenly became like this today. He swallowed, feeling his mouth dry. Yes, I said. Then I will punish you. Holding the syringe in one hand, Zhao Qingsu's other hand was not idle either. She stretched out her white and tender fingers and gently touched his chest, then slowly moved them upwards, sweeping across Su Yuan's rolling Adam's apple, and finally hooked his tie. Follow me. Good. Seeing the little girl showing such a rare, arrogant, and domineering side, Su Yuan was fascinated and of course followed her obediently. The two of them soon sat on the sofa. Zhao Qingsu pushed Su Yuan to sit on the sofa and said, You didn't perform well today, so I'm going to give you an injection. Inject. Su Yuan raised his eyebrows slightly, suddenly held Zhao Qingsu's hand, and chuckled. Of course you can give me an injection, but I have to check in advance whether you are a real nurse, tilde. After saying that, he pried open the girl's hand that was holding the syringe. The girl's tender palms were all sweaty. After verifying his guess, Su Yuan's smile deepened. He was clearly just a little white rabbit who knew nothing, but he insisted on pretending to be a wolf with a big tail. You... Unexpectedly, Su Yuan suddenly became the host. Zhao Qingsu was a little confused. This is not the plot. What was that like? Throwing the syringe aside, Su Yuan moved close to Zhao Qingsu's ear and gently bit her earlobe. Suddenly, Zhao Qingsu's delicate body trembled. Her face flushed, and the arrogance she had just maintained disappeared without a trace. I'm a nurse, you should listen to me. Didn't you just say you wanted to give me an injection? Su Yuan placed Zhao Qingsu's hand on his big paratrooper through his thin suit pants, his eyes very innocent. I am very obedient and bring my own needle. Are you still not satisfied? You. Good boy, tilde. Looking at the helpless little white rabbit in front of him, Su Yuan couldn't pretend anymore and threw the little guy onto the sofa. By the time Su Yuan finished taking a shower, it was already past 9 o'clock in the evening. Sitting on the sofa, Su Yuan held his phone and admired the scene of the beauty taking a bath. He was still a little unsatisfied. How about? Chapter 75, If money can't solve it, double it. No, not coming. Before Su Yuan could finish his words, Zhao Qingsu had already quickly waved her hands and vigilantly pulled her pajamas up. What are you doing? Looking at her, Su Yuan smiled mischievously. I just said it's too late, and we just used up too much energy, so how about ordering takeout? I don't want to trouble my wife to cook for me so late. After a pause, Su Yuan added, Besides, my wife has worked hard just now, tilde. If you want to order takeout, just order takeout. Why do you have to be so ambiguous? You were the one who interrupted me before I could finish my words. Seeing that she couldn't win the argument with Su Yuan, Zhao Qingsu simply turned around, puffed up her face, and looked at her feet with grievance. Then he said softly, I knew you didn't love me. Okay, honey, I know I was wrong. It was my fault just now. I shouldn't have interrupted my sentence like that. Even if you interrupted me, I should have finished my sentence. You don't love me anymore is Zhao Qingsu's trump card, but she usually doesn't use it. But if she uses it, Su Yuan will certainly not be able to continue to be naughty and will have to give in. He went over and coaxed Zhao Qingsu to wipe off the remaining water stains, and then blew her hair, and that was the end of the matter. Enjoying Su Yuan's meticulous service, Zhao Qingsu picked up her mobile phone and looked at the message on it. In addition to the daily trivialities that Qi Han sent her, another person who sent her a message was Jing Tian. She sent her more than a dozen messages in a row, and at around 6 o'clock, she called her to join the live broadcast. At around 7 o'clock, she asked her to go to a private exhibition with her tomorrow. At around 8 o'clock, she asked her if she was kidnapped and why she didn't reply to her messages. I was so tired from attending the wedding, so I took a short break. Thinking of the intensity of the past few hours, Zhao Qingsu's face still looked a little unnatural, and her hands felt a little hot when she sent this message. However, Jing Tian couldn't see Zhao Qingsu's face at all. You didn't reply to my message for so long, I thought you were kidnapped. No. By the way, are you going to that private exhibition I told you about? Jing Tian asked again. It's Tiffany's private exhibition. The brand sent me an invitation. I plan to go with a few sisters to see what good jewelry is available this year. Tiffany. Thinking of those beautiful jewels, Zhao Qingsu was also tempted. But I can go even if I haven't received an invitation. You are with me, how can others not let you in? Not only can you come with me, but Brother Yuan can also come with you. Then I'll come. Okay, I'll send you the time and place. Don't be late tomorrow, tilde. After making the decision with Jing Tian, Zhao Qingsu also told Su Yuan about this matter. His wife was going to attend a jewelry exhibition, so Su Yuan, of course, agreed to go without hesitation. But didn't he have to pay for it? The next day, at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, the two packed up and prepared to leave on time. When Li Gu saw that they were going to send him to that ZZ Li Hao again, he became unhappy and lay at the door looking unhappy with a long face. Ding-donged. However, before Su Yuan sent Li Gu upstairs, the doorbell rang first. When he opened the door, he saw Li Hao standing at the door in slippers and a T-shirt with a dark face and messy hair. He asked in high spirits, Dad, what are we eating today? After just a glance, Su Yuan closed the door. Li Hao forced the door open. Hey, what are you doing? You don't recognize your own son? Look, I went to the market to buy 2 fresh mandarin fish. Don't accuse me of being unfilial. The fish is quite fresh. Zhao Qingsu likes to eat fish, so Su Yuan is also quite knowledgeable about fish. As soon as he saw the 2 lively mandarin fish in the bag, he knew that the fish meat was plump and tender. Therefore, he opened the door and took it from Li Hao. Thank you. That's more like it. Banged. Seeing Su Yuan taking the fish, Li Hao revealed a satisfied smile and raised his leg to go in. However, who knew that before his smile even ended, the door was closed again. Also locked outside the door was Li Guo, who had a sad look on his face. The two of them stood at the door staring at each other, both thinking that the other was a burden to them. It's all because of you, my burden. Not only did you make me miss lunch, but I also have to take care of you. I'm telling you, I'm going to starve you for the whole day. You still have a problem after I say a few words to you. That's pretty impressive. What? Li Guo entrusted the 2 mandarin fish to Li Hao and put them in the vegetable washing pool. After they had packed up, they drove out. Because Jing Tian was afraid that Zhao Qingsu couldn't find the place, he made an appointment with her to meet at the entrance of Blue Chip Building. Blue Chip Building is also a high-end office building and is more private in nature. Although the transportation is not very convenient and it is far from the subway, it is quieter and the environment is very good. Hello, sir, please come here to register. There were 4 security guards standing at the security booth at the entrance. When they saw that Su Yuan did not have a Blue Chip Building staff badge, they politely asked him to register. Su Yuan didn't hesitate. Since it was someone else's job, he just cooperated. After completing the registration, I entered the Blue Chip Building smoothly and parked the car in the parking lot according to the instructions. There really is a hidden dragon and crouching tiger here. In fact, whether a community is high-end or not, and whether there are many rich people in it, can be seen by looking at the parking lot in the community. The parking lot below the Blue Chip Building is basically filled with luxury cars. Even the cheapest one costs over 1 million. Ordinary cars seem rare here. He asked why the security guard at the door was so calm. It turned out he had seen a lot of luxury cars. Well, De Tianxian told me that many noble ladies from the Magic City came to this private jewelry exhibition. Zhao Qingsu had never attended such a grand occasion before. This time she just heard that it was a high-end jewelry exhibition, so she agreed on impulse. So now I feel a little uneasy. My wife is also a noble lady. No, a noble beauty tilde tilde. Patting the girl on the head, Su Yuan took her to the first floor of the blue chip building by elevator and said, "Don't think too much. Your husband is here for you." Although it was Su Yuan's first time to attend a private exhibition of a brand, he did not feel nervous, mainly because there was money in his card, and most things in the world could be solved with money. If that doesn't work out, double it. Chapter 76 Qingsu, you are so clever. As soon as I opened the elevator, I was blinded by you two tilde tilde. As soon as the two walked out of the elevator, Jing Tian, who was sitting on the dark blue velvet sofa in the lobby on the first floor, stood up and walked towards the two people affectionately. She took a quick look at Zhao Qingsu, who was wearing a peacock blue cheongsam embroidered with white magnolia branches, and said with a smile, "You are dressed so retro today that I almost didn't recognize you. I thought you were a beauty from the Republic of China who traveled through time to our place tilde tilde." Zhao Qingsu smiled lightly. "How can it be as exaggerated as you say? It's just so beautiful." Jing Tian was always generous with his praise for Zhao Qingsu. He praised her and Su Yuan from head to toe, then pulled the two of them to the dark blue velvet sofa and introduced them to his friends. "This is the new little sister Zhao Qingsu and her husband Su Yuan that I told you about. By the way, have you watched the live broadcast with her? Her makeup skills are superb. Hello, Tian Xiangxian. Hello, Li Miyu. Hello, Qin Lu. Hello, Gu Jing." Although Jing Tian is a celebrity, her family is well off, and the three sisters she knows are all very wealthy and beautiful, which can be seen from the way they dress. The three of them had secretly sized up Zhao Qingsu and Su Yuan when they appeared. Although they were not dressed very elegantly, their gestures were graceful. The man was handsome and the woman was beautiful, which was very pleasing to the eye. In addition, they were introduced by Jing Tian. So Tian Xiangxian and the other two and Tian Xiangxian's boyfriend, Gu Jing, all greeted Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu very politely. "Hey Qingsu, this pearl-embroidered bag on your hand is really unique. Which studio did you order it from? Since it is a gathering of women, the main topic is of course clothes, jewelry, and the like. The few of them were too familiar with each other, and there was nothing new to talk about." Tian Xiangxian put her arm around Gu Jing's arm, and after rolling her eyes, she shifted her attention to the bag in Zhao Qingsu's hand. This one wasn't custom-made by me, but you could say it was custom-made. I designed the pattern myself, bought the materials, and had the craftsman make it. As a fashion designer, Zhao Qingsu also designed some small accessories in her spare time. For example, a unique brooch or a special bag. The bag in her hand was made by an experienced craftsman in the studio after she bought silk, pearl thread, and other materials herself. She originally made it just for fun, and there was no normal occasion for her to carry it out. But yesterday, when I was choosing a bag to match this peacock blue cheongsam embroidered with white magnolias, I found that this bag was surprisingly suitable, so I brought it out. "Qingsu, are you so clever and dexterous? I've never seen the pattern on it before, but it's very interesting. Which university did you study, and what major did you study?" No one expected that this bag was made by Zhao Qingsu herself. They were all very surprised and looked at her with more appreciation. "Don't talk too much. Tiffany's private brand exhibition is about to begin. Let's go upstairs and talk." Several people took the elevator all the way to the top floor of the blue chip building. Except for the ceiling above, the top floor of the building is surrounded by transparent colored glass. The sunlight refracted through the glass and fell on the velvet sofa and various exotic plants on the top floor, creating a bizarre beauty. "Ms. Jing, Miss Tian." The staff at the door had seen several people coming, and they all smiled warmly. They took the initiative to register several people without them having to do it themselves. Apparently, they are regulars here. In fact, before all high-end jewelry comes out, in addition to undergoing various types of polishing and evaluation, private exhibitions will be held in advance, mainly inviting some VIP customers and well-known people in the industry to visit. Of course, if you like it, you can buy it on the spot. This is also why many high-end jewelry styles have not yet been launched on the market, but celebrities or wealthy ladies have brought them out in advance, because they have already bought them when they attended such private exhibitions. These two are strangers. Are they friends of Miss Jing? Except for Gu Jing, Zhao Qingsu, and Su Yuan, All the other people present had invitation letters as VIP customers. Although Gu Jing didn't have it, he often accompanied Tian Xiangxian to sell jewelry, so he became familiar with her. But this was the first time they met Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu. Jing Tian also introduced them. Yes, these two are my very good friends. They are also very interested in your jewelry this season, so they came with me. Okay, it's our honor that you two are interested in our jewelry. Come here and register. After the staff registered the two people, they let them in. After a few people entered, they found a seat and sat down casually. A staff member came over immediately to pour coffee. I heard that the jewelry designs this season are quite good, with plant themes tilde. Tian Xiangxian leaned on Gu Jing, pouted and acted coquettishly to him. Baby, but I used all the money my parents gave me this month to buy dresses. If there is something I like, can you buy it for me? Gu Jingyi nodded without hesitation. Of course, is there any need to say more? I will buy you anything you like. I know my baby is the best, Mua tilde. The two of them started to get intimate, as if no one was around. Li Miyu and Qin Lu shouted at them for showing off their affection. Can you two be more restrained in front of us two single guys? Learn from Brother Yuan and Qingsu, they are normal people. Jing Tian, who was standing next to him, sighed in his heart after hearing what Li Miyu and Qin Lu said. She generally agreed with the first half of what the two said, but she totally disagreed with the second half. When Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu show their love, that's real love. But she didn't plan to say this in advance, because the two of them would see it when the time came anyway. As they were talking, a round platform rose up in the middle. A man in a black striped suit took the microphone and stepped onto the stage, shouting passionately, "Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Tiffany private exhibition today. It's the time of year for new product launches. We sincerely invite our brand's VIP members to witness the birth of this year's miracle jewelry with us. Now please open your eyes and enjoy it." Chapter 77, Life is Too Luxurious. As a well-known brand in the international jewelry industry, although Tiffany's private exhibition is not very grand, it is definitely not inferior in terms of refinement. For example, this private exhibition now, although it is only a small private exhibition, the seats of the visitors are random and it looks lazy, but luxury is revealed everywhere. The models who display the jewelry on the stage are also internationally renowned supermodels, and they cannot be hired without an appearance fee of hundreds of thousands of yuan. But they don't need to walk on the catwalk here. They just need to sit on the stage to show the brand's jewelry. Our first piece of jewelry is an emerald pinewood brooch. Designer Lena got the inspiration from the old pinewood that has grown freely for hundreds of years in the primitive forest of Danama. Look, everyone. The jewels on display this time are all the latest models launched by Tiffany this year. Each piece is magnificent and dazzling. Before, Zhao Qingsu thought that the Tiffany diamond ring that Su Yuan bought for her was beautiful enough. But when she got here, she realized that she was narrow-minded. This year's models seem pretty good. They all look good. It was Zhao Qingsu's first time here, so she stared at the stage intently, not wanting to miss any jewelry display. But Jing Tian and the others over there were more casual. The display lasted about 2 hours. After all 18 new products had been displayed on the exhibition stand, they were placed in the transparent glass display case in the middle. At this time, if anyone wants to buy it, they can go to the display cabinet to try it on. People in 2s and 3s stood up from their seats and ran over there to try on the jewelry. Let's go take a look too, tilde. Tian Xiangxian couldn't wait to pull Gu Jing's hand and walked over there, calling out to a few people. Come quickly, before the popular styles are all bought by others. Look how anxious you are. We don't have a boyfriend who pays us. Qin Lu casually glanced at the display case. Although the jewels were beautiful, they were also very expensive. Although they are rich second generations, it is impossible for them to bring home any piece of jewelry they like. Hey, then go find one tilde. Do you think it's easy to find a boyfriend? Qin Lu rolled her eyes and sat on the high chair in front of the glass display case. Tian Xiangxian and Gu Jing's had already started discussing which piece of jewelry looked better. When the staff saw what they liked, they took the jewelry out of the display case and carefully let them try it on. This set, show them all to my wife. When Su Yuan was looking at the exhibition, Zhao Qingsu found that there were a few sets of jewelry that she really liked, so now that they seemed to be worth buying, he directly asked someone to bring out those sets of jewelry. The staff member took them out one by one with a smile and asked Zhao Qingsu, "Miss, which one would you like to try first?" Looking at the various jewels placed on the black velvet in front of her, Zhao Qingsu felt a little dazzled. She hesitated for a moment and didn't know which one to choose. The staff member saw what she was thinking and pushed one of the emerald flower branch jewelry in front of her. The cheongsam you are wearing today is very Republican-era style, and it goes very well with this set of emerald jewelry. Why don't you try this set first? Well, okay, let's just use this one tilde. After listening to the staff's words, Zhao Qingsu also nodded. Let me put it on you, young lady. Seeing that she accepted their suggestion, the staff enthusiastically helped take off the silver hairpin on Zhao Qingsu's head. I can do it myself. Su Yuan next to her smiled at the staff, took the set of exquisite emerald jewelry from her hands personally, and put them on Zhao Qingsu piece by piece, from hairpins to earrings. Wow, Qingsu, you look so beautiful in this set of emerald jewelry, don't you? Not long after she put it on, Jing Tian and others who were looking at the jewelry nearby also noticed her. Zhao Qingsu felt embarrassed by the compliment and glanced at the mirror next to her. The woman in the mirror had slightly curled hair, her plum red lips were slightly pursed, and her eyebrows and eyes were graceful and beautiful. Against the backdrop of that set of jade jewelry, her fair skin, noble temperament, and gentleness appear even more evident. Suddenly, Zhao Qingsu thought she was a young lady from a scholarly family. Yes, it's perfect. Li Miyu, Tian Xiangxian, and others on the side were also attracted by Jing Tian's words. When they saw Zhao Qingsu, they were immediately amazed. How much is this set of emerald jewelry? They are probably jewelry manufacturers. It would seem vulgar to put prices on jewelry at such a private exhibition, so none of the jewelry in the display cases have prices. If you want to buy any, you have to ask for the price separately. The staff member smiled and replied, this set of emeralds is priced at 9.99 million. So expensive. Although she already knew that these high-end items would not be cheap, Zhao Qingsu still couldn't help but open her mouth slightly after hearing the price of this set of jewelry. The last time she touched something worth tens of millions was probably the dress Su Yuan gave her on her birthday. After wearing the dress that last time, she personally sent it to the dry cleaners to have it cleaned thoroughly, then hung it on the rack in the cloakroom and covered it with a dust cloth to preserve it, not daring to neglect it in the slightest. This price is indeed a bit expensive. Looking at Zhao Qingsu's dazed look, Jing Tian felt helpless and had to step out to smooth things over for her, fearing that her friends around her would embarrass her. But as soon as she finished speaking, Su Yuan stood up. He put his arm around Zhao Qingsu's slender waist and said directly to the staff, "We want this set, and these sets, pack them together as well." "Yes, sir." The staff nodded with a smile and started to pack several sets of jewelry, their eyes full of surprise and envy. She had worked at Tiffany's for so many years and had not seen many men bring their girlfriends or wives to buy jewelry, but there were few who were so generous. Not only was she surprised, Jing Tian and the others were also shocked. Except for the set of emeralds that Zhao Qingsu bought for 9.99 million, the rest of the sets would not be cheap in total, at least 50 million. "Honey, don't buy so much. I haven't tried them yet. What if they don't fit me?" Before Jing Tian and the others had the chance to express their envy of Zhao Qingsu, she stood up and opposed it. Last time she bought so many Hermes bags that she didn't know when she would be able to carry them all at home. This time she bought so many jewels. Her life is too extravagant. Chapter 78, this dog food filled me up. My wife is so beautiful, so she must be suitable. While Su Yuan was speaking, he had already taken out his bank card from his pocket and handed it to the staff over there. "Husband," Zhao Qingsu was helpless. Where did she get so many jewels to wear? There weren't many formal occasions for her to attend. As for normal times, normally she would not be willing to wear such expensive jewelry. If it got bumped or scratched, wouldn't she be heartbroken? He might suddenly die of a heart attack one day. "I don't care, my wife has to wear the best jewelry." Without further ado, Su Yuan hugged Zhao Qingsu into his arms. He put his arm around her waist from behind, and his eyes fell on the glass display case again. "Hurry up and see if there's anything else you like. Let's buy them together." No, that's enough." "Not enough." Su Yuan was just about to ask the staff to bring out a few more sets of jewelry, but his mouth was covered by a pink little hand. Zhao Qingsu puffed up her innocent eyes like a little deer and acted fiercely. "If you buy me again, I will be angry. You know the consequences of my anger are very serious. I will ignore you for several hours." Seeing the little girl's fierce and aggressive look, Su Yuan felt a warm current in his heart. He couldn't help but curl his lips. "Well, it's okay if you don't buy it. Then you have to kiss me. Can we go back and kiss?" After hearing Su Yuan's request, the little girl blushed and whispered, "There are a lot of people here now. No, if you don't kiss me here, I will buy all the jewelry here and give it to you. You are being unreasonable. Kiss or not, Mua tilde. What? Touching his lips with satisfaction, Su Yuan smiled. "Well, I'll buy this much this time, and I'll buy you more next time. For Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu, this was just a normal daily routine that couldn't be more normal. This kind of thing happened almost every day, but the staff and Jing Tian and others nearby were stunned. Jing Tian was still okay. After all, she had witnessed how outrageous Su Yuan's doting on Zhao Qingsu was when they were at the farmhouse. He was even more attentive than a father taking care of his daughter. But what she never expected was that Su Yuan's pampering had no limit at all. Each time he pampered her was more intense than the last. She was so jealous that she cried. This is the most severe single attack I have ever suffered. I feel like this meal of dog food has filled me up. I feel really high now, tilde. I used to think Xiangxian was very cruel to us, but now it seems that Xiangxian is so friendly to us singles. Li Miyu and Qin Lu, who were standing next to them, were stunned by the scene before them. The two of them now have only one thought in their minds: being a single dog is too miserable. In the past, Tian Xiangxian and Gu Jing fed them dog food 24 hours a day, with eating shows, shopping shows, and photo shows, which made them so angry that they wanted to take off their shoes and slap them hard on the faces. But now, after seeing Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu, they really feel that Tian Xiangxian and Gu Jing are nothing at all. Does having a husband feel this good? I want to be pampered like this too. Qin Lu held her face in her hands and sighed, looking at Li Miyu next to her. You used to say that your husband is redundant, but now you know the benefits of having a husband, right? Although Li Miyu and Qin Lu are single, the reasons are different. Qin Lu is single because she is too naive and innocent, and she is also very obsessed with appearance. As long as a handsome guy hooks his finger at her, she will easily open her heart to him and hang around him like a loyal dog, but in the end she ends up being abandoned. After meeting so many scumbags, she doesn't want to fall in love anymore. After all, other people's love affairs are always sweet and happy, but she just acts as a bootlicker in love and ends up with nothing. As for Li Miyu, the reason why she is single is due to family reasons. When her father married her mother in his early years, he was extremely poor, but the two supported each other all the way. More than 10 years passed through ups and downs. Their business grew and they lived a wealthy life. However, at this time, her father cheated on her. After seeing her parents fighting to the death over their infidelity, Li Miyu was left with a huge psychological trauma, causing her to have no sense of security towards men at all. I think all men are pigs. It's better to find a corn cob than a man. At least you can eat corn cobs when you are hungry. What can a man do? I know, but I don't think I'm that lucky to meet a good man. Li Mi sighed slowly. Qin Lu was also very pessimistic. Yeah, when will God give me a boyfriend as good as Brother Yuan? No, I don't need to be as good as Brother Yuan. I only need to be half as good as Brother Yuan. Look at you, humph. While Tian Xiangxian and Li Miyu were sighing to Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu, Tian Xiangxian secretly pinched the inside of Gu Jing's arm with some unhappiness. Really, every time I buy her jewelry, I have to choose for a long time and finally just buy the cheapest one. Can't I learn from Su Yuan and just buy them all? She really wants to change her boyfriend now. What's wrong with me? Gu Jing was pinched, and although it hurt, he didn't dare to say a word. After all, the two of them were so loving, but it was really embarrassing for them to quarrel over such a small matter. But after hearing what Tian Xiangxian said, he felt really wronged. Just let him learn from Su Yuan. Why can't she learn from Zhao Qingsu? She spends all day shopping. He spends more than half of his millions of pocket money on her every month. What else does she want? Ding! Congratulations to the host for donating 62 million to his wife Zhao Qinghua and getting a tenfold rebate of 620 million. It has been deposited into your account balance. Please check it. Ding! Congratulations to the host for donating 62 million to his wife Zhao Qinghua. This will trigger the lucky rebate and win Green Rice Technology Co. Limited. Please check it. Su Yuan had no time to pay attention to the little actions of Gu Jing and Tian Xiangxian. He felt a little depressed as he listened to the system rebate sound ringing in his ears. Oh, having a wife who is too thrifty is really a headache. Originally, seeing that the jewels here were so expensive, he thought he could make a lot of money this time, and it would be best if he could get billions in rebates in one go. But who knew that Zhao Qingsu would not give him this opportunity at all? However, it's not a big loss, because I triggered the lucky rebate this time. Green Rice Technology Co. Limited. The name sounds familiar. Could it be the one that makes mobile phones and smart homes? Chapter 79, Truth or Dare. After buying the jewelry, the few of them came out of the blue chip building. Seeing that it was time for dinner, they booked a private kitchen nearby for dinner. Although this private kitchen is small, and the decoration of the private room is not so luxurious, the dishes are well cooked and taste good. Seeing that Jing Tian was very different from the way he used to eat, Qin Lu pouted and said, Big Tian Tian, you're not going to play a fat boy in your new drama, are you? Although I heard that she could lose weight by eating apples. But if she keeps eating meat like this, even a bamboo pole will get fat. Jing Tian glanced at her and said, "What are you talking about? I just found a way not to get fat, okay? You really won't get fat." Several people had heard about Jing Tian's previous vacation at a farmhouse, but they didn't think what she said about the weight loss effect of apples was true. They thought she had taken too many advertisements and had gone crazy. "Look, the boss and his wife are here. You can ask them yourself. If I tell a lie, I will gain 10 pounds every day and become a super fat man." Jing Tian pointed at Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu. The other 4 people immediately looked at the two in surprise. "You are the owner of that farmhouse. You are really well hidden. Is that fruit really that magical?" "Yes, I have." Zhao Qingsu nodded. She didn't believe the effects of those fruits at first, but after she tried them herself, she found that the effects of those fruits were really great. After eating them, her skin became much more tender and whiter than before. When she put on makeup before, she had to use some concealer because she had a few spots on her face. But after eating those fruits, her skin condition became incredibly good. Now she can just apply a layer of primer before putting on makeup. Some fans think that she has simplified the makeup steps a lot and is being lazy, but for her, steps like concealer and brightening are really not necessary. As she spoke, Zhao Qingsu took out photos of her skin for comparison and showed them to the others. This made Tian Ziangxian and the others extremely excited. "Ah, this is really useful. I thought it was fake. There's no sign of manipulation at all. It's much better than the photo rejuvenation I did. I want to eat the fruit from your orchard, too. Qingsu, please sell some to us." Zhao Qingsu was a little overwhelmed by the enthusiasm of several people and looked at Su Yuan next to her. "Let's see what my husband says. My husband said that those fruits are not for sale. If you want to eat them, you can only eat them when you go to the farmhouse on vacation." "Is that so?" After hearing what Zhao Qingsu said, everyone was a little disappointed, but they soon started to queue up with Su Yuan to make an appointment to go to the farmhouse. After the farm stay became popular, the phone lines for reservations were almost blown up. They wanted to call to make an appointment to go there and play, but they couldn't make an appointment at all. The answer was that all the reservations for the whole month were fully booked. Now that the boss is here, of course they have to get a spot here. Su Yuan was also very easy to talk to. Seeing that everyone wanted to go, he directly booked a date for them to go on the first day of next month. After dinner, because Tian Ziangxian and the others were happy that they had reserved a table today, and Jing Tian had the rare opportunity to join them, they went to KTV and booked a private room, planning to sing and play some games. "What are you playing?" Jing Tian nodded his chin and looked at Zhao Qingsu. "You decide. We often play together and we are tired of it." Zhao Qingsu hesitated for a moment. Then, truth or dare. She rarely goes to places like KTVs and bars, and the only popular games she knows are Russian roulette and truth or dare. "Okay, let's play truth or dare tilde tilde." A few of them drank some wine while eating, so they were very excited when they heard the truth or dare game. Jing Tian took a turntable from the cabinet and placed it on the center of the coffee table. He fiddled with it and said, "Let's make it clear first. Don't be too lazy to play when the time comes. Hee, I can afford to play tilde tilde." After everyone sat down, Jing Tian turned the turntable immediately, but the pointer finally stopped in front of her. But she crossed her arms and said, "I choose truth. You can ask whatever you want. If I tell a lie, I lose." "Tusk tilde tilde." Tian Ziangxian rolled her eyes. "We grew up together. We know everything about you. What's the point of asking you? No matter what, I have to tell the truth." "Then let me ask." Zhao Qingsu looked at Jing Tian and asked curiously, "Don't you have a boyfriend? How far have you two progressed?" "We've done what needs to be done." Although Jing Tian seemed very cold when she first saw her, she was actually very generous and open in private. When she heard Zhao Qingsu ask this, she smiled. Hearing her answer, Zhao Qingsu blushed. The others snorted. "Da Tianchen, don't always bully Qingsu. We all know this. Next time you must choose the big adventure." "Okay, I know tilde tilde." The second person to be chosen was Gu Jing. Before he could even choose the truth, Li Miyu blocked his mouth and said, "You are a grown man. You are not allowed to choose the truth." "Okay, then I'll choose dare, and you tell me what." Jing Tian smiled and searched through her phone. "Go get the contact information of a stranger of the opposite sex. The time limit is 3 minutes. If you don't get it, you will be punished by dancing tilde tilde." "Ziangxian, can I go? If you don't want to, then I will dance tilde tilde." Gu Jing asked Tian Ziangxian for her opinion as soon as possible. Tian Ziangxian was very proud that he cared so much about her feelings. She nodded her chin and cheered him on. "My baby is so charming, he will definitely get WeChat. Go ahead, come on. I knew that our Xianxian is the most considerate. Tusk, 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 come on, you two. Stop being so sticky here. I'm getting goosebumps tilde tilde. Despite the disgust of several people, Gu Jing left the KTV and quickly went to the front desk to ask for the VX number of the receptionist. He proudly showed off his achievements to a few people. How is it? Not bad, right? The next round went to Su Yuan. Originally, Su Yuan was not very interested in this kind of small game. He just came here to slack off. He didn't say much just now. Now that he saw that it was his turn, he was a little amused. Li Miyu said the same thing, take a big risk. Okay, what's the risk? Su Yuan was also happy. It was just a game, so there was nothing wrong with it. Seeing him so calm, Li Miyu rolled his eyes and said, You are just like Gu Jing, asking for the WeChat ID of a stranger of the opposite sex. Yeah, okay. Su Yuan agreed readily, nodded directly, and then looked at Zhao Qingsu next to him. Chapter 80, Then I will put love before friendship. Just when everyone thought that he was about to ask Zhao Qingsu for her opinion like Gu Jing, he smiled and said, Miss, can you add my contact information? Not only were the other people confused by Su Yuan's words, but even Zhao Qingsu was unable to react for a while. She was stunned for a moment, then took out her phone and nodded pretentiously. Okay, tilde tilde. Hey, you're breaking the rules by doing this. I said I wanted the contact information of a stranger of the opposite sex, but this doesn't count. Li Miyu said dissatisfiedly and looked at his watch. 1 minute has passed now, Su Yuan. You still have 2 minutes, otherwise you will be punished. Can't I ask for my wife's contact information in the next life? We will be strangers in the next life. Su Yuan leaned back on the sofa leisurely. There's no rule that says this is not allowed. Jing Tian was the first to laugh. I give full marks to this answer. Although it is a bit against the rules, I'll give you a pass for such a perfect answer. Hey, De Tianxian, you are biased. Li Miyu frowned and pulled Qin Lu next to him. Say something. Qin Lu looked at Su Yuan with starry eyes. I think there's nothing wrong with Su Yuan's answer. Woo, so sweet. I also want such a sweet love. You love-brained bastard. What are you saying about me? I'm not as much of a man-hater as you are. After rolling her eyes, Qin Lu dragged her chin and sighed. What a pity, I don't know when my sweet love will come. Looking at her, Li Miyu waved his hands tiredly. Keep going. We played until after 10 o'clock in the evening. After everyone had a great time, they came out of the KTV and left. Jing Tian pulled Zhao Qingsu to say goodbye to her, looking reluctant. Qingsu, don't ignore me when you go home. I still want to live broadcast with you. Okay, I'll call you during the live broadcast. After they said goodbye, Su Yuan took Zhao Qingsu back home. On the way, she received several calls from Qi Han, saying that he wanted to go shopping with her tomorrow. Qi Han usually works from 9 to 5, and it was difficult for him to have 2 days of rest. So of course Zhao Qingsu wanted to go with him. Su Yuan also wanted to go, but Qi Han rejected him. By the way, Qingsu, don't bring your Su Yuan with you. I've had enough of dog food. Zhao Qingsu didn't know whether to laugh or cry. You're still jealous of Su Yuan. Of course we eat. We have known each other since freshman year. At that time, you didn't know Su Yuan yet. We ate together, went to class together, and went shopping together every day. How happy we were. But after you got together with Su Yuan, you spent every day with him. I had to queue up to ask you out. He is the stumbling block to our friendship. Because Zhao Qingsu was on speakerphone, Su Yuan heard everything clearly. He also said bluntly, Don't you think you are a light bulb between us? You are the light bulb. Qi Han was furious. Qingsu, tell me, choose him or me. Zhao Qingsu was silent for a moment. Han, if you ask me that, then I will put more emphasis on my relatives and friends. After agreeing to go shopping with Qi Han the next day, Su Yuan did not insist to go with them. After all, he had been with Zhao Qingsu every day recently, almost inseparable for 24 hours. He also knew that it would be easy to lose the novelty, and he still needed to give each other a little bit of freedom occasionally. Therefore, the next day he took Li Hao directly to Lumi Company. Seeing that it was him and Su Yuan who went, Zhao Qingsu disappeared. Li Hao, who had been left alone, felt a little flattered. What's going on? Did you have a fight with your sister-in-law? Why are you suddenly so nice to me and want to take me out to play? Su Yuan corrected. I'm taking you to inspect my company. That's for fun. I've been playing games at home these past 2 days. I'm almost depressed because of Li Gyu's dog face. By the way, when did you start your company? When Li Hao heard that he was going to Su Yuan's company, he quickly changed into a set of clothes that he thought looked very handsome and boasted in front of the mirror. Isn't this outfit good? I'm just afraid that the girls in your company will be unable to walk when they see me. Come on, why are you talking so much nonsense? Attention, heads of all departments. Our new chairman is going to hold a meeting today. Please put down your work and gather in the conference room at 2 p.m. We will need you to report on the situation of each department at that time, so we hope you will prepare in advance. Over there, Su Yuan took Li Hao out of home, while here, the building of Lumi Technology Co., Limited, was also in chaos. Suddenly, all the shares of a good company were acquired by someone, and a chairman was parachuted in. All the departments that were originally scheming against each other started to feel insecure and no longer cared about fighting each other. They put all their attention on the new chairman. But unfortunately, the new chairman had almost no information for them to find out. This made it impossible for them to curry favor with the new chairman in advance. They could only work hard on their work report documents, hoping that the chairman would be more impressed with them when they reported their work. What do you think of the identity of this new chairman? How come there is no information about him at all? I suspect he must be very powerful. Although we were told to gather at the meeting at 2 o'clock, most people arrived at the meeting room at 1 o'clock. Who knows if the chairman will come early? If you arrive at 2 o'clock, even if you're not late, it's your problem. Therefore, a group of department managers who were usually sarcastic and mocking, when they met each other gathered together and had a rare calm discussion. Of course, what is the current market value of our company? There are many people who are jealous of our company, but no one can afford it. This new chairman has quietly arrived. How can his power be small? Zhou Ming, the manager of the business department, sorted out the documents in his hands. Have you prepared everything? The internet department manager Hai Xian nodded and said, Of course it's ready. I asked my new team leader Zhao Feng to prepare it. I trust him to do the job. Oh, is that so? Zhou Ming glanced at Hai Xian with a meaningful look in his eyes. Everyone knew that the team leader he had recently promoted, Zhao Feng, was his nephew. Originally, the company did not allow backdoor transactions, but Zhao Feng was quite capable, and Hai Xian was generally popular in the company, so no one took advantage of him. But basically, if this matter of his were to be exposed, he would definitely be in big trouble. Chapter 81, Can you calm down? Mr. Su, you are here tilde. Su Yuan drove to the door of Lumi Technology Co., Limited, where the chairman's assistant Zin Ziolai was already waiting there. As soon as I saw his car coming, I hurried over to greet him. Opening the car window, Su Yuan nodded. Yeah. Parking lot, please go this way tilde. Although she had seen Su Yuan's photo a long time ago, Zin Ziolai knew at that time that this parachuted chairman was very young and handsome, almost like a handsome boy. But when she actually saw him in person, she was still stunned. Because it's really handsome, even more handsome than in the photo. She had previously thought that the photo had been beautified, and that the chairman couldn't possibly be that handsome. But the moment she saw him in person just now, she had only one feeling. This guy looked exactly like her standard for a mate. What the hell? Brother Yuan, what's going on with you? In the parking lot of Lumi Technology Co., Limited, Li Hao, who was sitting in the passenger seat of Su Yuan, was now completely confused. Although he already knew that Su Yuan was taking him to visit the company today, he never expected that the company he was talking about was actually Lumi Technology Co., Limited. Lumi Technology Co., Limited is so popular now with Lumi mobile phones and smart home products produced by Lumi everywhere. Although he doesn't use them, he knows about them. However, he never expected that Su Yuan was actually the chairman of Lumi Technology Co., Limited. When did this happen? Can you calm down? Do you think this is weird? If it was before Su Yuan had the system, and someone told him that he would be the chairman of Lumi Technology Co., Limited, he himself would not believe it. But now that he has a system, nothing is impossible. The Venus building could be given to him directly, not to mention Lumi Technology Co., Limited. How strange. Li Hao almost jumped up in the car. He looked at Su Yuan and suddenly felt a little strange. At first he thought Su Yuan was an ordinary person, but it turns out he drives a LaFerrari and lives in a luxurious flat. Later he thought that Su Yuan might have a similar family background as him, but who knew that he even acquired Lumi Technology Co., Limited? That's Lumi Technology Co., Limited. Now it is one of the leading large companies in the country and one of the internet giants. There is a huge difference compared to his small and shabby company. Su Yuan glanced at Li Hao a little puzzled. What's so strange about that? What's so strange about it? Because it shouldn't be like this. Because the plot shouldn't be like this. He should be the rich second-generation guy who is around ordinary people. But now it's completely the opposite. He has become the one who takes advantage of the big guys. The gap between the two is more than just 1 or 2 points. Li Hao roared in his heart for a while, but quickly accepted the result. Although this gap made him a little psychologically unbalanced for a while, after accepting this fact, He felt that there was nothing wrong with it. If he has a big-shot friend, can't he show off as much as he wants? What? After parking the car in the parking lot, Zin Ziolai took everyone directly to the 19th floor of the company building. In addition to the chairman's office, there is also a large conference room on that floor. Usually, any important meetings are held on the 19th floor, but usually that floor is very quiet and not many people go there. Beauty, what's your name, tilde tilde. When Su Yuan appeared, Zin Ziolai felt that he was glowing, so all her attention was on him, and she didn't notice Li Hao's existence at all. When he spoke, Zin Ziolai was surprised to find that there was someone next to Su Yuan. She didn't know who Li Hao was and hesitated. You are. I'm your boss's assistant. In just this short period of time, Li Hao had quickly found his position, followed Su Yuan contentedly, and played his own role. After hearing his words, slowly appeared above Zin Ziolai's head. If he is the chairman's assistant, then what about her? Stop talking nonsense and just follow me. Su Yuan glanced at the restless Li Hao and said, if you keep talking nonsense, you can go home and continue to stay with Li Guo. Oh. Hearing Su Yuan say this, Li Hao curled his lips and said, if you don't want to talk nonsense, then don't talk nonsense. I won't die if I don't talk. Hey, your company's building is really impressive. The elevator door opened, and Zin Ziolai took Su Yuan and Li Hao and walked towards the meeting room. But before Su Yuan took 2 steps, his cell phone rang. He looked down and saw that it was his mother calling, so he waved to Zin Ziolai and Li Hao. You go over there and rest for a while, I'll take a call. Yes. When Zin Ziolai heard Su Yuan answering the phone, she tactfully left. Li Hao had no interest in the content of Su Yuan's call but was very interested in Zin Ziolai, so he followed her eagerly. Hello, Mom, what's wrong? After answering the phone, Su Yuan asked with a smile, are you missing your son or your daughter-in-law? I miss my beautiful grandchildren. Su Yuan's mother couldn't wait to ask, is Kingsu pregnant? You two have obtained your marriage certificate and you are not short of money now. It's time to have a child. Mom, why are you so anxious? Just let things take their own course. I'm just bored at home right now. Give me a grandchild and I can help take care of him. Su Yuan's mother is still very confident about her education level. Look at you and Yiao, both of you are college students brought up by me. Su Yuan was silent for a moment. Mom, just tell me what you want to do. Hey, nothing much. Isn't it Chinese Valentine's Day? I discussed with your dad and want to come to your place to play for a few days. Do you think it's convenient? That must be convenient. Su Yuan had wanted to bring his parents to Shanghai for a long time, but the old couple were usually very busy, so he didn't mention it. Now that they took the initiative to ask to come over, he was of course happy to agree. When do you plan to leave? I'll book your tickets and pick you up at the airport. Son, if you're busy, we can just come here by ourselves. Not busy. Okay, it's settled then. After making an appointment with his mother, Su Yuan saw that the time was getting close to 2 o'clock. It was time for the meeting, so he hung up the phone and planned to go to the meeting. However, he had just put his phone in his pocket and had not had time to call Zin Ziolai and Li Hao when he heard the elevator door open and a hesitant voice rang out. Su Yuan. Chapter 82, but can he be the chairman? When he heard the familiar voice, although Su Yuan did not turn around, he already knew who this person was. He turned around and looked at the well-dressed Zhao Feng with a slight smile on his face. Oh, I forgot you work here. Are you here to apply for a job, too? At first, when Zhao Feng saw Su Yuan's back, he was a little hesitant and thought he had seen the wrong person. How could Su Yuan appear here? But when he saw that the person here was indeed Su Yuan, his tone suddenly became somewhat sarcastic. He looked around Su Yuan and asked, Where's Kingsu? Did she break up with you? Su Yuan was too lazy to answer Zhao Feng's words. He squinted his eyes and looked at Zhao Feng. Come to think of it, you must have put in a lot of effort when you first joined the company. Although their school is a top-tier one, Zhao Feng had some money but his grades were not that good, so he was the last one to be admitted to the school. After entering school, he didn't study hard and his grades were always at the bottom of the class. Every year, he either failed a course and had to take a make-up exam, or was on the way to failing a course and having to take a make-up exam. How could someone like him get into a big company like Lumi Technology Co., Limited, so easily? If there is no inside story, he would never believe it even if you kill him. When he graduated, he saw him showing off in the class group. Although he was a little suspicious about this matter, he was just an ordinary person at that time and had no ability to investigate this matter. But now, he is a little curious. Su Yuan, do you really think that you are the lucky child in the novel, and all good things can only happen to you and not to me? When Zhao Feng heard Su Yuan's tone, he felt extremely angry. Of course, I also feel a little guilty. because the reason why he was able to enter the company was not based on his own ability. With his grades and his status as a fresh graduate, it was very difficult for him to get into the company. At that time, Haxian not only helped him beautify his resume and gave a heads up to the HR department, but also fabricated a lot of projects for him, and only then did he get him into the company. After joining the company, he showed off in the class group and felt proud of himself. Over the past year, he has been protected by Haxian in the company. Anyone in the department who wants to curry favor with Haxian basically takes good care of him. Both female and male colleagues are very friendly to him and take the initiative to add his name to the projects they have completed. He did nothing, but was successfully promoted to team leader based on his accumulated achievements. Although he is just a team leader, it means nothing in an ordinary small company. But in a big company like this, it is worth bragging about. After all, how many people can be promoted to team leader within 1 year in such a big company? I don't know if I'm a lucky kid, but I don't think you were able to get into the company because of your ability. Su Yuan was really annoyed with Zhao Feng. The two of them were in the same major. Ever since he pursued Zhao Qingsu in college and was rejected by Zhao Qingsu, he regarded Zhao Qingsu as a thorn in his side, saying bad things about him in various places every few days and trying to trip him up. Although he didn't actually cause any serious harm, he was like a fly that kept buzzing around your ear, disgusting. You couldn't kill him, and you couldn't pinch him, which made people hate him so much. Originally, when he came to inspect the company this time, he would just hold a casual meeting and leave, and he would not interfere with the company's personnel changes. But since Zhao Feng is so fearless and dares to run into the muzzle of a gun, then don't blame him for being rude. Oh, from the tone of your voice, you seem to be unconvinced. Looking at Su Yuan's expression, Zhao Feng thought he was unwilling to accept it, and he clicked his tongue twice. There's nothing I can do if you don't accept it. I just got in and you just can't. After he finished speaking, he saw Su Yuan still standing there and taunted him. Why are you still standing here? Are you blind? The job application location is on the 16th floor, not the 19th floor. You are not qualified to come here. After saying that, he walked past Su Yuan and headed towards the meeting room. He is still waiting for Haxian to deliver the documents. However, he had only taken 2 steps forward when he saw Xin Ziulai walking towards him with a grim look on her face. Although Xin Ziulai is just an assistant, she is the chairman's personal assistant. Even the manager of the internet department like Hai Xian has to be courteous to her when he sees her. Zhao Feng has to smile even more when he sees her. It's Assistant Xin. Why are you here? Is the chairman here? When asking this question, Zhao Feng felt a little annoyed. Why was he standing at the door chatting with Su Yuan? Hai Xian was in a hurry for him to deliver the documents. If this matter is delayed, he will definitely be scolded. Boss Su. Although Xin Ziulai walked far away, she was still observing Su Yuan's movements and planned to come over as soon as he finished his call. Seeing that Su Yuan had finished his call, she was about to come over to greet him, but who knew that she would see Zhao Feng and Su Yuan facing each other. Although I was quite far away and couldn't hear what they were saying, but looking at their expressions, it was definitely discordant. Now Xin Ziulai was cursing Zhao Feng in her heart. Normally, he was a little arrogant in his own department because he had someone to back him up, but now he dared to be so presumptuous in front of the chairman. Did he really want to die? If you don't want to live, just jump off the building. Don't drag them down with you. Mr. Su, Assistant Xin, who are you calling? Zhao Feng was a little confused when he heard the words Mr. Su. He was a little puzzled at first. Who is Mr. Su? But the next moment, he suddenly realized that Mr. Su meant Chairman Su. Here, it seems that the only person with the surname Su is Su Yuan. But can he be the chairman? Director Su, this is Zhao Feng, the team leader of the internet department. Did he say something to offend you just now? Just when Zhao Feng was confused, Xin Ziulai had already walked up to Su Yuan nervously and explained. Although he had already told her in advance when he said he was coming to the company for a meeting, asking her to keep a low profile and not let everyone know that he was coming. It sounds like he cares about the people in the company and has a good personality. But after working as an assistant for several years, Xin Ziulai came to understand one truth more and more. The more easygoing people seem on the surface, the more difficult they are actually to get along with. Because people with bad tempers have their emotions written on their faces, you can know what they are thinking based on their facial expressions. But people with good tempers always have a smile on their faces, and you will never be able to figure out what they are thinking. Oh, the team leader of the internet department. Su Yuan glanced at the nervous Xin Ziulai and the almost dumbfounded Zhao Feng. Come with me to the conference room. Chapter 83, you guys go home and wait for news. Time is up. It was already 2 o'clock, and the chairman hadn't come over yet. The people present were a little anxious and kept pulling at their tie knots or drinking water. Haxian, the manager of the internet department, is having the hardest time right now. Just now, when he was checking the documents he brought, he realized that he had forgotten to bring an important report. The report was quite important, so he quickly sent a message to Zhao Feng, asking him to quickly deliver the document to the conference room on the 19th floor. Zhao Feng, who was always diligent and quick in doing things, was late this time, which annoyed him. He didn't know where he had gone, and he always failed at the critical moment. "Mr. Su, please." Soon, the door of the conference room was pushed open, and the chairman's assistant Zin Ziolai walked in first. Then came in a young man who looks to be in his early 20s. Could the Mr. Su that Zin Ziolai was talking about be him? "This is our new chairman, Su Yuan. I'm sure everyone already knows this in advance." Helping Su Yuan pull out the boss chair at the main seat, Zin Ziolai introduced. "Welcome, tilde. Although the people below looked confused, they still clapped reflexively. However, the slight expressions on their faces betrayed the turmoil in their hearts. Is this really the new chairman? This is too young. The department managers present here have basically worked hard all the way and finally got to this position. Now the youngest among them is already 35 years old. Compared with them, Su Yuan is almost like a child. Hey, isn't that your team leader Zhao Feng? Why is he following behind Director Su?" Zhou Ming, the manager of the business department, was clapping while glancing at Hai Xian beside him. Hai Xian also looked over there at Zhao Feng, asking him with his eyes what was going on. But unfortunately, I don't know if Zhao Feng was distracted or what, and he didn't even receive his gaze. This made him very angry. "Okay, everyone, stop for a moment." Seeing that everyone was clapping endlessly, Su Yuan waved his hand and said, "I think everyone is already clear about my identity. The reason why I organized this meeting is actually mainly to get to know everyone and understand the work situation at hand." Although Su Yuan had no idea about the company's specific operations and technology, it was his own company now after all. He had to know more or less what the current situation of his company was, so as not to be completely in the dark. From what I heard, I knew that he wanted to report on the current situation of each department. The managers of all departments straightened their backs immediately. But before understanding these situations, I want to solve another matter first. Su Yuan glanced at Zhao Feng standing next to him and asked in a deep voice, "I remember this person is Zhao Feng from the Internet Department, right? Who is the manager of the Internet Department?" When everyone heard Su Yuan say this, they were a little confused and didn't know what he was going to do. But their eyes also fell on Hai Xian. Hai Xian was stunned for a moment and had to stand up. "Director Su, I am Hai Xian, the manager of the Internet Department." "Is that you?" Su Yuan's eyes swept over Hai Xian. I don't know why, although Su Yuan is very young, his eyes give people a strong sense of oppression. This made Hai Xian swallow his saliva. "Yes, it's me." "Okay, then what is the relationship between you and Zhao Feng?" When Hai Xian heard Su Yuan ask this, he felt his scalp tingling. He didn't know when beads of sweat appeared on his face. "Zhao Feng is a team leader in my department. As far as I know, our company's recruitment is very strict. Although we do recruit fresh graduates, we have many requirements for recruiting fresh graduates. In addition to requiring fresh graduates to have excellent academic performance in school, they are also required to have internship experience and independently completed projects. But Zhao Feng does not meet any of these requirements, right?" Su Yuan stared into Hai Xian's eyes. Hai Xian didn't expect Su Yuan to make trouble about this matter as soon as he came, and he knew the situation so clearly. His legs felt weak and he was speechless for a while. Seeing that he didn't say anything, Su Yuan continued. "Also, when did the team leaders of our company become so cheap? The senior employees who have worked in the company for several years and have qualifications and experience are still ordinary employees. But Zhao Feng, a fresh graduate, has become the team leader. Now, let me ask you again, what is your relationship with Zhao Feng?" Haxian's answer just now was very clever. When Su Yuan asked him, he simply used his work relationship to fool him. But now that Su Yuan has said so much, Hai Xian can no longer fool him. "Okay, you don't need to say anything. I will let my assistant inform everyone how to deal with this matter. You can go home and wait for news." Su Yuan waved his hand. Hai Xian stood up with a pale face and walked out like a walking corpse amid the sympathetic eyes of everyone. Following behind was Zhao Feng, who was completely confused. It wasn't until the two of them entered the elevator that Hai Xian finally reacted. He glanced at Zhao Feng beside him and said, "I just asked you to deliver a document. How did you offend Director Su? Although what I did violated the company's regulations, It is impossible for such a large company to have airtight management, and such things happen all the time. There are other violations that are more serious than his, but why is he the one being targeted? Even if he is a new official and has 3 major things to do upon taking office, he shouldn't use this matter as an excuse. There must be something he doesn't know. After hearing Hai Xian's words, Zhao Feng suddenly came back to his senses from sleepwalking. He stammered, I don't know either. Su Yuan is my college classmate. Your college classmate. Hai Xian suddenly turned his head and stared at him. No wonder Su Yuan knew him so well. It turned out that they were classmates. However, since they were classmates, why did he attack Zhao Feng? Right. Zhao Feng smiled bitterly. I had some conflicts with him when I was in college. You really killed me. Are you stupid? This kind of person is your classmate. Not only do you try to curry favor with him, but you also go against him. Do you think you have lived too long? Hai Xian now really wants to kill Zhao Feng. He had worked in the company for so many years, and finally got the position of manager of the internet department. He usually treats people kindly and doesn't offend anyone. He originally wanted to stay in this position for a few more years and then retire gracefully. But who would have known that at such a critical juncture, Zhao Feng would make all his hard work go to waste? Chapter 84, Do you need to spoil me so much? Zhao Feng shrank his neck, feeling miserable but unable to express it. How did he know that Su Yuan suddenly became the chairman of the company? If he had known this, he would not have dared to make trouble for Su Yuan. But it's too late for him to regret now. Okay, next, please let me know the work status of each department. Start from my left-hand side. Don't make it too complicated. Try to be concise and clear. There is intense infighting in the company. All the department managers of each major department have corrupt subordinates. As soon as they see the good guy Hai Xian, they will be directly pulled out. Those who originally wanted to fool around because of Su Yuan's youth immediately lost all interest in the matter, fearing that Su Yuan was not here to listen to any work reports, but was here specifically to replace the staff. Fortunately, after Hai Xian and Zhao Feng left, Su Yuan directly asked them to report on their work. This matter has come to an end. After sitting for an entire afternoon and waiting for all departments to finish reporting on their work, Su Yuan's butt was sore from sitting. He moved his legs and feet secretly and felt that he had made a big mistake. If he had known that the work report would take so long, why would he come here in person? Just have someone send him the documents, and he'll just take a look at them. Okay, everyone, thank you for your hard work. I already understand the basic situation. There is no need to make any major changes at the moment. Just proceed according to your current work plan. After summarizing the meeting, Su Yuan stood up first. However, he did not leave immediately. Instead, he pointed at Zhu Rui, the design manager, and said, Come to my office. Su Yuan's butt was sore from sitting so long, and Zhu Rui's condition wasn't much better either. She had thought that she could have some good exercise after Su Yuan left, but who knew that she would be called by Su Yuan the next second? When she thought of Haixian's fate, she suddenly felt frightened and tried hard to find out what she had done that violated the company's regulations. But after thinking about it, she remembered that she had changed her clock in records several times after being late to take care of her father in the hospital. This shouldn't be a serious thing, right? Zid. Su Yuan's chairman's office occupies almost half of the 19th floor. There are bookcases on 2 sides of the office and a floor-to-ceiling window on the other side. It is equipped with a living room, lounge, and shower room. Here you can live quite comfortably, even if you don't go home. He brought Zhu Rui to the living room and asked her to sit opposite him. Zin Ziolai over there poured coffee for the 3 of them. Director Su, just say whatever you want to say. Looking at the coffee on the table, Zhu Rui had no mood to drink it at all. He sat on the sofa tremblingly, waiting to be judged by Su Yuan. Su Yuan took a sip of coffee leisurely. When I was listening to the report just now, didn't the company have a Mi 11 that will be launched next month? You should prepare a customized Mi 11 for life. I see, okay. Zhu Rui thought Su Yuan was going to punish him, but he didn't expect it was for such a thing. He breathed a sigh of relief. She nodded, Mr. Su, how many units of this once-in-a-lifetime custom model are you going to limit to? 1. Turning on his phone, Su Yuan showed her the sketch he had drawn. Just carve this pattern into the shell of the phone. As for the rest of the details, I'll leave it to you. Just 1. In fact, it is very normal for mobile phones to have customized or co-branded models, and this is basically the case for all major brands. But Zhu Rui still couldn't understand why they only produced one customized model, because even if a customized model can be sold at a higher price than an ordinary mobile phone, it is just a mobile phone and cannot be sold at a sky-high price. After working so hard to design and customize, this is a complete loss of money. Just one for my wife. When Su Yuan mentioned Zhao Qingsu, the corners of his mouth couldn't help but rise slightly. So when designing, you have to design it to be more girly. As for the color, my wife likes pink the most, so it's best to use pink as the main color. Oh, I see. Zhu Rui was stunned for a moment before nodding. What? After coming out of Su Yuan's office and returning to his own office, Zhu Rui was still immersed in what Su Yuan had just said. Mr. Su is so young, and he already has a wife. Moreover, he customized a unique mobile phone for his wife. Isn't that too romantic? Although Zhu Rui is already 45 years old this year and is considered an aunt, it has to be said that Su Yuan's actions still touched her girlish heart. Manager Zhu, what did Director Su say when he called you over? I heard people say that our CEO Su is very young and very handsome. Is that true? Not long after Zhu Rui returned to the office, waves of people came to her office to inquire about Su Yuan. Zhu Rui was tired of being asked so many questions that he simply gave a unified reply in the group. Boss Su is indeed young and handsome. I know what you girls are thinking. I can tell you directly, don't even think about it, don't even dream about it. In addition to various work groups in the company, there is also a large group dedicated to chatting, which includes everyone in the company. Although everyone doesn't chat on a regular basis due to the disparity in their status, the group is still quite lively during the holidays. Everyone will chat about things in the group, and the atmosphere is quite relaxed. Manager Zhu, what do you mean by this? In the office, gossip spreads at the speed of light. After knowing that Su Yuan is young and handsome, it is inevitable that everyone is interested in him, especially the young girls, who have read so many CEO novels, and now they finally see the male protagonist in the CEO novel step out of the novel. Of course, it is impossible not to have fantasies. But after listening to Zhu Rui's words, I felt quite disillusioned. Zhu Rui continued to post unhappily. Because our CEO Su has a wife, he called me over just now to design a custom-made mobile phone for his wife. It's limited to one piece. Do you understand? When she said this, the little girls' hearts were broken. Fuck, didn't they say Mr. Su was very young? How come he's already married? A lifelong custom-made phone? And it's limited to one. Do you really need to spoil me like this? So sweet. Our CEO Su is so awesome. He is so rich, and yet he dotes on his wife so much. If I were CEO Su, I would have hugged her 8 times a night. Lao Zhang, you look so weak. If you masturbate 8 times a night, you'll win. Who is Mr. Su's wife? How can Mr. Su treat her so well? I'm so envious, tilde tilde. When they thought about being spoiled by Su Yuan, many people became very interested in the legendary chairman's wife, Zhao Qingsu. After all, they were really curious about how stunningly beautiful the chairman's wife was to be able to tie down such an outstanding man like Chairman Su. Chapter 85, Zhu Er's Treasure Husband. A lifetime custom-made model. How could you have thought of that? After the meeting, Su Yuan drove Li Hao back home. Li Hao was not very happy along the way. Damn, he originally thought that if he dressed a little more handsomely, he could pick up beautiful girls in the company, but who would have thought that when he got there? He would see a beautiful girl named Zin Ziolai, who was the assistant to the chairman, and ignored him at all. The rest are a group of middle-aged uncles and aunts. He sat in the conference room with Su Yuan as a background board for the entire afternoon, feeling very desperate. I originally thought that Su Yuan should leave after he was done. At least he should check on the female employees and ask if they had their periods or not. He should show more humane concern, right? But who knew that Su Yuan actually pulled an old lady into the office to talk about a customized mobile phone? So what did he do with Su Yuan today? Was he there to be a bodyguard? When you have a wife, you will know. Fuck, if I want to find a wife, isn't it just a matter of minutes? Li Hao took out his cell phone and said, "Quick, give me the contact information of Zin Ziolai. I can conquer her in 3 days. Do you believe it?" Su Yuan slapped his phone away and said, "That's my assistant, don't touch it." "Are you my brothers?" "No." The two of them walked all the way back home. Li Hao didn't want to continue eating dog food, so he went upstairs directly. As soon as Su Yuan went upstairs, he saw Zhao Qingsu carrying something in one hand and broadcasting live on her mobile phone in the other. She was struggling to put the things in her hands on the ground, and then pressed the combination lock to open the door. "You bought so many things, why didn't you ask me to pick you up?" Seeing her expression, Su Yuan hurried over and took the shopping bags of various sizes from her hands, complaining. "There aren't many things. Although there are a lot of shopping bags, they are just clothes and small accessories. They are not heavy at all, tilde tilde." Zhao Qingsu smiled happily and interacted with the fans on the camera. "Yes, you guessed it right, my husband is back." Was it Zhu Er's husband who was speaking just now? His voice is so nice, isn't it? He's handsome, rich, has nice hands, and a nice voice. I discover the hidden gems of Cher's husband every day. Zooer, does your husband have any brothers or anything like that? I just happen to be in need of a boyfriend right now. What? Originally, Zhao Qingsu did not do live broadcasts on a daily basis. But ever since she did a live broadcast at a farm stay with Jing Tian, she has completely deviated from the path of a beauty blogger. Live broadcasts of beauty products have become occasional, and she mostly broadcasts her daily life. But many fans just like to watch her eat, drink, and shop live with her. At first, Zhao Qingsu thought that people would find it boring if she just streamed her life without producing any content. But after a while, she found that it was quite good. Everyone loves to watch it, and it's also very interesting to see her chatting with fans during the live broadcast while doing things. Just today, when she was shopping, her fans urged her to do a live broadcast, so she did. Okay, I'm home now. After Zhao Qingsu opened the door, Su Yuan walked in first carrying the things she bought, and she fell behind and continued to broadcast live to the camera. Awu! Li Guo, who was lying at home bored, was so happy when he saw Zhao Qingsu and Su Yuan coming back. He quickly got slippers from the cupboard for them, then sat beside them and waited for them to change their shoes. Li Guo is really good tilde. Zhao Qingsu sat down and changed into slippers. She touched Li Guo's head and explained to the commentator with a smile, "This is my big golden retriever Li Guo." After saying that, he pointed the camera at Li Guo. Li Guo seemed to understand what Zhao Qingsu was doing and gave a warm smile to the camera. After filming Li Guo, Zhao Qingsu came to the sofa and was about to turn off the live broadcast when she saw Li Guo pushing the water cup on the other end of the table towards Zhao Qingsu. He wagged his big fluffy tail to signal Zhao Qingsu to drink water, and he was so obedient. But the fans in the camera were stunned by his behavior. "Isn't this dog too smart? It's much more useful than that dead man in my family. Hurry up and send him to school. Don't delay the child's schooling. I know this dog. He sat next to me during the college entrance exam. He answered questions much faster than me and handed in his paper in 20 minutes. But how can my dog be as smart as you say?" Zhao Qingsu was so amused by the comments that she couldn't help but give Li Guo a few more shots and said to him, "Say goodbye to everyone quickly, then we'll have dinner." Ouch! When he heard about eating, Li Guo became obviously excited. He quickly sat down, shook his paws at the camera, and then opened his mouth wide and waited for the food. When the fans in the camera heard Zhao Qingsu's intention to shut down the live broadcast, they quickly stopped her. "Zooer, don't shut down the live broadcast yet. We still want to watch it." "That's right, Zooer, we want to watch Li Guo eat. I really can't do anything about you. If you want to see it, I'll just fix my phone here and you can watch it." Seeing that everyone liked Li Guo, Zhao Qingsu was also happy. She turned around and shouted to the kitchen, "Hubby, bring Li Guo's dinner here today." "Good." Su Yuan responded and brought up the dinner that Li Guo had prepared long ago. Li Guo had 2 bowls for eating, both large ceramic bowls. One bowl was filled with marbled beef, chicken breast, salmon, and egg yolk. Another bowl contained some fresh vegetables and fruits. Putting 2 bowls in front of the camera, Zhao Qingsu stretched out her hand. "Do you want to eat, Li Guo?" Li Guo nodded, put his paw on Zhao Qingsu's hand and shook it. Zhao Qingsu patted his head and said, "Eat tilde." After receiving Zhao Qingsu's order, Li Guo squatted on the ground and began to eat from the 2 bowls. "Wow, the food here is so rich. They live a much better life than me. I've never eaten marbling steak before. What a shame that the dog ate it first. Zooer, does your family still need a dog? I'm considering coming here to work part-time. I can act cute, act like a spoiled child, and roll around. I can also learn to serve tea and water. Just take care of the meals." Looking at the meat that Li Guo was eating, everyone in the barrage was extremely envious. After all, it's just a dog. It's okay for it to eat so much meat, and it's all high-quality meat. The most horrifying thing is that it is also served with vegetables and fruits. They don't pay so much attention to nutritional balance. I don't think these apples and cherries look like ordinary varieties. They should be imported from abroad, right? Chapter 86. Wife, I'm not full yet. Are you talking about these apples and cherries? We grow them in our orchard. Zhao Qingsu was also helpless when she said this. Although Li Guo is a dog and a stray dog at that, he is very picky about food. He can eat any meat, but he only eats fruits grown in the orchard. He won't even look at ordinary fruits. Fortunately, there were so many orchards and enough fruits, so Zhao Qingsu had people pick the fruits and deliver them from the farmhouse every day. "I grow apples in my own orchard. Could it be the apple that helps you lose weight?" Most of the audience in the live broadcast room had seen Jing Tian's previous video of eating barbecue in the live broadcast room, And they also knew that Zhao Qingsu's family had an orchard, and that the apples grown there had a good effect on weight loss. Many people had made reservations to go to the farm stay. Basically, everyone who has been there speaks highly of the farm stay, but they love and hate the fruits in the orchard. Although the various functions of those fruits are indeed excellent, the price is too expensive. They can't afford to eat them at all. Occasionally, eating one is also heartbreaking. However, a dog actually eats such expensive fruit for dinner. I counted them. There was 1 apple and 12 cherries in his bowl. According to the market price, the total value is 170,000. Really, people are worse than dogs series. I will never say our golden retriever is stupid again. After all, the breeding environment is not on the same level. You've done a great job today. You've given me hundreds of thousands of followers. After turning off the live broadcast, Zhao Qingsu looked at the data in the background and was shocked. She didn't gain many followers after live streaming for the whole afternoon. So she live-streamed her dog eating, and after just 1 hour, she gained more than 100,000 followers in the background. Awu. Although Li Gu didn't understand what Zhao Qingsu was saying, it wagged its tail and happily turned a few circles on the spot. It's so late, why don't you go to bed? Seeing that Zhao Qingsu's attention was on Li Gu, Su Yuan glared at Li Gu somewhat unhappily. Li Gu wagged his tail tactfully, opened the balcony door himself, returned to his doghouse on the balcony, and closed the sliding door of the balcony. Su Yuan was satisfied only when there were only 2 people left in the living room. He reached out and hugged the girl's soft body, lowered his head, and blew gently in her ear, his voice carrying a bit of temptation. Wife, Li Gu is full, but I am not full yet tilde. Zhao Qingsu's body trembled when he breathed into her ear. Then I'll cook for you. What do you want to eat? I want to eat ready-made tilde. Tilde. As the Chinese Valentine's Day was approaching, Su Yuan said he wanted to come over to visit, so he booked plane tickets for his parents early in the morning. This day also marks the day when the 2 elders come over. Zhao Qingsu got up early in the morning. She quickly dressed herself and made breakfast for herself and Su Yuan. After breakfast, when everything was ready, the 2 drove their Porsche Cayenne from home to the airport. Zhao Qingsu was still very nervous on the way. Originally, during the Chinese New Year last year, Zhao Qingsu planned to let Su Yuan meet her parents first. After meeting her parents, she would follow Su Yuan back to his hometown to celebrate the Chinese New Year. But who knew that it got stuck with her parents, which resulted in the plan to go home for the Chinese New Year being postponed. Although she had already talked to Su Yuan's parents on the phone, they had never met formally. Therefore, she is very nervous now, afraid that Su Yuan's parents will be dissatisfied with her. Don't worry, didn't you talk to my parents on the phone? My parents are very easy to talk to. By phone. Zhao Qingsu pouted, but talking on the phone and meeting in person are 2 completely different things. Some people have online relationships just by talking on the phone, but once they meet in person, won't it be a waste of time? You? Su Yuan was amused by Zhao Qingsu's words. He stroked the girl's hair and said, I'm here for everything. The 2 arrived at the airport half an hour in advance. Su Yuan sent the location of the airport exit to his parents and asked them to go there after leaving the airport. Soon the 2 met Su Yuan's parents. Dad, Mom. Su Yuan went up and took the suitcase from the 2 people. Before he could introduce Zhao Qingsu, Su Yuan's mother went up and grabbed her hand. Oh, she's even prettier than in the photo. She's really a fairy. Su Yuan's mother had seen photos of Zhao Qingsu before and thought she was very beautiful. She just met her aesthetic standards and kept urging Su Yuan to bring his daughter-in-law home to see her. Now that I see her in person, I find she is even prettier than in the photos. Mom, you look very young too, like you're in your early 30s. Looking at Su Yuan's mother, Zhao Qingsu was actually very surprised. When chatting with Su Yuan's mother, she found that she was very lively. Unlike the ordinary nagging middle-aged women, she was very cute. Now that she saw him in person, she realized that he was really young and definitely didn't look like a 45-year-old. Moreover, she had regular facial features and was obviously a great beauty when she was young. Am I really that young? Su Yuan's mother was so flattered by Zhao Qingsu that she couldn't close her mouth. She glanced at Su Yuan's father next to her with a reproachful look. Your father always tells me that I'm old and I should stop being so conceited. I think he's just jealous of me. Of course, if you are so pretty and someone kidnaps you, it will be Dad's loss tilde. Seeing that Su Yuan's mother spoke in the same way as on the phone, Zhao Qingsu gradually relaxed and started joking with the 2 of them. The family of 4 came to the parking lot talking and laughing. Su Yuan loaded the luggage into the car and let the 2 elders sit in the back. Zhao Qingsu also gave the drinks she had prepared to Su Yuan's parents. Are you thirsty? Have a drink, tilde tilde. Good. Su Yuan's mother took a sip of the water and suddenly asked, by the way, Heiahao told me a while ago that he was also coming to Shanghai. Where is he now? Mom, you still remember him. Su Yuan was very surprised when he heard his mother mention Li Hao. He lives upstairs from us now. That's good, very good. Mom, are you still in touch with Li Hao? Su Yuan looked at his mother's thoughtful expression and couldn't help asking. When he was in high school, he always took Li Hao back to his home for dinner on weekends. Li Hao was also very sweet talker and made Su Yuan's mother very happy, but that was 4 or 5 years ago. He didn't expect that Li Hao was still in contact with his mother. Su Yuan's mother laughed. There must be a connection. Heiahao is a very grateful child. He sends me blessings on every festival. Last time he told me that he has a girlfriend. Chapter 87, it's inconvenient for us. Last time you had a girlfriend. It was probably the female Aquaman who cheated on him. Su Yuan also didn't have the heart to tell his mother that Li Hao had cheated on him, so he just laughed it off and said that they had broken up, which made Su Yuan's mother quite regretful. She held Zhao Qingsu's hand and said, "You two have to be good to each other. No matter what happens, discuss it and don't quarrel. Qingsu has such a good personality, and our Yuan also has a good personality, so they will definitely not quarrel. Why are you worrying about it?" Su Yuan's father beside him drank water with a smile. For these two people to live together, either both of them have good personalities, or one of them has a particularly good personality, so that they can get along. Yeah, your dad said, wait. Su Yuan's mother, who was halfway through agreeing, suddenly realized something was wrong. Who are you talking about, old man? You mean you have a very good personality, so you should just put up with me? Just tell me what I did that made you unhappy. No, the person with the best personality I'm talking about is you. I don't think anyone can stand me, only you. Su Yuan's father rubbed Su Yuan's mother's hand and said, I've really troubled you over the years. HMPH, I'm glad you know. After hearing Su Yuan's father's answer, Su Yuan's mother nodded with satisfaction and continued, what your father said before is right. This neighborhood is pretty upscale, right? The group chatted and laughed along the way and soon arrived at the gate of the Delan residence. Seeing the grand gate of the community, Su Yuan's mother immediately asked, houses here are not cheap, right? Well, I bought a large flat for more than 20 million. More than 20 million. Upon hearing that the house was so expensive, Su Yuan's mother smacked her lips and couldn't hide her smile. When your father was young, he said that he would let me live in a big house in the future, but he still hasn't let me live in one. You are really amazing, son. After saying that, he glanced at Su Yuan's father with a reproachful look. Su Yuan's father smiled and said, I know I have wronged you. It's my fault, but my salary is with you. If you like, it's not impossible for us to move to a bigger house this year. Tisk, you're the only one who can talk. Su Yuan's mother did not comment. Zhao Qingsu on the other side was laughing secretly. She opened the car window and asked, Dad, Mom, can you take a look at the environment of this community? It's not bad, right? Not bad, not bad. There are mountains and water. I have never seen many of the flowers planted in the garden. I want to dig up a few and plant them back. You're going too far. Su Yuan's father quickly stopped her. What if you get caught digging someone else's flowers? I'll be the one to dig them. Stop, stop. Su Yuan, who usually shows off his love for his girlfriend, couldn't bear to hear their conversation anymore and expressed his thoughts. Dad, Mom, this is what I think. You two have worked hard for most of your lives and raised us two siblings. It's time for me to repay you. You can go home and resign if you should, close your convenience store if you should, and then move in with us. Our house is quite big, and it's easy for us to take care of you. This was the result of Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu's discussion last night. It's inconvenient for us to live with you young people. Before Su Yuan could finish, his mother interrupted him. Don't give so many reasons. I was your age, and I know what you are thinking. Mom, it's nothing inconvenient. Su Yuan was helpless. His mother was good in every other way except that she liked to fantasize. If the house was small, it would be very inconvenient for 4 people to live together. But the house is so big, so there are not so many concerns. After all, the master bedroom and the second bedroom are equipped with separate shower rooms, so there is enough private space. Stop. Su Yuan's mother waved her hands. It's convenient for you, but not for us. We have worked so hard to raise you and Yiao. Your father and I still want to spend a few more years in our own world, tilde tilde. After a moment of silence, Su Yuan said, That's fine. We have a house upstairs. You can live upstairs. Otherwise, there are other houses in the community. I'll take you two to look around in the next 2 days. You can buy whichever one you like. It will be lively for us to live together. Su Yuan really wanted the 2 elders to live closer, so that he could take care of them if anything happened. But Su Yuan's mother shook her head like a rattle. No, 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 I came to Shanghai just to play with your dad for a few days and to see how you and Kingsu are doing. I don't want to live here, so don't worry so much. Dad. Seeing that he couldn't convince his mother, Su Yuan looked at his father. Even though Su Yuan's mother is the one who makes the decisions on all the big matters at home, as long as Su Yuan's father speaks, she will definitely listen to him in the end. He has 100 ways to coax Su Yuan's mother to agree to various things. But this time Su Yuan's father smiled and said, "Don't look at me, I don't want to live here either. You said we have lived in our hometown for 30 or 40 years. We know everyone in the street and are very familiar with each other. Coming here means meeting new people. I am old and don't have the energy. Besides, people say that fallen leaves return to their roots. We have stayed in our hometown for decades. When the earth is buried up to our chests, we run away to other places. It doesn't make sense." After hearing what Su Yuan's father said, Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu looked at each other. In fact, the two knew that what Su Yuan's father said made sense. When people get old, most of them don't want to change to a new environment. One reason is that they are nostalgic, and the other is that it is difficult for them to accept a new environment. If we force the two of them to stay in Shanghai, I guess they won't be very happy living there. Dad, Mom, you can go back and live here. I'll find you a new house. No, our house is great. You and Yiao grew up in that house. We don't want to move. Su Yuan's mother waved her hand and said, "If you really want to buy a house, buy one for your sister. Although she will get married in the future, it will be much better for her to have a house by her side. Mom, don't worry about this. I will make my own arrangements when the time comes." Su Yao is the sister that Su Yuan watched grow up. She is almost like a half-daughter to him. Of course, Su Yuan will not forget her. But since she is still in college, Su Yuan didn't give her a lot of money. He planned to give her a few thousand yuan in pocket money every month for her to use first, and then buy her a few houses after she graduates. As for her career, Su Yuan supports her in whatever she wants to do. Money is not a problem, and giving her a few million in startup funds is a small matter. However, he cannot let her mess around, and he has to help her with some advice. Yuan, now that you've made it big, not only have you married such a good wife, but you can also help your sister. Mom can finally put her worries to rest. Chapter 88, Is This the Dish Made by My Godmother? Dad, Mom, this is it tilde. After opening the door, Zhao Qingsu was about to invite Su Yuan's parents in, when she suddenly found Li Guo's dog head appeared in her sight. He also had 2 pairs of indoor slippers in his mouth. Li Guo, go get 2 more pairs of slippers. After Zhao Qingsu finished speaking, she glanced at Su Yuan beside her and asked with her eyes, "Mom and Dad are not afraid of dogs, right?" Su Yuan shook his head. "Hey, is this a golden retriever? So cute tilde. When Su Yuan's mother saw Li Guo, she was so happy that she went up to him and rubbed his big head. Li Guo was also very happy and rubbed his head against Su Yuan's mother's hand. Normally, this silly dog Li Guo is quite exclusive. When you take him out for a walk, he is not as enthusiastic towards everyone as ordinary golden retrievers. On the contrary, he hates it when others touch him, and he drives other dogs away with a grimace if they want to play with him, as if he particularly disdains playing with other silly dogs. But he was particularly attentive to Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu. When the two of them were taking a walk and chatting, he would also respond by meowing beside them, as if he understood what they were saying. Originally, Zhao Qingsu was afraid that he would reject Su Yuan's parents, but who knew that he would be so enthusiastic towards Su Yuan's mother? "Mom and Dad, I've put your luggage in your room. I've also prepared toiletries for you. Is there anything else you need?" Knowing that Su Yuan's parents would come early, they cleaned the second bedroom overnight and prepared everything that needed to be prepared. "Your house is so beautiful tilde. When Su Yuan's mother walked into the bedroom, she was surprised to see that this bedroom not only had a separate shower room, but also a large balcony. The area of the bedroom was comparable to that of a single apartment. "If you are beautiful, then live with us tilde. It's okay to stay for a few days, but forget about staying every day." After walking around the house, Zhao Qingsu went back to the kitchen to cook. She originally wanted Su Yuan's mom and dad to rest on the sofa, but Su Yuan's mother was very enthusiastic to come over and help. "What do you want to rest for? I'm not tired at all. Yuan bought us a first-class ticket, which is very spacious. We slept during the flight and are very energetic now. Yuan grew up eating the meals I cooked. I'll also help you cook 2 dishes so that you can taste my cooking skills tilde. Mom tilde. Wife. In fact, after hearing what Su Yuan's mother said, Zhao Qingsu didn't have any objection. It wasn't difficult to cook 2 dishes anyway. But seeing how eager she was to cook, Su Yuan and Su Yuan's father quickly stood up to stop her. Mom, why should I ask you to cook when you come to our place this time? Let Kingsu cook a meal for you to honor you and my dad, Tilda Tilda. Yes, yes, honey. Come here and let me rub your shoulders, so you don't have to toss and turn like that. The two of them pulled Su Yuan's mother to the sofa. But when Su Yuan's mother saw them like this, her desire to cook became even stronger. She shook off their hands and said, "No, how can you let my daughter-in-law work all alone?" After saying that, he resolutely went into the kitchen. Su Yuan and Su Yuan's father looked at each other and saw deep helplessness in each other's eyes. On the other hand, Zhao Qingsu didn't know at first why Su Yuan and Su Yuan's father were so fierce in trying to stop Su Yuan's mother when she said she wanted to cook. But after she and Su Yuan's mother entered the kitchen together, she knew. Oh, don't add garlic to the lettuce. Just boil it in water. It's healthier tilde tilde. Don't add salt, don't add salt. Eating too much salt can cause edema and goiter. For this fish, just steam it. Don't add shredded garlic. You want the original flavor tilde tilde. An hour later, 4 people sat down at the dining table and fell into silence as they looked at the 4 dishes and 1 soup on the table. Su Yuan's mother greeted them warmly. "What are you all looking at? Come eat quickly." Su Yuan's father glanced at Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu and took the initiative. Yuan, you haven't eaten the food your mother cooked for a year, right? Eat it quickly, don't waste it. Your mother's food is very nutritious. Dad, my mom came here and didn't forget to cook for you. This is a loving lunch made for you. You eat it first. After saying that, he picked up a piece of fish meat and put it into his father's bowl. Su Yuan's father was stunned for a moment. "You kid, have you made so much money recently? You must have a good meal every day. Come on, eat more of the green vegetables your mom made. Dad, you should eat more too." Seeing the two pushing and shoving each other on the table, Su Yuan's mother glared at them and said, "What's wrong with you two? There's so much food on the table, why are you being so humble? Eat quickly, don't waste time." After that, she thoughtfully picked up a piece of food for Zhao Qingsu with chopsticks. "Come, Qingsu, you should also try your mother's cooking. Your father has been very diligent recently, so I haven't cooked tilde tilde." Zhao Qingsu reluctantly took a bite of the fish in the bowl and swallowed it with difficulty. "Mom, is it usually Dad who cooks at home? I used to cook, but then I read a lot of articles and found that my cooking method was unhealthy, so I changed it. Who knew that your father suddenly became diligent and wanted to cook? I said that his cooking was unhealthy, and he said he wanted to learn cooking, so I had no choice." When Su Yuan's mother said this, she glanced at Su Yuan's father. Su Yuan's father quickly agreed. "I just don't want your mother to be too tired. She has been cooking for most of her life, and it's time for her to have a good rest." "Dad, Mom, you have such a good relationship, tilde tilde." Zhao Qingsu quickly praised the two of them, but Su Yuan's mother was still very enthusiastic. Come on, don't talk too much. Eat meat, eat meat." After saying that, he put a large piece of fish into Zhao Qingsu's bowl. "Mom, you're so nice." Looking at the fish in her bowl, Zhao Qingsu was speechless and choked up, thinking that she would never let Su Yuan's mother enter the kitchen tomorrow. Su Yuan, who was standing next to her, saw the girl's embarrassed expression and took the fish from her bowl and put it in his own bowl. "I like this fish. Give it to me." "Hubby, no, just let me eat it." I eat." Just as the two were being polite, the doorbell rang. Li Guo, who was lying next to them, quickly got up and opened the door. When he saw Li Hao standing at the door, he closed the door again with a snap. "Li Hao, you're here." But Su Yuan, who usually felt annoyed when he saw Li Hao, quickly stood up from his chair, opened the door, and invited him in again. "My mom is here and has cooked a table of dishes. Didn't you often come to my house for dinner on weekends when you were in high school? You must miss my mom's cooking. Come, I'll serve you a bowl of rice and you can have some too." "Good." Li Hao, who had been disliked a lot, was somewhat flattered by Su Yuan's attitude and sat down at the table with his bowl of rice. But when he saw the table full of food, his eyes widened. "This dish was made by my godmother." Chapter 89, The Contribution Cannot Be Too Little. "Yes, I made it. It may not taste good, but it's healthy. You young people nowadays always stay up late playing with your phones and don't like to exercise. You should eat healthier and stay healthy." Su Yuan's mother, an aunt, looked at Li Hao with a smile. Su Yuan also smiled. "Yes, this is a gift from my mother. You have to eat more." After he finished speaking, he suddenly reacted and looked at Li Hao. "What do you call my mother?" He seemed to have called his mother godmother just now. "When did this happen?" "Call me godmother." When Li Hao said this, he felt a little guilty. "What's wrong?" "No, when did this happen?" Su Yuan was a little confused. Although his mother liked him very much when he brought Li Hao home in high school, he had never heard that she wanted to adopt him as her godson. Why did she suddenly call his mother godmother now? "It happened 2 years ago." Li Hao didn't say anything, but Su Yuan's mother took over the conversation. She said with a smile, "Didn't I tell you that Heihaho is very grateful? You only brought him home for dinner in high school, but he often sent me messages on WeChat in the following years, and occasionally came back to see me and sent me gifts or something. I saw that he was such a good kid, so I adopted him as my godson. I wanted to tell you about this, but he said he would tell you himself, so I didn't tell you." What? "No, we've talked so many times, you didn't plan to tell me." Although the two went their separate ways after graduating from high school, Su Yuan went to school and Li Haoshan traveled around the world. Logically speaking, the two of them should not have much in common, but every 1 or 2 months they would chat about their lives on WeChat. Although they didn't talk much, they had always kept in touch. When Li Hao came to Heidu, he looked for him the first time, but Su Yuan couldn't understand it. Every time Li Hao chatted with him, he would tell him where he went to play and what girls he picked up, which were trivial things, but he never mentioned something as important as finding a godmother. Didn't I forget that? Forgot? Under Su Yuan's aggressive gaze, Li Hao coughed twice. "It's not that I forgot, but I just don't know how to tell you about this. I can't suddenly tell you that I'm really your brother, right? You said we've been fake brothers for so long, and suddenly we've become real brothers. I'm afraid you won't be used to it." Seeing that Li Hao was forcing himself to explain, Su Yuan did not continue to ask. He paused and said, "Since you call my mom godmother when Kingsu and I have our wedding, you must not give less money. According to the rules in Su Yuan's place, when getting married, the gift from brothers usually starts at 5,000 yuan. By saying this, he acknowledged Li Hao's identity as his godson. Li Hao was stunned for a moment. Then he stared at Su Yuan's eyes seriously and said clearly, "Don't worry, I will definitely not give you less when you marry my sister-in-law. Don't just talk about us getting married. When are you going to find a proper girlfriend?" Speaking of Li Hao, it really gives Zhao Qingsu a headache. She really couldn't stand his flirtatious habits, but he was Su Yuan's friend and she couldn't say anything, so she kept some things to herself. But now that their relationship has changed, and she has truly become Li Hao's sister-in-law, she had to say a few words. "You said you're always causing trouble for other girls, and you keep changing girls around you, and you can never settle down. When will this end? If possible, you can quickly find a girlfriend. We won't charge you for the wedding gift, and you can just bring your girlfriend over to grab the bouquet." Sister-in-law is right, good. Li Hao also nodded and agreed. Seeing everyone talking happily, Su Yuan's mother smiled even brighter. She called out, "Come on, everyone, stop talking and eat quickly." After saying that, she lovingly picked up a piece of food for Li Hao with her chopsticks. Li Hao smelled it, suppressed his discomfort, and took a bite of the fish. 3 seconds later, he suddenly put down his bowl and stood up. "Godmother, godfather, didn't I say before that I would take you to eat a very authentic hot pot restaurant? Let's go eat now." Su Yuan's mother didn't care. "It's not too late to go tomorrow, tilde. But Su Yuan's father stood up immediately and said, "This is Heihao's kindness anyway, just accept it." Everyone unanimously agreed to go eat hot pot. Su Yuan and Li Hao said a lot of good things, and then coaxed Su Yuan's mother to change clothes and go out. "Then I'll go change my clothes first." Over there, Su Yuan's mother went to her bedroom to change clothes, and Zhao Qingsu and Su Yuan's father followed her to choose clothes. Su Yuan and Li Hao were the only ones left in the living room. Each of them lit a cigarette and took a few puffs in silence. Smoke drifted in the air. "You wouldn't mind if I took him as your godmother, right?" 10 seconds later, Li Hao was the first to break the silence. His tone was unusually serious, without any nonchalance. Su Yuan didn't expect that he, who was always carefree, would speak in such a tone. He looked at him in shock and said, "Why should I mind such a thing? I'm so happy that more people can help me to be filial to my mother. It's your mother who should mind. She worked so hard to raise you, but you recognized someone else as your godmother and made someone else your son. My mother won't mind." Actually, Su Yuan didn't mean anything by saying this. He just mentioned it casually. But he didn't expect Li Hao to smile bitterly after hearing his words, with a bit of loneliness in his eyes. "My mother would rather not have a son like me. Why would she mind such a thing? What you said, are you in conflict with your mother? Don't worry, no matter how much conflict you have, your mother is still your mother. How could she wish to not have a son like you?" After hearing what Li Hao said, Su Yuan didn't take his words to heart, thinking that he just had a quarrel with his family. Even though he had quarreled with his mother, and they just had a few words of bickering occasionally, he had seen his classmates quarreling with their families. Sometimes they even threatened to sever the mother-son relationship, but didn't they always make up after a few days? After all, family members are family members. No matter how much they quarrel, the blood relationship cannot be severed. "It's different. I don't have conflicts with my mother. She has hated me since I was a child, and she wished I would die out there. In her heart, my brother is her only son. Li Hao smiled bitterly, trying to make his tone light. It's a pity that I'm a 1,000-year-old bastard. I've been hanging out outside for so many years, but nothing has happened to me. She must be disappointed, right? Chapter 90, Godmother. You are so beautiful that you look good in anything you wear. As soon as Su Yuan heard Li Hao's tone, he felt that there must be something going on between him and his mother. Thinking back carefully, when the two of them first met, he had the best food, clothing, and other necessities, and his family gave him a lot of pocket money and often took him out to hang out. But he never seemed to call home, never went home during holidays, and his family had never come to see him. No wonder he always insisted on going home with him for dinner when he was in high school. At that time, Su Yuan had less pocket money, and he often ate the snacks bought by Li Hao at school, so he didn't think much about it. He thought that since he ate his snacks, he would just take him home for dinner and pay him back. He really didn't pay attention to so many details. He originally wanted to ask in detail about the situation at his home, but Su Yuan's mother had already changed her clothes and came out. She was wearing a dark velvet long skirt with a light-colored scarf around her neck. "Isn't this scarf nice? Kingsu bought it for me last time. It's made of silk tilde. Godmother, you are so stunning and charming that you look good in anything you wear." Li Hao was probably afraid that Su Yuan would ask more questions, so he quickly went to Su Yuan's mother to show his courtesy. Seeing that he was unwilling to say, Su Yuan did not continue to ask. It just so happened that the whole family went out and had a big hot pot. The hot pot restaurant that Li Hao mentioned is a large national chain hot pot restaurant called Dream back to 1998. The decoration is in a retro style, and the store is filled with strings of red lanterns and red peppers. Under the orange light, it looks particularly lively. I often see internet celebrities checking in at the store, so this store is quite popular. Although it's not even dinner time yet, the store is already full of people. This hot pot restaurant looks good, because Su Yuan's mother has been advocating healthy eating in recent years. Su Yuan's father has either cooked for himself or eaten boiled vegetables with her in the past 2 years. He hasn't gone out to eat for a long time. As long as you like it. When I walked into the store with my friends, the waiters immediately came over to me enthusiastically and asked, "Do you have any reservations?" After taking out the reserved seat and ordered set meal, and showing them to the waiter to scan the code, the waiter took them to the private room. "Do you need any more dishes?" Although this restaurant allows you to order food online, they only have basic set meals, and other dishes still need to be ordered individually. "Come on, Godmother, Godfather, you order first." Putting the menu in front of the two elders, Su Yuan's father ordered several servings of beef, duck intestines, tripe, and the like. "Why did you order so much meat? You should order some vegetables, 1 portion each of enoki mushrooms, lettuce, and Chinese cabbage." "I ordered it for the young men. Young people should eat more vegetables too." After finally ordering the dishes, Li Hao raised his glass and toasted everyone. They drank and chatted about family matters, and the atmosphere was very good. It was just that Su Yuan's mother had just picked up the egg that was served to her and took a bite, when she suddenly spat out the egg in her mouth with an ugly look on her face. "The eggs don't taste right." At first, no one took her words seriously. Su Yuan's father even joked, "Maybe the eggs laid by the chickens here taste different from the eggs laid by the chickens back home. Don't make such a fuss." "No, this egg is moldy." Su Yuan's mother held an egg between her legs and showed it to a few people. Although they thought it was unlikely that such a thing would happen, they still leaned over to take a look. Sure enough, they saw some black mold spots on the fried egg that Su Yuan's mother had just bitten half a bite into. "How can an omelet get moldy? How long have they been left out?" Su Yuan's face darkened when he saw the fried egg. He quickly took a glass of water to his mother and said, "Mom, rinse your mouth quickly. Did you not eat the egg just now?" "No, I spit it out as soon as I ate it because it tasted wrong." "It's good that I didn't eat it." Li Hao, who was standing next to him, stood up angrily and said, "The hygiene of this store is too poor. I'm going to ask them to do it. The fried eggs in this restaurant come in a serving of 4 and cost 28 yuan each, which is really not cheap." He actually dared to fool around like this. Anyone who encountered this would be very angry, not to mention that Li Hao was treating them this time. He immediately found the waitress and showed her the fried egg. "What on earth are you doing in this restaurant? How dare you serve this moldy fried egg to customers? I tell you, if you don't give me a satisfactory explanation today, I will never forgive you." It seems that Li Hao is really angry this time. Even though the waitress opposite him was a particularly cute girl, he did not show her the slightest bit of mercy. "I'm sorry, this is an oversight on our part. How about I get you a new plate of omelet?" After seeing the appearance of the fried eggs, The waiter realized he was in the wrong and quickly apologized and offered to replace them with a new plate of fried eggs. Is that enough to just change to a new plate of fried eggs? Li Hao sneered. Given the hygiene of your kitchen, you still want us to continue eating. Do we dare? Fried eggs are something that is extremely easy to make, quick, and requires little technical skill. Not to mention how they taste. Just the moldiness alone can basically tell you what the hygiene conditions are like behind the scenes at this hot pot restaurant. So how do you want to solve it? The waiter over there asked. Seeing that Li Hao was getting very angry, Su Yuan also stood up and said to the waiter, "How about this? Your hygiene is worrying. We don't dare to eat here anymore. Let's go to another place. But we won't pay for the dishes on this table." After saying that, he wanted to leave with a few people, but the waiter looked embarrassed and said, "You ordered so many dishes, I can't make the decision on whether to give you a free meal. It depends on what our manager thinks. Please wait a moment. I'll go ask our manager what he says." After saying that, he turned and left. They didn't want to make things difficult for the waiter, so they waited in the box for a while. "I heard that the eggs on your table were moldy. Our kitchen is award-winning for its sanitation, so this kind of problem is unlikely to occur." The manager over there came over quickly. She was a middle-aged woman in her early 40s. She was wearing a black suit, 10-centimeter high heels, and a pair of glasses. Her tone was quite impatient. Upon hearing her tone, Li Hao, who was already angry, exploded. He slammed the plate on the table. "If this isn't moldy, then what is? Are you saying that this isn't something you sent and we are framing you? This may be an accident. I'm so sorry." Glancing at the fried eggs on the table, the woman pushed up her glasses and said, "As compensation, our store can give you a 20% discount, but if you want to give it away for free, that's not possible. Chapter 91 With your attitude, I will destroy your store." To be honest, although it is very annoying to encounter such things, as long as the attitude of the store owner is good enough, the problem can be easily solved. We are all human beings, and no one has to be difficult with anyone else. Especially Li Hao and Su Yuan, both of them are rich. Even though they ordered a lot of food for the hot pot, it only cost about 1,000 yuan at most. The reason why they asked for a free meal was not because they wanted to save money, but because they felt that the hot pot meal was too disgusting and they didn't want to eat here anymore, so they changed to another restaurant. But what is the attitude of this manager? The expression in her eyes and her tone suggested that they were just trying to get a small bargain, and her words implied that they had tampered with the eggs just to get away with the bill. Li Hao was already very angry, and her attitude provoked him, and the anger in his heart started to rise. He asked directly, "I just want to ask you if this table is free of charge." "I'm sorry, the most we can offer you is an 80% discount. If you need, we can give you an extra fried egg," the manager said with a wry smile, "but I can't give you a free meal." "Okay, if that's the case, then I'll just call the Consumers Association and file a complaint." Li Hao took out his cell phone angrily. Su Yuan next to him held his hand and told him to calm down. Although calling the Consumer Association is the best way to deal with this situation, looking at the manager's expression, there must be someone inside, otherwise he would not dare to be so arrogant. "If you want to complain, feel free to do so. We can only give you 20% off anyway." After the manager finished speaking, he had an expression that said, "You guys can do whatever you want. I'll just watch you here." Even a good-tempered person like Zhao Qingsu couldn't stand her attitude. "It's obviously a problem with the hygiene of your kitchen. You can't let us bear the consequences, right? The fried eggs you sent are already moldy. We are not sure whether the ingredients in the kitchen are okay, so we don't plan to eat here. If we don't eat, do you still want us to pay? You ordered the food. It's your business whether you eat it or not. It has nothing to do with me." Zhao Qingsu was furious at the woman's answer. This kind of person was simply unreasonable. Are all businessmen so arrogant these days? "Honey, don't be angry. Being angry will give you wrinkles. Let me handle this matter." Although Su Yuan's mother ate moldy eggs before, she discovered it in time and rinsed her mouth, so there was no problem. Su Yuan was angry, but he should have been rational. However, this manager's series of actions made Su Yuan's face gloomy. He coaxed the angry Zhao Qingsu and asked her to sit next to him with his mother. He then walked up to her and asked her one last time, "Do you agree to give me a free meal? If you don't agree, I will smash your store." Anyway, if the store was smashed, the most he would have to do is pay some money and be detained for a few days. For Su Yuan, it was worth it as long as he could vent his anger. This hot pot restaurant is a chain store, and it started out by paying internet celebrities money to promote its products. Although this type of store becomes popular quickly and has a high profile on the internet, it is actually as fragile as a bubble. Once any scandal occurs, it will spread quickly. He just couldn't believe that the manager didn't care at all. Smashing the store? I think you guys came here on purpose to cause trouble. After hearing Su Yuan's words, the manager, instead of getting scared, became even more disdainful. She turned around and called a few waiters. The new waiters she called were all tall and strong young men. Standing there, they looked like small mountains and looked very imposing. If an ordinary customer was scared by him like this, he would probably be scared. But Su Yuan's expression became even colder. A few poor bastards want to come here to cause trouble. I tell you, it's impossible. You can eat it or not. If you don't want to eat, just pay and get out. This is not a place for you to take advantage of others. Although Su Yuan, Zhao Qingsu, and the others were dressed quite decently, the manager did not regard them as anything impressive. The main reason is that there are too many people who act like good people nowadays. So what if you dress nicely? Ziu Li, go to the bank and withdraw 10 million for me and send it to Dream back to 1998. The faster the better. I can use it. Su Yuan called Zin Zilai directly. After the fight, he sat down and said, Qingsu, you haven't started the live broadcast yet, right? Today is a good day to start a live broadcast. Yeah, okay. When Zhao Qingsu heard Su Yuan say this, she immediately understood what he meant and opened her phone immediately. As a big-up host with millions of fans, there are many people waiting in Zhao Qingsu's live broadcast room. Therefore, when they saw that she suddenly started the live broadcast, the fans were very happy. Today's little surprise, tilde. However, Zhao Qingsu was not as relaxed as usual. She patted the manager and others and said, I'm dreaming about the 1998 Hot Pot restaurant now. Have you heard of this place? Dream back to 1998? It seems like this is a very popular hot pot restaurant these days. I plan to go there in a few days. I've tried it before and it tastes just so-so. The service in that restaurant is terrible and the hygiene is also worrying. Last time I found a cockroach in there. The manager of that restaurant sent me a few dishes, so I didn't say anything. After all, we are just ordinary people and can't afford to compete with big restaurants. When hearing about the movie Back to 1998, quite a few fans knew about it. Zhao Qingsu continued to explain the situation. Today, my husband and I brought my parents-in-law here to eat. My mother-in-law even ate moldy fried eggs. We originally asked for a waiver, but the attitude of this restaurant was too arrogant. What are you doing? Did we let you take pictures? Originally, the manager was planning to kick Su Yuan and the others out as soon as possible. After all, it was almost time for dinner, and it would be bad if the situation got out of hand. But who would have thought that Su Yuan and the others not only had no intention of leaving, but instead started a live broadcast. The manager then realized that Zhao Qingsu might be a very famous internet celebrity with a lot of fans. If this matter were to be publicized, she would definitely be punished by her superiors. Therefore, she decisively brought people over and tried to snatch the phone from Zhao Qingsu. This scene was also broadcast live by Zhao Qingsu. Oh my God, this manager of Dream back to 1998 is so scary, isn't he? His attitude is so arrogant. Are all service staff this awesome these days? I said I would go eat it in 2 days. I don't dare to go, I don't dare to go. I ate a moldy fried egg. How can fried eggs get moldy? How does it work? The female manager in Dream back to 1998 didn't look that good to begin with. She had a fierce look on her face, and when she was commanding people to snatch Zhao Qingsu's phone with her claws and fangs bared, she was like a female demon, scaring many fans in the live broadcast room so much that they almost threw their phones away. Chapter 92. It's not too much to spend 10 million to build an internet-famous hot pot restaurant. I'm here today. Let's see who dares to touch my godmother and sister-in-law. Seeing several staff members rushing over, Li Hao and Su Yuan both stopped them in front. Su Yuan was fine, since he had the guards as his trump card. He knew in his heart that his relatives would not be harmed, so he remained relatively calm. But Li Hao's eyes were red, and he looked like he was going to fight the store owner. This actually scared a few of the waiters, and their momentum weakened a little. They all turned around to look at the female manager, who looked like a bitch. The female manager didn't expect Su Yuan and his friends to be so stubborn. She gritted her teeth, clenched her fists, and looked at them. Have you had enough of making trouble? Don't you just want some compensation? As for making such a big fuss, you are really not afraid of losing face at all. You are the kind of people who are shameless. After saying that, he turned around and ordered the people around him. Don't they just want money? Go and give them $300 as compensation. She spoke in the tone of someone who was dismissing a beggar. Yes. A waiter nodded and turned away. Did you hear me? I've given you compensation, so stop making a scene here. You're still talking about destroying our store. Do you know how much it costs to renovate our store? It costs hundreds of thousands. Can you afford to pay for destroying the store? Seeing the female manager like this, not only Su Yuan and the others sneered in their hearts, but the fans in the live broadcast room were also stunned. How can someone who can easily buy hundreds of Hermes bags for his wife afford to renovate your store? Who taught you math? I just don't understand how this guy could become the manager of a big hotel. He doesn't look like he got there by relying on his body. It's hard to say. Some people have special hobbies. Although this female manager doesn't look good, I estimate that she is at least a D cup. Looking at the female manager's appearance, many people even felt that this was almost like a joke. The service industry is so developed now. Who doesn't serve customers like their parents? This is the first time I have seen such an arrogant female manager. However, the world is so big that all kinds of things are possible. No matter how developed the service industry is, there will always be a few bad apples that drag down the level of the industry. It's better not to meet such people, but it's really uncomfortable if you do. Zhu'er, you absolutely cannot accept these 300 yuan. The eggs are all moldy. There must be a problem with food safety. Check them. Yes, this kind of internet celebrity store has been spoiled too much. We must sanction it. This female manager is really infuriating. If I were there, I would definitely beat her up on the spot. What happened? It seems like there was a quarrel. Although this is a private room, the noise was so loud that the people in the hall over there noticed something wrong and started looking over here. The more people came to watch the fun, the greater the impact on the business in the store. The female manager couldn't hold it anymore and quickly slammed the 300 yuan the waiter brought on the table. This is the compensation from our store. Take it and get out. $300? You really think highly of me. Li Hao took a look at the 300 yuan on the table and was so angry that he laughed. Su Yuan also did not touch the 300 yuan, but just glanced at the message sent by Zin Ziolai on his mobile phone. Boss Su, we're here. He had just received the news, and the female manager was still showing off when he saw the glass door at the store entrance being pushed open. A dozen men in black suits walked in carrying silver safes in their hands. Leading the group was a woman who was also dressed in a professional suit. The woman was holding a folder in her hand. She glanced at the situation in the store and walked straight towards Su Yuan's box. What is this, the mafia? What era is it now? Why are you still doing this kind of thing? But this kind of thing really looks intimidating. That silver safe is filled with money, right? I've seen movies before where tens of millions of dollars could be poured out of a silver safe in a minute. Everyone here has a safe in their hands, so doesn't that mean they brought hundreds of millions of cash here? I beg you to stop watching those stupid movies. A portable safe like this can only hold 1 million in cash. Even if it's a specially made one, it can only hold 2 million. How can it possibly hold tens of millions? The people brought by Zin Ziolai not only successfully attracted the attention of diners in the entire hot pot restaurant hall, but also naturally made the female manager a little dumbfounded. She looked at Zin Ziolai, who was walking towards her, and forced a smile on her face. Excuse me, are you here to eat or? But Zin Ziolai had a cold face and ignored her at all, walking towards Su Yuan slowly. Boss Su, I've brought you the money you requested. Here's 10 million. After saying that, she pointed at the dozen or so men following behind her. Very good. Su Yuan nodded slightly, his eyes indifferent. Smash this store for me. After saying that, he glanced at Zin Ziolai and said, I think you know what to do. Okay, Mr. Su. It is every assistant's job to guess the chairman's thoughts. Although the two have not spent much time together during this period, from their previous behavior, Zin Ziolai has also gained some understanding of Su Yuan. She turned around and ordered the people below. Give those guests who are eating enough compensation to let them leave first. If they choose not to leave, let them finish their meal and smash the rest. Yes. After receiving Zin Ziolai's command, the people below put the safe aside and started to act in unison. Two people went to negotiate with other guests, while the rest started to smash and destroy things. Soon the store became a mess. Manager, what should we do now? The few shop assistants who had been quite imposing before became completely intimidated after seeing these men in black suits, and they hid in the corner and trembled like quails. After all, these men looked very professional, and they might even be carrying weapons, so they certainly didn't dare to fight head-on. As for the female manager, she was completely dumbfounded when she saw this scene. She originally thought that these were just a few customers who wanted to take advantage of the situation, and that she could just give them some money to get rid of them. It's not like she hasn't encountered this kind of thing before, but who knew that this time she would run into a tough guy and the other party would actually dare to smash the store. Moreover, the woman who brought people here just now called the guest Mr. Su, so that guest must be someone important. It seems that she is really in trouble this time. The female manager was so frightened that she suddenly turned around and ran to the side to make a phone call. Union, what should I do? The store I'm in charge of was smashed. Chapter 93, I just want to know how she handles it. What's going on? When Zai Yun, the proprietress of Dream back to 1998, heard her sister say this, she was stunned and quickly asked about the situation. After hearing her sister's account of the whole story, she was so angry. How many times have I told you not to be so arrogant? You are a service staff, how can you treat customers like that? The store has been smashed now. If I had known you were a hopeless case, I would not have let you be a lobby manager. How can I explain this to your brother-in-law now? He will definitely make trouble for me then. Zai Yun was really furious. She and her husband had worked so hard to start an ordinary hot pot restaurant from scratch. It took a lot of hard work from the couple to build it to its current size. As they see hot pot restaurant chains opening one after another and their business becoming prosperous, her sister has met the wrong person and is not doing well at work, so her family asks her to help her sister. Zai Yun was reluctant at first because she knew her sister well. She felt that she had no skills but was too ambitious and was not the type to do things well. Originally, she wanted to give her sister several $100,000 to let her open a small supermarket, but her sister was unwilling to do so, saying that opening a supermarket was not promising, and she insisted on becoming a manager of a hot pot restaurant. She was unwilling, but her sister mobilized all the relatives and friends in the family to lobby her, and she had no choice but to agree and let her sister become the lobby manager of a branch. Before her sister became the manager, she repeatedly told her not to cause trouble and just to run the store normally. Who knew that something would still happen in the end? She had let her sister be the manager without telling her husband at the time, and now that the store has been smashed, she certainly can't hide this matter anymore. I just want to save some costs for our store. How do I know that customer is a wealthy boss? I thought he was here to take advantage of us. The female manager said confidently. Zai Yun on this side was almost irritated by her words. Seeing her husband calling her on the phone, she had no choice but to hang up her sister and answer her husband's call. After talking about this, the couple rushed to the hot pot restaurant as soon as possible. The hot pot restaurant is located on a street next to a square, so there are a lot of people watching the fun in front of the store. As soon as the couple got off the car, they went straight to the box. They didn't even look at the men in black who were smashing things in the hall, and walked straight towards Su Yuan. I'm Yu Yue, the owner of this store. We were the first to learn about what happened here. This was our store's fault from beginning to end. First, the hygiene control in our store was not strict enough, which put several people at risk of food poisoning. We will give them a comprehensive inspection later. If there is anything, we will definitely take full responsibility. Second, the staff in our store gave you a very bad experience. This is a problem of our poor staffing. When the time comes, our store will hold them accountable and will definitely punish them severely. Seeing Su Yuan and his men smashing the store, the female manager just stood there and did nothing. However, the owner and the proprietress of this store were quite responsible. They admitted their mistakes right away and had a very good attitude. There's no need to do the checkup. We'll go there ourselves when the time comes. Su Yuan asked calmly, I just want to know how does she deal with it? When Zai Yun saw Su Yuan pointing at her sister, she was stunned for a moment and quickly said, To be honest with you, President Su, this is my sister. I was too soft-hearted and let her be the lobby manager. I know that letting an unqualified person be the manager is a great disrespect to the guests who come here to eat. I apologize to you and the diners here. As for her, I will remove her from her position and then take her to prepare gifts and personally apologize to you. Do you think this is a good way to deal with her? Mom, wife, what do you think about this? In fact, when encountering such things normally, Su Yuan would not be so angry. After all, he is a grown man and it is no big deal even if he eats a moldy egg. He would not care so much. But this time, the person who ate the eggs was his mother, and the one whose phone was almost stolen was his wife, so he definitely couldn't let this matter go, so he chose to smash the store. Now that the boss had come in person to apologize, he immediately looked at his mother and Zhao Qingsu. Mom, what do you think? Although Zhao Qingsu was angry about the attitude of the female manager before, now that she saw the boss and his wife apologized in person and so sincerely, her anger had long since subsided. Therefore, she also looked at Su Yuan's mother. Su Yuan's mother was also not a person who would not let go even if she was right. She thought for a moment and said, Just fire him. There's no need to apologize in person. Then just listen to your mother. I have no objection. Okay, you heard what my mom and my wife said. Su Yuan looked at the couple over there and said, Looking at your attitude, forget about coming to apologize and just calculate the compensation fee. although it was indeed the female manager of the store who was at fault in this incident. It is also a fact that he smashed someone else's store. We made all the mistakes in this matter. How dare we ask you to compensate us? We are very grateful that you don't hold us responsible. How about this? We didn't let you eat well this time. From now on, wherever you eat, we will pay for it. We will also give you a lifetime 20% discount card. As long as you come to our store next time, no matter when, you will get 20% off. There is a reason why this couple has been able to grow the Hot Pot restaurant to its current scale. If they don't ask for compensation, they may temporarily lose the money for renovating the store. But the image of the Hot Pot restaurant has been greatly restored by this incident, and it is also a disguised form of advertising for the Hot Pot restaurant. Maybe after this incident, the popularity of the Hot Pot restaurant will not only not decrease, but will increase. The boss really knows how to behave. Now I realize that it's great to be rich and powerful. If ordinary people like us encounter this kind of thing, let alone seeing the boss, even if we make a short video and post it on our personal account, I guess few people will see it. How can we still get such treatment? Wait, where's the money in the portable safe? I'm waiting to see the scene where the money is used to smash the store. After the matter came to an end, the boss of Dream back to 1998 personally escorted the few people out of the Hot Pot restaurant. Seeing that Zhao Qingsu hadn't turned off the live broadcast, Su Yuan leaned over to take a look at the comments. When he saw that some people were still thinking about the money in the safe, he chuckled. Using the money to smash the store? You guys can think of such a thing. What if the money is damaged? That's illegal. Chapter 94, Who is this sister? We're going to spend Chinese Valentine's Day in this hotel. Looking at the hotel in front of her that was made entirely of blue glass, Su Yuan's mother got out of the car and took a look. She suddenly had an urge to turn around and go back. Because this hotel looks very expensive. Although her son is successful and making money now, she still has more than 5 million in her bank card. But she had been used to saving for decades and had no urge to spend. She thought that a simple life was enough and had no idea about this kind of hotel that only rich people on TV would go to. Yes, there is a surprise on the top floor of this Hotel Tilde Tilde. A few days before Chinese Valentine's Day, Su Yuan had been thinking about where to take his parents and wife to play. After much deliberation, he booked the top floor of this hotel and called Chi Han, Li Haijingxian, and others to come and play together. This hotel must be expensive for one night, right? Su Yuan's mother is still worried about the price. Su Yuan thought for a moment and said, "It's okay, just stop talking. Don't I know what you're thinking? You're definitely going to make up a lie to deceive me. Don't tell me that you got some discount coupons for this hotel and it only costs a few $100s a night. I don't believe it." Su Yuan's mother immediately covered Su Yuan's mouth. "No, Mom, I'm not going to lie to you. The price I paid for this hotel is really not cheap, but it's not refundable, so don't think about going back. Just have fun with us." "That's right, this is also a filial piety of the son." Su Yuan's father chimed in with a smile. Today, at Su Yuan's urging, he dressed up. He wore a trendy floral shirt, loose shorts, and some accessories. At first glance, he really looked like a trendy guy. 4 people got out of the car. Su Yuan's father hugged Su Yuan's mother, and Su Yuan hugged Zhao Qingsu. They were very pleasing to the eye at first glance. "What? I really owe you in my previous life. Why do I always end up with a single guy like you?" Su Yuan and a few others in front were in a car and arrived at Bay Alley Hotel just in time. Li Hao was driving behind with Li Guo. Li Hao, who wanted to turn over a new leaf and behave himself for a few days, tormented Li Guo a lot along the way. Li Guo was so angry that he climbed from the passenger seat to the back seat and hid there, refusing to come out no matter what. He was still sulking after the car stopped. "Come out." Seeing that Li Guo refused to leave, Li Hao had no choice but to pull him away. But Li Guo is so big that most people can't stop him when he gets angry. "Li Hao, what are you doing here?" Just when he was competing with Li Guo, Chi Han's voice sounded behind him. Li Hao's eyes suddenly lit up. He turned around. "Who's that next to you?" Li Hao hadn't seen a woman for a few days, which made him feel uncomfortable. But when he heard it was Chi Han, he immediately perked up. But when he turned around, he found that there was a young man standing next to the person. The man was dressed in a suit and nodded to him with a smile. "Hello, I'm Chi Han's colleague He Jing, and I'm her male companion today." "Oh, hello." When Li Hao heard that Chi Han brought a male companion today, who looked quite respectable, he suddenly felt a little discouraged. He was just about to turn around and continue pulling Li Guo out of the car, when a shadow beside him suddenly rushed towards Chi Han. "Oh, you are Li Guo, right? You are so cute, tilde tilde, come, let's shake hands, tilde tilde." Li Guo, who was angry with him just now, was now wagging his big golden tail happily. playing around Chi Han crazily and shaking hands with him in a flattering manner. "Fuck, come back here." Li Hao went up and grabbed Li Guo's neck. Li Guo was whining angrily, expressing his dissatisfaction crazily, but Li Hao ignored him and talked to Chi Han casually. "Today is Chinese Valentine's Day. Why don't you think of bringing your boyfriend or a male colleague here? It seems that the relationship between you two is not ordinary." Chi Han hugged He Jing's arm, his eyes a little shy. "Anyway, we are both single dogs. He doesn't have a girlfriend and I don't have a boyfriend. Today is Chinese Valentine's Day, so we are a couple temporarily. After all, it's impossible to eat Kingsu and Su Yuan's dog food every day tilde. Li Hao silently looked at the two people holding hands, and then silently looked at the dog leash in his hand. He stretched out his hand. "Come on, Li Guo, let's hold hands too." "Ouch." Li Guo shook his head proudly, snorted, and walked forward. Led by the hotel front desk, the group quickly reached the top floor of the Bay Alley Hotel. Although they had checked what the view from the top floor of the Bay Alley Hotel was like before they came, they were still so shocked by the scenery that they held their breath when they actually saw it. The entire top floor is open to the sky, surrounded by blue water waves that connect to the night sky, making it impossible to tell where the sky is and where the water is. It seems that as long as you jump into the water, you can touch the skyline with your hand. And underwater are the brilliant lights of the entire city. "You are here, tilde." Zhao Qingsu and a few others who arrived first had already changed into their swimsuits and were sitting on the platform in the center of the swimming pool, drinking drinks and eating cakes. Seeing several people coming up, Zhao Qingsu was very happy and waved to them. "Qingsu, you are too tempting to commit a crime by wearing a swimsuit, aren't you?" The swimsuit Zhao Qingsu was wearing was not actually very revealing. Her upper body was completely covered, and her lower body was a short skirt. However, she had an elegant slender waist, long white legs, and long straight black hair. She exuded an alluring attraction from head to toe, and Chi Han, a girl, couldn't help but pinch her waist twice. Su Yuan immediately pulled Zhao Qingsu aside and said, Hey, this is my wife. Who told you to do that?" Your wife was the first one to go to bed, much earlier than you." Chi Han was not to be outdone. He hugged He Jing's arm and said, "I'm telling you, Su Yuan, I have someone to back me up now. You're still showing off your affection to me every day." "Han, stop talking nonsense. When did I sleep with you?" Zhao Qingsu felt helpless. "You forgot it was one night in our freshman year when we played that Jiahui game together. And then you told me that you were scared to be alone, so you crawled onto my bed. You were wearing pajamas at the time, and the buttons of your pajamas were not buttoned yet." Okay, don't talk about this anymore. Hurry and change into a swimsuit." Zhao Qingsu quickly interrupted Chi Han's words, fearing that this elder sister would be so stupid as to describe the details of her sleeping. "Don't be anxious. By the way, this sister is tilde. Chi Han turned his gaze to Su Yuan's mother beside him. Chapter 95, This is Too Romantic. "Oh, am I that young? You, a little girl, actually call me sister. You should call me auntie." Originally, Su Yuan's mother and father were sitting nearby watching Zhao Qingsu and Chi Han chatting with each other. When they heard what Chi Han said, they immediately burst into laughter. She touched her face and said, "I feel like I'm getting old." "Aunt." Chi Han pretended to be surprised and glanced at Su Yuan's mother. "So you are our elder? You are so young that I didn't realize it. I thought you were only a few years older than us." Although Su Yuan's mother is a great beauty and still has charm in her 40s, she also exercises actively and keeps in good shape, but her figure is not as exaggerated as Chi Han said. "Although I know that others are complimenting me, who doesn't like to hear nice words?" She explained with a smile, "You are Qingsu's good friend Chi Han, right? They often tell me about you. I am Su Yuan's mother." "So you are uncle and aunt. You really look very young." Hey, are you going too far? This is my godmother. Don't be more attentive than me, tilde. Seeing that Su Yuan's mother was chatting happily with Chi Han, Li Hao also came over. Su Yuan glanced at him and said, "So you are always being attentive to my mom on purpose, tilde. What's my relationship with godmother? It's only natural for me to show my courtesy, right? Godmother." Yes, you are all good children. Hurry up and change your clothes." A few of them went to change their clothes first, and while they were changing clothes, Jing Tian arrived late with her boyfriend Zhang Qi. She knew that the car was going to the top floor of the Bay Alley Hotel for swimming, so she had already put on a swimsuit under her coat. She casually draped the coat on a chair and then went swimming, saving the trouble of changing into a swimsuit. Zhao Qingsu was originally planning to introduce Su Yuan's parents to Jing Tian, but Su Yuan's mother stood up and exclaimed, You are Jing Tian, right? You are the girl who often acts in TV dramas. I often watch your TV dramas." To be honest, Jing Tian's dark complexion may not suit the taste of some young people, who think she looks a little too vulgar. But Su Yuan's mother liked her very much, because she thought the girl was festive and well-behaved, and very likable at first sight. Yes, yes, it's Jing Tian, Su Yuan's father beside him also said with a smile. Oh, I didn't expect that a big star would come here to play today, tilde tilde. Hello, uncle and aunt. I'm a friend of brother Yuan and Kingsu, and also your junior. Please don't call me a big star. It makes me feel embarrassed, tilde tilde. Jing Tian was very happy to be recognized by Su Yuan's parents, and introduced her boyfriend, Zhang Qi, to them. Zhang Qi didn't say much. He just smiled and greeted a few people and stopped talking. Hey, this is so strange. I think it's normal that mom knows De Tianchen, but how come dad knows her too? Seeing Su Yuan's parents chatting with Jing Tian, asking her all sorts of questions, Zhao Qingsu whispered to Su Yuan beside her. Su Yuan put his arm around her waist and whispered, because my dad often accompanies my mom to watch various TV series. How come your parents have such a good relationship? This surprised Zhao Qingsu. To be honest, her parents' relationship has always been envied by others, because although her father is just a math teacher, he is a very honest and loyal person. He listens to whatever her mother says. The two of them have been through ups and downs for so many years and have basically no conflicts. But apart from eating and taking walks, they usually do their own things at home. Her mother knits sweaters and watches TV series, while her father reads books and plays chess. They basically have no common interests or hobbies. This was the first time she had seen a man like Su Yuan's father, who watched soap operas with his wife. Isn't this relationship too good? Of course, without Dad's good genes, how could I have such a good husband like you? Su Yuan smiled slightly. By the way, aren't you going live today? I remember you promised your fans yesterday that you would go live today. Hey, if you hadn't told me, I would have forgotten about this. I'm going to start a live broadcast later. Because she has more and more fans recently, Zhao Qingsu has also fallen in love with live streaming. When she heard Su Yuan's reminder, she quickly turned on her mobile phone, placed it on the table, and started a live broadcast. After all, it is Chinese Valentine's Day, and many people have holidays, so there are more people waiting in the live broadcast room than usual. I just don't understand. Why don't you singles rush to find a partner on Valentine's Day? Why do you come to the live broadcast room every day to eat dog food? Heh, you can save money by watching the live broadcast here, understand? Zooer, you finally went live. Where did you go today? As soon as Zhao Qingsu started broadcasting, a dense barrage of comments popped up on the mobile phones. Zhao Qingsu also held up the phone and walked around, letting everyone look at the surrounding environment first. Looking at the beautiful scenery, everyone was extremely envious and jealous. Ah, other people's Kixi Festival, my own Kixi Festival. I saw De Tianchen tilde tilde ha ha ha. I caught De Tianchen alive, a single dog. Luckily, we're not the only ones eating dog food. Looking at the ridicule on the barrage, Zhao Qingsu explained with a smile. You are wrong. Today, De Tianchen and my bestie Qi Han both brought their boyfriends here. There are no singles here, only couples tilde tilde. Are there really no single people? I don't believe it. Really tilde tilde? What about Li Guo? Someone saw Li Guo, doggy, paddling in the water on the screen. Zhao Qingsu pointed the camera at Li Guo. Li Guo was not very thin when he was adopted. After being carefully fed by Zhao Qingsu and Su Yuan for some time, he is now as fat as a pig. Originally, everyone thought it looked strong because it had a lot of hair. But when they saw its appearance after being soaked in water, they were all speechless. Catch a bachelor pig alive? No, a eunuch pig. I told you not to treat pigs like dogs, but you guys didn't listen. It turns out that I'm not just bloated, I'm really fat. Originally, Li Guo saw that everyone was chatting, and no one paid attention to him. He was swimming around in the water alone and felt very lonely. When he saw that Zhao Qingsu's attention was on him, he happily climbed ashore and pounced on her. There's also a swimming pool behind Zhao Qingsu. She lost her balance and was immediately thrown into the water by the huge Li Guo. Water splashes everywhere. At the same time, through the splashes of water, there are also brilliant and prosperous fireworks. This is too romantic. As the fireworks exploded in the deep blue sky and slowly faded away, revealing the large words, Chinese letter, everyone in front of the screen and in the swimming pool were stunned. Chapter 96, there is still a single dog here. This is a custom-made firework. Isn't it very thoughtful? I also want to go and watch the fireworks. Even though these fireworks are not set off for me, I will still feel happy just watching them tilde tilde. Can I make a wish with fireworks? If I can, I want to make a wish to be single next year. When seeing the fireworks exploding, Zhao Qingsu felt Su Yuan appear behind her. He pressed his hot chest against her back. He stretched out his long arm, took the phone from her hand and threw it aside, facing the camera towards the sky. Then he hugged her and carried her through the water to the edge of the top floor. From this perspective, the entire city is overlooked at feet, and the deep blue sky is home to her fireworks. "Hubby, you are so nice, tilde. Resting her head gently on Su Yuan's chest, Zhao Qingsu felt safe and happy. "What? Wife?" Su Yuan's father and mother just paddled in the water nearby and did not enter the pool. Looking at Su Yuan's mother looking up at the fireworks, Su Yuan's father sat next to her without knowing when. Su Yuan's mother glanced at him and said with a smile, "Look at how romantic our son is. Look at you, it turns out that my genes are still strong. Wife, happy Chinese Valentine's Day." However, just as Su Yuan's mother finished speaking, a huge bouquet of roses suddenly appeared in front of her. The bright red roses are wrapped in blue wrapping paper, clustered together, and look eye-catching. When she saw the flower, she was stunned and her face turned red. "We are both old. Why are you giving me flowers?" "Wife, just take it." Su Yuan's father is usually a rather dull person. Although he is considered in life, he is not very romantic. For example, this is the first time I've sent roses to someone. The last time Su Yuan's mother received flowers was when she got married. Actually, he didn't want to give it this time. Su Yuan prepared the flowers in advance and gave them to Li Hao. Li Hao secretly slipped them to him when he was setting off the fireworks just now. In fact, he thought that he was already so old, and his children were in their 20s, so there was no need to do all these nonsense. But Li Hao had already given Huasai to him, so he had no choice but to force the issue. However, when he gave the flowers to Su Yuan's mother and saw her shy expression, he suddenly felt that it was the right thing to do. "Humph, why are you suddenly so nice to me today? Is there some conspiracy, tilde?" Although Su Yuan's mother said this, she still took the rose with a sweet smile and said, "I'm telling you, if you make any mistakes, don't expect me to forgive you even if you send me a letter." Su Yuan's father was helpless. "What mistake could I have made? How do I know what mistakes you will make? Anyway, I think you are not honest. Tell the truth quickly." "I really didn't make any mistakes." "What? Look at you. You're not as romantic as your uncle and aunt." Although Zhang Qi accompanied him here to celebrate the Chinese Valentine's Day with Zhao Qingsu and others this time, Su Yuan prepared fireworks for Zhao Qingsu, and Su Yuan's father also prepared roses for Su Yuan's mother. But she didn't get any gifts, and she couldn't help feeling a little disappointed and couldn't help but push Zhang Qi next to her. Zhang Qi looked at the couples in the swimming pool, smiled, and hugged Jing Tian's slender waist. "Although I haven't prepared any gifts, I can take you to experience something they can't experience, tilde. After saying that, he dived directly into the water, carrying Jing Tian and gliding on the water like a whale. "Ah, be careful." Jing Tian was startled by his sudden action, but when she found out there was no danger, she smiled happily. "What? The four pairs on the field found a suitable place to play in pairs. Li Hao, who was present, sadly discovered that he was left alone in such an occasion. And there was still one person left alone, so only Li Guo was left. Li Guo was severely reprimanded by Su Yuan for his behavior of pouncing on someone just now. Li Guo whined for a long time and lay in the corner, feeling very aggrieved. Zhao Qingsu and Su Yuan's mother, who usually came to comfort him when they saw him being wronged, ignored him today, which made him feel even more aggrieved. Seeing that Li Hao was the only one left, he immediately looked at Li Hao warily. "Why are you looking at me like that? You're not even a little bitch, and you expect me to be interested in you." Li Hao patted his dog's head in annoyance. Shaking his dog head in dissatisfaction, Li Guo picked up the phone next to Li Hao and ran away. "Fuck, this is my only comfort. Give it back to me right now." Unexpectedly, Li Guo was so mean. Li Hao quickly chased after him. Plop! Seeing him catching up, Li Guo jumped into the water in a hurry, interrupting Jing Tian and Zhang Qi's good time. "Ow!" Seeing that he had done something bad again, Li Guo quickly pretended to be aggrieved, looking at Jing Tian innocently with his big eyes. Jing Tian immediately softened his heart and patted its head. "Okay, I get it, it's not your fault." Li Hao, standing on the shore, was still looking around to find where his cell phone had fallen. Luckily, his phone is waterproof. Hearing Jing Tian pampering Li Guo like this, he said unhappily, "If it's not its fault, then is it my fault? Help me find my phone." "That must be your fault. What does a dog like him know?" After Jing Tian finished speaking, she pointed at Li Hao and said in a tender voice, "Hubby, let me ruin our good thing, beat him." "Good." After Zhang Qi finished speaking, he scooped up a handful of water and poured it towards Li Hao. Hey, you guys are being too unreasonable." Li Hao ran to Su Yuan's mother. Godmother, godfather, they teamed up to bully me tilde tilde. You're such a scumbag, you deserve to be bullied. Chi-Han, Zhao Qingsu, and others over there also noticed the commotion here and ran over to help, causing chaos on the field. Ugh. Seeing everyone excitedly splashing water on each other, Li Gyu rushed out of the water, stood in the middle of the group, and waved his hair around like crazy, causing everyone to run away. Li Gyu, you stupid dog, you attack indiscriminately. Dog hair. He is indeed a stupid dog. Stop talking and get him. It's your turn to be bullied, right? Li Hao on the other side was grinning as he watched Li Gyu being chased by several people, and he stood aside with a gloating look on his face. But he was soon discovered by Su Yuan. Don't chase Li Gyu, come and see, there is another single dog here. Li Hao, Chapter 97, playing games and torturing the couple opposite. Several people played and fought in the pool for more than an hour. Except for Zhang Qi, everyone else climbed ashore exhausted and lay down on a lounge chair covered with a towel to rest. Hey, you young people have great stamina. You've been playing for so long and you're still pretty energetic. We can't do it anymore. We have to go to bed. In fact, after just this casual activity, it was already past 9 o'clock in the evening. Su Yuan's mom and dad were used to going to bed early and getting up early, so they went straight downstairs to their room to sleep. Mom, let me take you to bed first. We'll play for a while tilde tilde. Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu also planned to send the two back to their room. Su Yuan's mother was not convinced. We are not old and confused. Of course we know where the room is. We can just go back by ourselves. I know you young people don't go to bed so early, but you should rest after playing for a while. Staying in the water for a long time will easily cause rheumatism, and sleeping too late will cause memory loss. Okay, wife, stop nagging and let me have fun. Zhao Qingsu and the others didn't feel annoyed listening to Su Yuan's mother's nagging. Instead, Su Yuan's father took her away first. Watching the two of them leave, Jing Tian laughed. Uncle and aunt have such a good relationship tilde tilde. That's right, otherwise how could we avoid the emergence of a dog food factory owner like Su Yuan? Chi-Han said with a smile, pulling He Jing's hand downstairs. Okay, you guys take your time playing, we're going to rest too tilde tilde. Zhao Qingsu was confused. Why are you guys resting so early? You forgot we are different from you. We still have to go to work tomorrow, and the way back to work from here is not short. After hearing what Chi-Han said, Zhao Qingsu didn't want to keep them, so she let them go and rest. The remaining ones are 5 people and 1 dog. Li Hao glanced at Zhao Qingsu and Su Yuan, who were sitting on his left, then glanced at Jing Tian and Zhang Qi, who were sitting on his right, and stood up tactfully. Okay, I'm going to bed too. Return. But just as he stood up, Su Yuan grabbed him and said, Why are you going to sleep when you don't get up early or go to work? Come play games with us. After saying that, he shook his phone and said, Online, online. In desperation, Li Hao had to use pesticides. But after he entered the room, he found that he was still alone, because on the left side of the room was a couple's photo, with the couple IDs of temper and love to lose temper. On his right is also a pair of pink love portraits, with the IDs, the sword and you are both flaws, and she and the spider web are both traps. Li Hao, who was caught in the middle, felt like he couldn't breathe. He hesitated for a moment. Should I just go? No, it's so much fun playing together tilde tilde. As they were talking, they had already matched up with other people. Jing Tian, who was on the first floor, looked at the heroes commonly used by Zhao Qingsu and the others, and chose Yao as a support. My husband and I will go to the bottom lane tilde tilde. Good. Su Yuan nodded. Wife, I'll play jungle, you go to the middle lane. Zhao Qingsu took out the hero Cairo Mei that she often used, while Su Yuan's chose Han Xin as the jungler. What's left is the sidelines. Su Yuan looked at Li Hao, who looked depressed, and said, Just go on your way. I'll leave it to you. Okay. At this time, Li Hao was completely unaware of the danger. He could play any position in this game anyway, so it didn't matter which lane he went to. He directly chose Yuan as the top laner. The lineup is formed, enter the game. What? Oh, there are 2 couples across the street. Hey, see if we don't beat them up, we'll make them break up in the next round. That's right, let these people show off their affection. Don't they know that showing off affection will lead to death sooner? When the people on the opposite side saw that the 2 couples' IDs on Su Yuan's side were clearly visible, they also pointed at the middle and bottom lanes with bad intentions to gank them. In the bottom lane, Jing Tian and Zhang Qi were both newbies who only played the game occasionally, so they didn't know how to play very well. Therefore, they were very cautious and hid under the tower to clear the soldiers and guard the tower without going out. The opponents went to the bottom lane to gank them 3 or 4 times, but both of them escaped with little health, which made the opponents very annoyed. so they went straight to Cairo May in the middle lane. Angela, you hold Cairo May, I'll deal damage, and we'll go over the tower and kill her. Good. Angela on the opposite side nodded, flashed forward, and used her second skill to slow down Zhao Qingsu. The opposing jungler Li Bai seized the opportunity, jumped out from the three wolves next to him, and prepared to use a big move to kill Cairo May. The script had already been written, but Li Bai had just flown to the middle lane, and before he could even use his second skill to become invincible, Han Xin next to him jumped out from the side and knocked him away. Looking at his own black and white picture, Li Bai slapped his thigh and said, "What the hell is going on? Isn't Han Xin's hand speed too fast? Wait, how come Han Xin's economy is so high, but we haven't seen him kill anyone? Hey, why is my jungle completely empty? Where is my jungle? What? Honey, I'm so scared, you're so awesome." Zhao Qingsu, who had escaped death, kissed Su Yuan on the face. "If it weren't for you, I would have died." Su Yuan touched her hair and said, "Come to the blue box opposite. I'll get you a blue." "Okay, tilde. Zhao Qingsu happily ran to the opposite blue zone, and by the way, captured a Li Bai who was fighting in the jungle. Both the kill and the blue were in Zhao Qingsu's pocket. Angela on the opposite side was dumbfounded and angrily scolded her own Li Bai. "Are you stupid? Such a rubbish Cairo May can kill you and you gave her the blue buff. How can I fight you? I can't do anything about it. The Han Xin on the opposite side is too good. Damn, these two pairs are not easy to bully. You just develop yourself. I'll go to the top lane to gank a few waves." Li Bai, who was originally thinking about breaking up with the other person, looked at his pitiful financial situation and finally set his sights on the top lane. On the opposite side of the top lane, Yuan Ji was still struggling to fight with his own Kai Huang. Since all his wild monsters had been stolen by Han Xin, Li Bai simply stopped playing in the jungle and went straight to the top lane. After Yuan and Kai Huang finished fighting, he rushed out and successfully picked up the first blood on their side. Sure enough, it's easier to catch them on the road. Li Bai happily took the kill and continued to eat Kai Huang's soldiers, seeing a glimmer of hope for victory. But Li Hao was unhappy. "Brother Yuan, what are you doing? Come over and help me. I'm getting the red from the opposite side for my wife." "No, what does a little Joe do with red? She bleeds every month, so she has to get some red patch." Li Hao, Chapter 98, I already have a sister-in-law, don't think too much. Although he was speechless, Su Yuan's words miraculously made Li Hao feel that they made sense. In fact, he has always felt that women are a particularly magical species. After all, they bleed every month and can do so for decades without any problems. Isn't that magical? Okay, take your time and take the red. Since Su Yuan can't be relied on, I can only work hard on my own. Isn't he just a Kai emperor? His arms are so short that he can kill the person walking his dog. Only, damn it, Li Bai, is Queen Kai your wife? Are you living on the road? After being ambushed 3 times, Li Hao couldn't help but type and fight back. He could tolerate being ambushed once, but why was Li Bai staying in the top lane? Didn't you see the 2 couples next door showing their love? If he were on the other side, he would catch the couple and kill them. Don't talk nonsense. Angela in the middle is my wife. I don't want to live on the road either. Wouldn't that make you easy to bully? The opposite Li Bai got 3 heads in a row in the top lane, and his economy increased rapidly. He was in a good mood and interacted with Li Hao by typing. Li Hao was stunned. "You can do it." After that, he didn't even bother going to the top lane anymore and ran straight to the middle lane. "Angela dead." Looking at the question mark that Angela slowly typed out on the opposite side, Li Hao finally felt relieved. "Baby, I'm here to help you." When Li Bai saw that his wife was being bullied, he immediately came to the middle lane to help. "Damn it, my teammates are so awesome. How could I let you bully me?" Seeing this scene, Li Hao felt quite disdainful, but he soon discovered that he was the only one in the middle. "Brother Yuan, sister-in-law, where have you been?" Su Yuan didn't even raise his head. "I'm just passing by, my wife and I in our own world. Stop arguing." What? Why is there a transfer here? Su Yao came out of KTV after singing with her roommates and looked at her mobile phone, only to find that there was an unreceived transfer in her mobile phone. Today is Chinese Valentine's Day, and we just happen to have a day off. Several people in the dormitory are single, so of course there are no dates on this day, so we made an appointment to go out for a nice barbecue meal together in the afternoon and booked a private room to sing. Because she was having so much fun, she didn't even look at her phone. By the time she discovered the transfer in her mobile phone, it was already 10 o'clock in the evening. Because the dormitory door will be closed at 11 o'clock in the evening, several people are rushing to school. The buses here get on. 4 people took 2 cars, and Su Yao was pulled into one of the cars by one of them. After Su Yao got in the car, She opened the transfer interface to see who had transferred money to her. But when she opened the transfer interface, she didn't think too much about it. She thought it was just an ordinary transfer between friends, usually transferring 52 or something like that. But when she saw the transfer amount, she was stunned, because the number 52,000 was clearly written on the transfer interface. Thinking that she was drunk from drinking some wine and now feeling a little dizzy, Su Yao rubbed her eyes, counted the numbers again, and found that it was really 52,000. Brother, why did you suddenly transfer so much money to me? Looking at the money, Su Yao felt terrified. Although she was in college, she had 2 children at home, so she was not well off. She usually did not get much pocket money. She had never had so much money before. This amount of money is an astronomical figure for her. Today is Chinese Valentine's Day. This is the pocket money I'm transferring to you. Tell me when you've spent it. At the beginning, Su Yuan was thinking that Su Yao was still in college after all, and it would not be good to give her too much money. But he changed his mind and thought that his sister was so sensible now, so it wouldn't be a big deal to give her more pocket money. After all, girls love beauty, so he should give her more pocket money to buy cosmetics and clothes. Brother, you are so nice. You are worthy of being my brother. I love you so much, tilde tilde. Su Yao was so happy when she thought that she now had more than 50,000 members in her VX. The 3344 that Su Yuan gave her before was a lot for her. Not only did she improve the quality of her cosmetics, but she also had an extra 2,000 yuan in her hands. She paid for all the expenses for this outing. Haha, my brother gave me a red envelope today. I paid for today's meal and singing at KTV. The barbecue restaurant and KTV they went to were not of high quality, so the total cost of a barbecue and singing meal was only more than 900 yuan. Originally, everyone agreed that she would pay the money first, and then everyone would give it to her after arriving at the dormitory. But now Su Yuan transferred 52,000 yuan to her at once, so she generously treated him to a meal. Several roommates were also from ordinary families. When they saw Zhao Qingsu was so generous that she waived so much money for everyone at once, they were all stunned. Yaya, what's wrong with you? Yes, how much red envelope did your brother give you? You spent too much this time. Why don't you keep the money and buy yourself some clothes? You can treat us to a meal in the cafeteria next time. Although everyone knows that it was Su Yao's brother who transferred the money to her, how much can be transferred as a red envelope for the Chinese Valentine's Day? At most, it is about 520. Hey, then I'll show you guys tilde tilde. Although it is said that wealth should not be exposed, but because everyone gets along well with each other, Su Yao did not hide it. She directly took a screenshot of the transfer interface that Su Yuan sent to her and sent it to the dormitory group. Okay, now everyone doesn't have to feel guilty, right? Hee, I really have money. Fuck Yaya, what kind of brother are you? Fuck, this isn't 520, this isn't 5,200, this is 52,000. 3 zeros. What kind of family is this? Why would you transfer so much money to your sister all at once? When the people in the group saw the screenshot of the transfer, they were all envious and began to question Su Yao about what was going on and whether she was the low-key, fair, rich, and beautiful woman. Su Yao was asked helplessly, your imagination is too rich. How can you live like me, a white, rich, and beautiful woman? It's just that my brother made some money from business recently. Oh, come to think of it. Yaya, you are so pretty, your brother must be a handsome guy too, and he is so good at making money. Yes, are you still in need of a sister-in-law? Hurry, give us your brother's contact information. Fuck you. When Su Yao saw that several roommates were actually planning to date her brother, she felt helpless. I already have a sister-in-law, and my sister-in-law and my brother are very affectionate, so I suggest you don't think too much. Chapter 99, My First Love Is You. After happily celebrating the Chinese Valentine's Day, Qi Han and his friend left early the next morning, followed by Jing Tian and Zhang Qi, who also said goodbye. Su Yuan and his friends were fine, so they slept until after 10 in the morning, then went to the restaurant downstairs to have breakfast, and then slowly planned to go home. Dad, Mom, there are a lot of fun things to do in Shanghai. I'll take you around these 2 days. In the past 2 days, I took them to visit all the famous attractions, but Shanghai is so big that we only visited a few ordinary attractions in 2 days. There are still many fun places. Zhao Qingsu beside him also nodded. Yes, Dad, Mom, let me show you these places. You decide which one to go to first. As she spoke, she also took out her cell phone. Su Yuan's mother waved her hands and said, no more playing, we have to go home. You two should just enjoy your world of two. Mom, Zhao Qingsu held Su Yuan's mother's hand and said, you two can just play here for a while. Anyway, we both don't have to work now, so we have plenty of time to accompany you. I know you two are very filial, but it's time for us to go home. Su Yuan's parents were very persistent. Zhao Qingsu had no choice but to look at Su Yuan. Su Yuan hesitated for a moment, then held Zhao Qingsu's hand. Qingsu, how about we send our parents back this time? He had planned to bring Zhao Qingsu home during the Chinese New Year, but because of an unexpected incident, the plan changed. This time, I just happened to take her back to my hometown to visit. It's just right for me to go home and spend time with my parents and take good care of their lives. Isn't there a saying that goes, the tree wants to be still, but the wind does not stop? The son wants to support his parents, but they are not around. This can be said to be the regret of most people. He didn't want this regret to happen to him. Good. Zhao Qingsu had heard about Rongcheng from Su Yuan a long time ago. Although it was a small 18th-tier city, it was where Su Yuan was born and raised. Su Yuan told her that the breakfast shop downstairs made delicious small wontons, and the braised pork next door was soft, tasty, and cheap. He could eat 3 bowls of rice with the braised pork. There was a spicy hot pot restaurant outside the town that was especially delicious. Although it was a bit far, he was willing to walk for an hour to eat there. She had never seen any of these, so she really wanted to go and take a look. I want to go to the place where he used to live and make up for the first half of his life without her. Well, I'll leave tomorrow. After deciding to go home tomorrow, Zhao Qingsu and Su Yuan started packing clothes and luggage as soon as they got home. Li Guo is so big that if we want to take him with us, we can only check him in. It is too troublesome to go back and forth, so we plan to leave him at Li Hao's house upstairs. Su Yuan was just about to send a message to Li Hao saying that he would send Li Guo over later, but then he received a message from Li Hao saying that he also wanted to go home. This confused Su Yuan. Why do you want to go home too? Well, my dad asked me to go back, so I'm leaving tonight. Li Hao quickly replied, thank you for taking me in during this time. I just asked someone to clean the house for you. There shouldn't be any problem. After saying that, he transferred 20,000 yuan to Su Yuan. Su Yuan was used to Li Hao's shameless behavior, but he suddenly became so serious that Su Yuan couldn't accept it. After a pause, he remembered that Li Hao didn't seem to have a good relationship with his family, so he asked, is everything going on at home? It's all right. I'm glad you're okay. If you have any questions, just let me know. Good. Li Hao on the other end replied immediately. His eyes were red. After hesitating for a while, he sent a message. Thank you. Thank you for nothing. I have to find a foster family for Li Guo. Since Li Hao's place was not suitable for foster care and Qi Han had to go to work, foster care was not very convenient either. So in the end, they had no choice but to send Li Guo to Qin Lu's place. It just so happened that Qin Lu had a very lively Labrador retriever and a large lawn at home, so it would be best to send Li Guo there. After packing up everything, the 4 of them boarded a plane back to Rongcheng at noon the next day. This is Rongcheng tilde. It feels so delicious. After a 4-hour flight, the 4 arrived in Rongcheng. Su Yuan's parents have lived in this small city for decades and are very familiar with it. It doesn't seem anything special to them. But Zhao Qingsu looked here and there, appearing to be very happy. Go home and rest first. You've been on the plane all day. Aren't you tired? Looking at Zhao Qingsu's excited face, Su Yuan felt helpless. The family quickly took a taxi back home. Su Yuan's home is on the 2nd floor of an old residential complex. It has 4 bedrooms and 2 living rooms. Although the place is not very large, it has good lighting and is decorated very warmly. I'm going to go out with your mom to buy some groceries. You take Qingsu around the area and get familiar with it. After entering the house, Su Yuan's parents went out without resting for long. Su originally wanted to take Zhao Qingsu to have a look around the community, but Zhao Qingsu stood there and refused to move, blinking her big eyes with an expression that said, you know what I mean. Why are you looking at me like that? Humph, I don't want to see any neighborhood. I want to see your room tilde. Zhao Qingsu said as she walked straight to the door of Su Yuan's room and pushed it open before walking in. Although Su Yuan has been away from home for 4 or 5 years, his room is still kept very clean by Su Yuan's mother. There is not a trace of dust on the bookcase and the table. The quilt cover on the bed has been newly changed. There are also 2 pots of cute cacti on the windowsill, with 2 white flowers blooming on them. Wow, is your room so clean? Zhao Qingsu walked in and looked around. Hey, what is this? A junior high school yearbook. Looking at an old yearbook on the table, Zhao Qingsu couldn't help but pick it up and shook it. Can I take a look? It's just a yearbook, of course you can read it. Then I won't be polite tilde. Zhao Qingsu flipped through the yearbook. The handwriting on it was very childish. It was obvious that it was written by a child. Where is your high school yearbook? Su Yuan was sitting next to her. He looked at her eyelashes that were curled up like little brushes from the side and answered nonchalantly, "Who still uses yearbooks in high school? They were only popular in junior high school." "That's true." Zhao Qingsu nodded, but her eyes suddenly stopped at a certain page. "Who is this person? Is he your first love?" "Ah, I don't have a first love. Didn't I tell you that you are my first love?" Somewhat confused by Zhao Qingsu's sudden words, Su Yuan leaned over to take a look at the page she was reading, and then was stunned for a moment. Chapter 100, not romantic at all. The person writing on that page of the yearbook was called Tan Qiyuling, which sounded like a girl's name. The information such as age, zodiac sign, blood type, etc. filled in above were also normal. The key was in the message column, which had Tan Qiyuling and his name written on it, and then a shape of Cupid's arrow drawn below. When did this get here? Su Yuan was a little confused. Seeing him like this, Zhao Qingsu pouted and said, "This is your yearbook. Don't you know when you got here?" "I really don't know. Tan Qiyuling lives in the neighborhood next door. We did go to school together and were in the same class in junior high school, but I really didn't know she wrote such a yearbook. When we graduated from junior high school, everyone had a yearbook. There were more than 40 people in our class, which meant that when you sent out 40 yearbooks, you also had to fill out 40 yearbooks." When he started filling out the form, Su Yuan was still a little patient, but after filling out a lot of it, it became a completely mechanical assembly line operation. His message to each person was that tomorrow would be better. Later, when the yearbook was collected, he was too lazy to look through it, so he just took it back and put it on the bookshelf. Who knew someone would draw something like this for him? "HMPH, I'm ignoring you." Seeing Su Yuan's confused eyes, Zhao Qingsu turned around and walked out of the room, went straight out the door and sat in the living room. Su Yuan followed her reluctantly, and seeing that she ignored him, he took out his cell phone. Seeing that Su Yuan, who was sitting opposite her, not only did not come to comfort her, but actually picked up his mobile phone to play, Zhao Qingsu became even more angry. Well, she is angry, but he is still playing with his phone, so he must not love her. "Humph, it turns out you don't have me in your heart." With a snort, Zhao Qingsu stood up and walked outside. But just as she reached the door, she heard her cell phone ring. I looked down subconsciously. The person who sent the message was Su Yuan. She was angry at first and didn't plan to check the messages. But after she walked out the door, she couldn't help but secretly opened her phone and took a look. That is an old photo. In the photo, the little girl and the little boy are standing together and smiling happily. "Isn't this me?" After looking carefully, Zhao Qingsu realized that the little girl in the photo was her, and the person standing next to the little girl was Su Yuan when he was a child. After all this time, he was just sitting there editing the picture. Damn, I wrongly blamed him. Humph, but even if I wrongly accused him, I will never admit my mistake. "Wife, I know I was wrong. It's all my fault for not keeping myself clean." Su Yuan's clear voice sounded behind him. At the same time, a pair of big hands appeared on Zhao Qingsu's waist. "Humph, it's good that you know you're wrong. Since you're so good at admitting your mistakes, I forgive you." Seeing that Su Yuan was so smart and gave him a way out, Zhao Qingsu also climbed down. She turned around in Su Yuan's arms, stretched out her white and tender arms to hook around his neck, and pouted her pink lips into the shape of a cherry blossom. "Think about it. If you were seduced by another girl when you were in junior high school, given how infatuated you are, she must have been your white moonlight. Then what about me? What should I do?" "Hey, this is your wife, Yun Yuan, right?" Just when the two were kissing each other at the door, Aunt Lin from next door opened the door and saw the two of them hugging each other in the corridor. The sweet look of the couple made her smile. Su Yuan was very embarrassed. "Aunt Lin, long time no see, you still look so young." Aunt Lin has always lived next door to Su Yuan and has been their old neighbor for decades. They have always had a good relationship, and the two families often visit each other. It can be said that Su Yuan and Su Yao grew up under the care of Aunt Lin. I haven't seen her for several years, but Aunt Lin is still the same. "Yuan, you have always been sweet-talking since you were young. I always said that you would have a great future. Look, you have brought back a beautiful wife." Aunt Lin looked at Zhao Qingsu and was very satisfied. "With this outstanding appearance, I have never seen anyone prettier than her in the surrounding communities. She is like a big star, tilde tilde." "Hello, Auntie Lin. I feel embarrassed when you praise me so much, tilde tilde." Perhaps because Aunt Lin often danced square dance with Su Yuan's mother, the two of them had very similar temperaments and gave people a particularly friendly feeling. The originally shy Zhao Qingsu rarely took the initiative to greet her. Aunt Lin smiled and said, "I am telling the truth. By the way, when are you going to hold the wedding? Remember to invite me to the wedding." "Of course, tilde tilde." After exchanging pleasantries with Aunt Lin, Su Yuan took Zhao Qingsu for a walk around the community. After all, they grew up here and had many acquaintances here. Therefore, after a walk around, Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu basically got to know everyone in the community. Everyone in the community knows that Su Yuan has found a beautiful wife. Seeing Su Yuan's gentle and slightly proud look when he introduced himself to others, Zhao Qingsu felt helpless. "Husband, why don't we go home tilde? Why are you in such a hurry? I'll take you to meet more people so you can say hello when we meet later." Just as Su Yuan was pulling Zhao Qingsu and continuing to walk, they ran into a young woman in a red hip skirt walking towards them. As soon as the woman saw Su Yuan, she greeted him happily. "Su Yuan, I didn't expect it was really you. Someone just told me that you were back, but I didn't believe it." Looking at the familiar-looking woman in front of him, Su Yuan couldn't remember who she was for a moment. "Su Yuan, you won't forget me just because you found a beautiful wife, will you? I'm your junior high school classmate Tan Qiuling." Tan Qiuling looked at Su Yuan with some helplessness. Zhao Qingsu next to her was surprised. "You are Tan Qiuling. Sister-in-law, do you know me?" Tan Qiuling glanced at Zhao Qingsu in confusion. Of course, Zhao Qingsu was too embarrassed to say that she was jealous of her, so she could only cough and said, I saw your name in my husband's yearbook." "Oh, that." After hearing what Zhao Qingsu said, Tan Qiuling seemed to remember something and felt a little embarrassed. "To be honest, Su Yuan has always been a school idol in both junior high and high school. I had a crush on him in junior high school. Not only me, but several girls in our class also had a crush on him." She paused, then sighed. "It's a pity that Su Yuan is such a blockhead. He doesn't understand romance at all." At that time, the class beauty asked him questions every day just to get close to him, but he asked her, "Why can't you do this? What were you doing in class?" He made her cry. Chapter 101, Damn the Healthy Diet. Tan Qiuling is outgoing and generous, and her words are very interesting. Seeing her frank attitude, Zhao Qingsu no longer felt jealous and listened with great interest to what she said about Su Yuan's time in junior high school. Su Yuan looked confused. "When did this happen? Why can't I remember it?" "Of course you don't remember. When the class beauty was crying, you ran over to ask her why she was crying. The class beauty thought you had finally come to her senses and wanted to ask for a hug, but you took a long step and told her to stop rubbing your snot on my clothes because my mom had a hard time doing the laundry." Buff! Zhao Qingsu almost died of laughter. She looked at Su Yuan in disbelief. "So you can be so straight sometimes. Where's the straight guy?" Tan Qiuling's words reminded Su Yuan of something. He frowned. It was the time for the high school entrance exam. I saw that she couldn't even answer the basic questions. She definitely couldn't get into a good high school, so I was worried. "What happened later? Didn't she go to a vocational school?" "Yes, she went to vocational school." Tan Qiuling nodded. "She got married right after graduating from vocational school. I heard that she is going to have a second child now." "That's good. Hello." Zhao Qingsu looked at Su Yuan, who seemed to be thinking about something and couldn't help but bumped his shoulder. "I heard that the class beauty got married. Do you have any regrets?" "Why should I regret? I am glad that if I had been seduced by someone else at that time, how could I have met such a good wife like you now?" Su Yuan smiled and put his arm around Zhao Qingsu's shoulders, then bent down and kissed her on the corner of her mouth. "Oh my God, Su Yuan." Looking at the two of them, Tan Qiuling widened her eyes in disbelief, as if she saw the sun rising from the west. "What the hell is this still the straight guy, Su?" When she was in junior high school, she thought that since she lived very close to Su Yuan, she could get the upper hand. So she made an appointment with him to go to school together in the morning and go home together in the evening. But he turned out to dislike her for getting up late in the morning and walking slowly when he got home in the evening, which almost pissed her off to death. Later, he made the class beauty cry. Although he is good-looking and there are many people who are greedy for his body, they can't stand how straight he is. Who can stand such a straight man? After entering high school, even though Tan Qiuling and Su Yuan were in different classes, she still followed his news and heard that he became friends with the famous scumbag Li Hao. When she heard the news, she sighed and worried. She sighed because how could such a beautiful lady like Jailing get involved with such a scumbag? "What I am worried about is that Su Yuan will be led astray by Li Hao and become a well-known troublemaker." Fortunately, during the 3 years of high school, I never heard that Su Yuan was with anyone. However, the trend of Danmei was prevalent at that time, and Su Yuan didn't have a girlfriend and stayed with Li Hao every day. Many people speculated whether he had a crush on Li Hao. Tan Qiuling also thought this was very possible. "Fuck, how could I possibly be interested in that ZZ?" At that time, Su Yuan turned a deaf ear to the outside world and focused on reading books of sages. He seldom interacted with girls and really didn't know about the rumor. Now when he heard that he and Li Hao were put together and fantasized about, he felt depressed. In fact, he was not as exaggerated as the rumors said that he was a flower of high mountain. He just didn't have any good feelings for those pretty girls who approached him actively. He also felt that he was very busy and had no time for a relationship, so he rejected them all. But who knew it would be spread so bizarrely? That wasn't the case then, hee. Tan Keeling was a little embarrassed. By the way, speaking of Li Hao, are you still in touch with him? Doesn't his family run a company? He is very rich. He has been wandering around in the past few years and has not returned home. His brother has graduated from college and is working in the family company. He is doing very well. I heard yesterday that his family called him back home. They originally wanted to arrange a blind date for him, but he didn't want to and was almost kicked out of the house. Is it that serious? Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu looked at each other and asked, so how is he now? I don't know either. My boyfriend lives close to his family, so I heard about it. I don't know the details. Tan Keeling shrugged, then looked down at her watch. Look, we're meeting old classmates. I've forgotten the time while talking to you. I have something else to do. Let's talk later. Seeing that she was busy, Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu didn't want to keep her and sent her away. Afterwards, Zhao Qingsu observed Su Yuan's expression and said, Husband, why don't you ask him what happened? Well, let's talk about it later. Su Yuan was actually quite worried about Li Hao, but he knew that Li Hao had a strong sense of self-esteem. If he asked him proactively, he would definitely not say anything, so there was no point in asking. If he really needs help, he will definitely send me a message then. Good. After wandering around the neighborhood, Su Yuan's parents came back from buying groceries. On the way back, Su Yuan's mother met many old acquaintances. They all knew that she had a beautiful daughter-in-law, and they praised Zhao Qingsu highly. This made Su Yuan's mother feel very proud, and she was smiling all the way. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Old Li said our daughter-in-law looks like a movie star, that Bingbing. Su Yuan's father shook his head and said, I don't think she is as vulgar as Bingbing. That's right. Our son has such a picky eye, how could it be any worse? Su Yuan's mother and father chatted all the way back home. As soon as they entered the door, they began to change their shoes. Zhao Qingsu came over and took the dishes from their hands. Mom and Dad, I'm going to cook. I'll help too. When Su Yuan thought of the dishes his mother cooked last time, he didn't dare let her enter the kitchen and quickly took over the kitchen helping chores. You two young people just go home and wait for food. No need to cook. I'll do it. Su Yuan's mother went into the kitchen first. Zhao Qingsu was a little dumbfounded. Mom, really, I can do it. Mom, can you let my dad massage your shoulders? Stop struggling. Stop trying to persuade me, both of you. Su Yuan's mother took out a book called Healthy Recipes from the refrigerator and waved it in front of the two of them. Don't you want to eat healthy food? I'm happy today, forget about health food. After saying that, he threw the health recipe aside. Su Yuan's father finally showed a kind smile. He patted Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu on the shoulders and said, Okay, you two go play. Your mom will cook today. Okay, Dad. Su Yuan nodded and was about to take Zhao Qingsu back to the room, but his cell phone rang. He glanced at the person who sent the message. It was Li Hao. Chapter 102. This is really possible. Brother Yuan, are you there? Can you give me 10,000 yuan first? When Su Yuan saw the message sent by Li Hao, he felt relieved at first. Without asking the reason, he transferred 10,000 yuan to him first. After the money was transferred, he asked, What happened? Nothing happened, except that my dad suspended my card, so I don't have a penny now. Li Hao over there said it lightly. Su Yuan hesitated for a moment. You are already so old, don't always make trouble with your parents. Just listen to what your parents say, at least be filial. In this world, perhaps all feelings are false, and all feelings will deteriorate, but the love of parents is the only thing that will never happen. Of course, this is Su Yuan's idea. Yes, I understand, Brother Yuan. Li Hao quickly replied, and then sent a location. I'm staying in this hotel now, come and have a drink with me when you're free. Fuck you, I'm at home with my parents now, I don't have time. Then please say hello to them for me. After finishing the chat, Su Yuan came out and went to the kitchen with Zhao Qingsu to help Su Yuan's mother. When he entered the kitchen, Su Yuan's mother had just washed the fennel. She put the fennel on the chopping board and spoke to the two without turning her head. Didn't we agree that I would cook today? What are you doing here? Don't worry, I really won't cook any health-preserving dishes today. I'll just make some fennel dumplings for you. Fennel is warm in nature and can both regulate qi and warm the stomach and dispel cold and reduce bloating. It's especially suitable for young people like you. Mom, let us help you make it. Seeing how diligent Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu were, Su Yuan's mother simply mixed the dumpling filling, placed all the dumpling skins and dumpling fillings on the coffee table in the living room, and asked everyone to make dumplings together. watch TV series, and chat at the same time. After all the dumplings were wrapped, Su Yuan's mother cooked them. Several people each had a big bowl and ate at the dining table, sweating profusely. By the way, isn't Heiahao also home? I made so many dumplings today. Let's ask him to come home to eat tomorrow. I remember he really liked the fennel dumplings I made before. After everyone finished eating, Su Yuan's mother gave Su Yuan some advice. Remembering that Li Hao was now living alone in the hotel, Su Yuan hesitated for a moment. Mom, why don't you cook a bowl now and I'll send it to him later? He seems to have been kicked out by his family. I was kicked out by my family. What happened? Su Yuan's mother doted on Su Yuan and Su Yao since they were young, and thought that children were angels in this world. In her eyes, Li Hao was also a good child. She really couldn't understand why Li Hao's family wanted to kick him out. I don't know the details. I'll ask him when I go to give him the dumplings. Then go quickly. Su Yuan's mother cooked a box of dumplings and handed it to Su Yuan. If he has any difficulties, please help him if you can. I know, Mom. After getting the dumplings, Su Yuan took Zhao Qingsu and left home. The two were driving Su Yuan's father's Chevrolet Cruze. Although the car had been bought for several years and only cost 90,000 yuan, it had always been well maintained by Su Yuan's father and was in good condition now. As soon as Zhao Qingsu got in the car, she touched the interior and discussed with Su Yuan. I see that my parents have been driving this car for a long time. Why not buy them a new car? Okay, then we'll research what car model is suitable to buy one for your dad, and one for my dad as well. Su Yuan smiled and said, Yeah, by the way, what's going on with Li Hao? Why was he kicked out? Don't worry, I'll ask. Su Yuan took out his cell phone and called Li Hao. What are you doing? You should still be in the hotel now, right? I'm lying dead in the hotel now. What are you doing? Are you here to drink with me? Why drink wine? I brought you some dumplings made by my mother with fennel filling. Su Yuan paused, and before Li Hao could reply, he asked again, Why were you kicked out of your home this time? Just tell us. It was obvious that Li Hao didn't want to talk about this, so the person on the other end of the phone immediately fell silent. If you don't tell me, I won't send you dumplings. No, 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 I said, isn't that okay? Sighing, Li Hao slowly said, This is what happened. Didn't I tell you before that the reason I ran to Shanghai was because my family forced me to get married? I really didn't lie to you. It was because my family forced me to get married that I ran to Shanghai to hide from the limelight. Yesterday, my father suddenly called me and said that he was not feeling well and asked me to come back quickly. After I got home, I realized that I was deceived. They tricked me back just to make me get married quickly. No, I think this is good. It's not a big deal for you to hang out all day. If you get married and have a wife to take care of you, maybe it would be good. Oh. After listening to Su Yuan's words, Li Hao sneered. Very good. If you were sold out, would you still think it was good? What was sold? You don't understand. My parents really don't like me. This time the girl said that as long as I marry her, their company will cooperate with ours, so my parents are in a hurry to sell me out. Li Hao hung up the phone after he finished speaking. That's probably all. Hurry up and send me some dumplings. I'm starving. Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu looked at each other, not knowing what to say. Both of them are from ordinary families and cannot understand this kind of marriage between wealthy families. About half an hour later, Su Yuan parked his car in the underground parking lot of the hotel where Li Hao was staying. He had just got out of the car and was about to take the elevator upstairs with his fennel dumplings when he suddenly heard a young man's voice. Is it really okay to do this? Of course, as long as he and I are in the same room, he will definitely marry me, no matter for my reputation or for the face of our two families. I don't believe that he won't agree at that critical moment. The person who answered the young man's words was a cold female voice. After hearing this conversation, it was clear that the two of them were not going to do anything good. Su Yuan shook his head and didn't intend to meddle in other people's business. He pulled Zhao Qingsu and prepared to leave. However, he had not taken a few steps when he suddenly heard Li Hao's name from the young man's mouth. Li Hao, that idiot, I don't know what he has to fight with me. He's still struggling to his death. Chapter 103, I am his brother. After hearing this, Su Yuan suddenly stopped and looked towards the source of the sound. He was a little dumbfounded when he saw this, because that was a man who looked 50% like Li Hao, except that he was a little whiter. If Li Hao hadn't tanned himself so dark, the two would be at least 70% alike. It's obvious at first glance that they are brothers. It seems that I heard that Li Hao has a younger brother named Li Jai, but I have never heard Li Hao mention him, and Su Yuan has never seen him before. Now I see that this is true. However, judging from his tone, he seems to have a bad relationship with Li Hao. SHH, keep your voice down and stop talking so much nonsense. While Su Yuan was observing Li Jai also saw Su Yuan. He didn't know Su Yuan, but he felt that Su Yuan's eyes made him feel particularly uncomfortable. If it were any other time, he would have gone to cause trouble for Su Yuan a long time ago. But he had things to do today, so he didn't plan to pay any attention to Su Yuan. The woman naturally discovered Su Yuan as well. She glanced coldly at Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu, then entered the elevator with Li Jai and two tall male bodyguards. Originally, Zhao Qingsu was planning to follow and take a look, but Su Yuan held her hand. They should know what's best for them. Seeing that Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu did not catch up, the woman in the elevator said lightly, and then stared at the elevator as it continued to rise. Su Yuan also stared at the elevator as it continued to rise. Li Hao lived on the 16th floor. When the woman and Li Jai reached the 10th floor, Su Yuan took Zhao Qingsu into another elevator. Soon, the elevator reached the 16th floor. After the elevator stopped, Su Yuan observed the terrain, pulled Zhao Qingsu to the blind spot at the end of the corridor of Li Hao's room, and looked over there. Sure enough, Li Jai and the woman were standing at the door with two bodyguards knocking. "You guys are here, you're pretty fast." Because Su Yuan called in advance to say that he would come over. When Li Hao heard the knock on the door, he didn't look at who was outside and just opened the door. But when he found out that the people standing at the door were Li Jai and Xiao Yu, his face suddenly darkened. "What are you doing here?" After saying that, closed the door. But the two bodyguards grabbed Li Hao's hands and said, "Master, our second master has something to tell you. If you have something to say it now. If you have something to say, fart now." Li Hao looked at the two of them, and his eyes became alert. "My dear brother, I know you have disliked me since childhood, but this time Sister Yu and I came to see you together. You don't have to hate us so much, right?" After saying that, he forced his way into the room with Xiao Yu. "What are you doing?" Li Hao originally wanted to push the two people out, but before he could move, one of the tall and strong bodyguards grabbed his hand and pushed him in. The other bodyguard went to close the door. No matter how you look at it, this doesn't sound like a simple conversation. Li Hao immediately struggled, but although he usually lifted weights in the gym, he did have a good figure and had some abdominal muscles. But in fact, they are all fake and are not worth mentioning compared with the bodyguards. Being caught by bodyguards is as easy as an eagle catching a chick. "Wait, what are you talking about? I want to hear it too." Just as the door was about to close, a hand suddenly opened it. Li Hao saw Su Yuan's face through the crack in the door, and he immediately shouted, "Brother Yuan, call the police quickly. These bastards must want to get me." "Who are you? Get out of here and stop meddling in other people's business." Li Jai and Xiao Yu over there originally thought that this matter would go smoothly, but they didn't expect that a Cheng Yaojin would appear halfway, which made them very depressed. "I'm Li Hao's brother." Su Yuan opened the door without saying a word and walked in with Zhao Qingsu. Originally, Su Yuan just said it casually, but when Li Hao heard this name, he forgot to struggle and looked at Su Yuan blankly. "You're just here to pick a fight, right?" "His brother. He's my biological brother. Why haven't I heard that he has a brother like you?" Li Jai was so annoyed with Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu and didn't want to cause any more trouble, so he took out an LV wallet from his pocket, took out all the cash in the wallet and threw it at Su Yuan's feet. "After all this talk, don't you just want money? I'll give you the money now, get out of here." The reason why he thought so was mainly because he saw that Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu were driving a Chevrolet worth tens of thousands of dollars in the parking lot just now. People who dress nicely but drive a broken car are most likely poor people who are too vain and want to save face. The fastest way to get rid of people like this is to give them money. Su Yuan looked at the red banknotes on the ground, and the corners of his mouth slightly raised. "How can you give such a small amount of money to a beggar?" "Fuck, don't be so shameless. This money is several thousand. If you keep talking nonsense to me here, you won't get a penny." After Li Jai finished speaking, he winked at the bodyguard next to him. The bodyguard received the order and slowly moved towards Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu. Su Yuan hugged Zhao Qingsu's waist. His expression did not fluctuate at all, but asked calmly, "I won't waste so much time talking to you. Just tell me what you are doing here this time." "What we do is none of your business." "Of course it's our business. Didn't you hear it just now? Li Hao is my husband's younger brother." Zhao Qingsu felt disgusted when she saw Li Jai's arrogant look. Anyway, she had Su Yuan to protect her, so she spoke out her true feelings. "Don't think we didn't hear you talking in the garage just now. You just want to knock Li Hao unconscious and take indecent photos. I'm telling you, we won't let you succeed." Taking indecent photos. Li Hao really didn't know why Li Jai and Xiao Yu brought people here. When he heard what Zhao Qingsu said, he was stunned for a moment, then seemed to understand something and looked at Xiao Yu in disbelief. "You bitch are so crazy. You really want to marry me?" To be honest, Su Yuan was also surprised that she would even think of taking indecent photos just to marry Li Hao. How come, as Li Hao's friend, he can't see anything good about Li Hao? Do you have to marry a playboy like Li Hao because you want to be cuckolded? He couldn't help but complain. Li Hao, I didn't realize you were so charismatic. She really took great pains to marry you. Maybe it's true love. Fart. Su Yuan's words seemed to have greatly insulted Li Hao. He sneered. That woman is a lesbian and doesn't like men at all. Chapter 104. What sin did I commit in my previous life? Like girls. Li Hao's words were like a grenade that suddenly exploded in the room. Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu couldn't help but look at Xiao Yu. Xiao Yu is tall, about 1.75 meters tall, about the same height as Li Jai. She has short hair, wears a little black dress, and has a pair of extremely long legs that would make any man fall in love with them. They are white and straight. Don't mention it, it seems to have a bit of tea flavor. But the question is, since she likes women, why does she have to marry Li Hao? Li Hao stopped talking nonsense and shut up, perhaps feeling a little uncomfortable under the gazes of Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu. Xiao Yu coughed slightly. Shut up, you idiot. It's fine if you harm my woman, but you want to harm me too. Even if I die here today, I will never marry you. Looking at Xiao Yu like that, Li Hao was filled with anger. He felt that Xiao Yu was simply the most ridiculous woman in the world. The first time he met her was at a company banquet a few months ago. He didn't want to go, but was forced to go by his parents. He thought he might as well go. There were a lot of pretty girls at the party anyway, so it wouldn't be a wasted trip if he just went over to pick a few flowers. When he finally picked his target and was flirting with the girl, he found that Xiao Yu was staring at him. He felt uncomfortable being stared at, so he took the girl's sister to the rooftop to talk about their life ideals. When he was about to achieve perfection in his life, Xiao Yu appeared. She ran straight towards them. Originally, he thought that it was his handsome looks that charmed her, and now she couldn't stop wanting him. But unfortunately, he liked petite and cute girls, and she was not his type. However, before he had the chance to explain the matter to her clearly, he saw her running straight to him and taking away the little white rabbit girl he had just fallen in love with. He was immediately filled with questions. Who are you? I'm her girlfriend. After that, she took Little White Rabbit and left. Even if you are angry with me in the future, you are not allowed to get involved with these stinky men, understand? At that time, Xiao Yu arrogantly hugged the Little White Rabbit and walked away, leaving Li Hao alone and disheveled in the wind. This was the first time that Li Hao had his woman taken away by another woman. This was the first time he experienced the feeling of being cuckolded. That would be fine. I thought this was just a small episode that would be gone after it passed, but who knew that this was just the beginning? After he returned home, his family forced him to go on a blind date. They said the other party was the only daughter of the chairman of a large company. Not only was she beautiful with a good figure, but she was also well-educated and well-mannered. If he married her, he would become the heir to that large company, which would be absolutely the best of all good things. Li Hao saw that her family spoke so highly of her, so he thought it would not be a bad thing to go and meet her. But who knew that the other person turned out to be Xiao Yu? When he saw Xiao Yu, he was so angry that he almost vomited blood and turned around and left. When he got home, he wanted to tell his family that he didn't like her. But before he could open his mouth, his parents had already told him what Xiao Yu meant. The girl thinks you're pretty good, she likes you, and she's willing to marry you. He really had a lot of question marks on his head at that time. Sister, it's obvious that you like women, and it seems like you even have a girlfriend, and we didn't even say a word when we met. What on earth do you like about me? His parents didn't give him a chance to explain, nor did they ask him if he was willing, and they started discussing the wedding directly. He finally reacted and fought back. Unfortunately, his resistance was of no use, and the wedding date had even been set. He had no choice but to run to the Magic City in a fit of rage, showing his determination not to marry Xiao Yu. There has been no movement in the family in the past few months, and he thought the matter was over. But who knew that his father would trick him back and force him to get married? He just couldn't figure it out. Is Xiao Yu crazy? What are the benefits of marrying him? Now she even wants to take indecent photos with him and force him into bed. What sin did he commit in his previous life? Okay, stop talking nonsense. Li Jai next to him was very impatient. He stared at Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu with a sinister look and said, "What do you want me to do in order to leave? Just state your conditions." When he said this, 2 bodyguards had already walked in front of Su Yuan. After all, they were 2 bodyguards nearly 1.9 meters tall, wearing black suits, and they didn't look very friendly, so their approach still gave people a strong sense of oppression. Zhao Qingsu subconsciously moved closer to Su Yuan. Su Yuan's face remained calm. He moved his lips and said, "Throw it out." The two bodyguards who walked in front of Su Yuan wanted to follow Li Jai's advice and throw the two men out. But before they could make any move, they heard Su Yuan say the three words, "Throw them out." This made them a little confused, and they didn't know what Su Yuan meant by saying this. But the next second, their eyes widened, because a force from nowhere suddenly grabbed their throats. They subconsciously stretched out their hands to struggle, but the force was so great that they were lifted up without even a struggle. "Go away." Su Yuan opened the door, and the two of them were thrown out directly by that force. After the two bodyguards were thrown out, there were 5 people left in the room, 3 on Su Yuan's side and 2 on Xiao Yu and Li Jai's side. In other words, if we consider the pure force now, Li Jai and Xiao Yu do not have the upper hand. What's going on? The reason why Li Jai was so arrogant when facing Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu was not only because he had money, but also because he had 2 bodyguards. Whether in terms of money or force, he felt that he had a huge advantage. But now the situation has suddenly reversed. The biggest question is why his 2 bodyguards were suddenly thrown out. How did Su Yuan do it? But Li Jai doesn't have time to think about this problem now. He pulled Xiao Yu back 2 steps and stared at Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu warily. What? What are you going to do? What do we want to do? Or what do you want to do? Because Li Hao opened an esports room, Su Yuan casually pulled a gaming chair and helped Zhao Qingsu sit down. He then supported the back of the chair with his chin propped up on it, looked at Xiao Yu, and asked casually, "Can you tell me why you must marry Li Hao?" Chapter 105, Men Do Cry Easily. Although Su Yuan looks gentle and handsome, he looks like a modest gentleman, but his eyes were very oppressive. Being looked at like this by him made Xiao Yu feel uncomfortable all over. She bit her lip. "Why should I tell you this?" After saying that, he looked like he was asking, "What can you do to me if I don't tell you?" Li Jai also sneered at the side. "Who do you think you are? Do you think it's your turn to meddle in other people's business here? You 2 stinking assholes. If you don't explain this matter clearly to me, don't even think about walking out of this room upright." After saying that, he hesitated for a moment and stood behind Su Yuan. Su Yuan's move just now directly shocked Li Hao. Before, he was ready to fight to the death, but now that he found Su Yuan as his strong backer, he started to show off. "With such a powerful brother around, what are you afraid of? Forget it, let's leave it at that. We don't have the time to mess with you here, so we're leaving first." Seeing that something was not right, Xiao Yu wanted to pull Li Jai away. But Li Hao immediately blocked the door. "Want to leave? Not that easy. Get out of the way." "No, you." The 2 men had no way to deal with Li Hao and were afraid of Su Yuan's ability, so they could only retreat back to the bed. Seeing that they didn't want to tell the truth, Su Yuan slowly took out his phone from his pocket and turned on the camera function. "You 2 are quite smart. You even thought of taking indecent photos to force marriage. How about this, Xiao Yu? I see that you are very eager to get married. Isn't it the same no matter who you marry? I will take a photo of you and Li Jai in bed and send it to both of your parents. Anyway, you 2 like to get along with each other, so you don't have to worry about not getting along after marriage." After saying that, he pointed the camera at the 2 of them. "Should I take off my clothes, or do you guys take them off yourselves?" "You." Xiao Yu didn't expect that the method he used to deal with Li Hao would be used against himself. He was almost pissed to death by Su Yuan's words. But she could do nothing about Su Yuan. Think of a solution quickly. She could only place her last hope on Li Jai. She didn't want to be with Li Jai. This kid has too many bad intentions, and he has his parents' support. If they get married, there will definitely be chaos. But it was different when she married Li Hao. Although Li Hao was a bit playboy and liked to flirt with other girls, he actually didn't have any bad intentions. The most important thing was that his parents didn't like him at all. After marriage isn't all the say in her hands. When the time comes, she will give him some money and let him continue his previous carefree life. She will go home with him to perform a play during the holidays. I believe he will not have any objections. In fact, she didn't have to have Li Hao. She had gone on blind dates with several men before, but none of them were suitable because they were too opinionated. Li Hao was easier to control, so she chose him. Later, seeing how fiercely Li Hao resisted, she changed her mind. Isn't it just a tool for marriage? You can always find it. But at this time, Li Jai found her and asked her to marry Li Hao. Xiao Yu and Li Jai are from the same university. Li Jai had helped her once by coincidence. Seeing Li Jai's request, Xiao Yu decided to rely on Li Hao in order to repay the favor. "What can I do?" Li Jai glared at Xiao Yu. Su Yuan looked at the 2 people's little movements and nodded. "Okay, I already understand what you mean. You want me to take a nice bed photo for you so that your parents can feel more comfortable. Then remember to match the movements later. After saying that, he took a step forward. Xiao Yu was so scared that she quickly waved her hands. No, 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 I'll tell you. She glanced at Li Jai and said, I didn't really want to marry Li Hao. He was the one who asked me to do so. Several people looked towards Li Jai. Yes, it was indeed me who asked Xiao Yu to do this. Everyone originally thought that the two would fight each other, but unexpectedly, Li Jai actually admitted the matter. But then he looked at Li Hao and laughed. His expression suddenly became very strange, as if he had a sense of revenge. Do you know who came up with this idea? Who is it? Stop talking. Originally, Su Yuan saw that Li Jai was about to speak and was about to continue asking, but was interrupted by Li Hao. Li Hao's face turned pale at some point. He seemed to have lost his strength and repeated what he had just said. Stop talking. Don't you want to know? Why did you ask me to stop talking? I told you that this idea was from Mom. Seeing Li Hao's pale face, Li Jai continued with a smile as if he was a winner. Mom said that as long as you marry Xiao Yu and become the heir of the Xiao family, you will be considered as marrying into the Xiao family. You will have nothing to do with our family in the future. You don't have to come back for the new year, and you have nothing to do with what happens at home. More importantly, you will not have a share when the family property is divided. We don't need to keep a parasite like you anymore. Every word Li Jai says hurts the heart. With every word he said, Li Hao's face became uglier, and finally he looked as pale as death. He opened his mouth as if he wanted to refute something, but in the end he found that he had nothing to say. The person who came up with this idea turned out to be his mother. His biological mother. What can he do? He knew that she hated him and wished he would die outside. He was sensible enough and usually did not go home except during the Chinese New Year. But why did she still want to completely drive him out of the house? Why? Banged. Seeing that Li Hao was very angry at Li Jai's nonsense, Su Yuan directly picked up a bottle of beer from the freezer next to him and gave it to Li Jai. Li Jai was beaten so badly that he fell to the ground. When Xiao Yu, who was standing next to her, saw this scene, she screamed and squatted on the spot with her hands holding her head, fearing that Su Yuan would get upset and hit her with a bottle of wine. Su Yuan ignored the two of them, winked at Zhao Qingsu, and pulled Li Hao, who had a grim look on his face, out the door. 3 people were walking aimlessly on the road. Finally, we walked to a park bench and stopped. Zhao Qingsu hesitated for a while, then handed the dumplings in her hand to Li Hao. Would you like to eat some? Thanks. Li Hao took the dumpling and opened it. Because it has been a long time, the dumplings are almost cold now, but he didn't care. He picked up the chopsticks and stuffed them into his mouth one by one. But as I was trying to stop crying, tears started to fall. Men don't shed tears easily, but they do when they are sad. Looking at Li Hao like this, Su Yuan didn't know what to say, so he just patted him on the back silently. Chapter 106, Come here, come into my arms. Chapter 106. What are you going to do now? Looking at Li Hao's pitiful appearance, Su Yuan was also confused. He could never have imagined that the person who disliked him the most was actually his own mother. Even a stepmother wouldn't be so cruel. Hey, wait, maybe that's the stepmother. If it was a stepmother, then everything would make sense. Well, I'm not overthinking it. Maybe you're not your mother's biological child. I want to too. Li Hao smiled bitterly. When he was young, he felt that his mother's attitude towards him was too abnormal. It was not like the attitude of his biological mother towards him at all, so he secretly looked through the household registration book, birth certificate, and other materials. Later I asked his grandmother and the nanny at home. They all said he was their biological son. In fact, he also felt that he should be his biological son, because both he and Li Jai looked like his mother. If he looks like his father, then they could be half-siblings, but the problem is that he looks like his mother. Didn't you ask your mother the reason? After listening to Li Hao's words, Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu looked at each other and didn't know what to say for a moment, because this matter is really strange in every way. Although many families with 2 children cannot treat both children equally and will always be a little partial to one, they are their own children after all, so even if they are partial to one, they will still feel sorry for the other. It's really rare to find someone like Li Hao's mother. It seems as if Li Hao was really picked up. No wonder he cares so much about women. It turns out he has been lacking love since childhood. But lack of love isn't a reason for him to be a scumbag, right? Su Yuan thought about it for a while, used his ID card to check into a hotel, and after making sure that he would not be found by the Li family again, he left. Before leaving, he looked at the haggard Li Hao with some reluctance. Don't worry, I will help you think of a solution for this matter. Thanks. Oh, right. Seeing that it was getting late, Su Yuan, who was originally planning to leave, took 2 steps. When Li Hao was about to close the door, he turned back again with a serious face. This room was opened with my ID card. So don't mess around. I don't want to go to the police station to pick you up tomorrow. Li Hao was stunned for a moment, then he understood what he meant. He said unhappily, "Am I such a casual person? I'm not so hungry that I won't choose what to eat, am I? Besides, I don't have the heart to think about that kind of thing in this situation, okay?" Su Yuan was relieved after hearing him say that. That's pretty good. After returning home, Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu told their elders about Li Hao's matter. After hearing this, the two elders also sighed. Especially Su Yuan's mother, she really wanted to confront Li Hao's mother. He Hao is such a good child, so sensible and filial. If this was my child, I would love him dearly. Is his mother really blind? She really didn't understand how a mother could have any hatred or resentment towards her child. Although Su Yuan and Su Yao had been naughty and hurt her heart when they were young, she was only sad for a while at the time and still treated them as her little treasures afterwards. I don't know. Su Yuan scratched his head and saw that it was getting late, so he urged his parents to go to bed. Okay, it's time for you to go to bed quickly. Yuan. Mom, you don't have to say anything, I will help him. After coaxing their parents to go back to bed, Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu also washed up and went to bed. Su Yuan's room has always remained the same. The bed he slept in high school was a little small for two people to sleep on. Originally, Su Yuan's mother cleaned up the large guest room for the two of them to sleep in. The bed there was bigger, but Zhao Qingsu wanted to experience the place where Su Yuan had slept before, so the two of them returned to Su Yuan's small room. Come here, come into my arms, tilde. Su Yuan, who had washed himself, had already laid down in bed, waiting for Zhao Qingsu to get in bed. But Zhao Qingsu just looked around the room and showed no intention of going to bed, which made Su Yuan very depressed. Okay, but you have to get me to sleep tonight. Zhao Qingsu, wearing little bunny pajamas, climbed onto the bed and knelt in front of Su Yuan with her hair a little messy from having just been blow-dried. She put her hands behind her back, and the strands of hair on top of her head swayed with her movements, looking cute and charming. Okay. Su Yuan propped himself up halfway and said, "Tell me, how do you want me to coax you?" Dang, tilde. She took out the storybook she had just found on Su Yuan's desk from the back, hugged the storybook to her chest, rolled into Su Yuan's arms, and opened it. I want you to tell me a fairy tale. Okay, which one do you want to hear? It's just a Cinderella story, tilde. Yeah, okay. Holding Zhao Qingsu's soft body in his arms, Su Yuan watched her close her eyes. Her long eyelashes fluttered gently like butterfly wings under the soft light of the bedside lamp, so charming. His heart softened immediately, and he opened the story of Cinderella and began to read from the beginning. Although he went to bed later than Zhao Qingsu, Su Yuan woke up earlier than her. Listening to the clacking sounds of his mother cooking in the kitchen, Su Yuan picked up his phone and checked the situation of Li Hao's company. The company run by Li Hao's family is a daily necessities company. Its main business scope is the production of some plastic products, such as toothpicks, toothpick boxes, or combs. Although these things are small and inconspicuous, they are very common and in great demand, so the company has been thriving over the years and has made a lot of money. The company's composition is relatively simple, with shares jointly held by Li Hao's father and Li Hao's mother. However, since his father holds 90% of the shares and his mother only holds 10%, his father has absolute control over the company and serves as the chairman of the company. No wonder Li Hao's mother had to do those little things. It turns out that her share is so small. It seems that Li Hao's father's attitude towards Li Hao should be okay. If his parents hated him, they would have kicked him out of the house long ago and would not have given him so much pocket money every month. After thinking for a few minutes, Su Yuan sent a message directly to Zin Ziolai. Take a look at this company and then investigate its credit and financial status. If it's suitable, buy it. Okay, Mr. Su, I'll do it right away. As the actual controlling shareholder and chairman of Green Rice Company, Su Yuan does not need to inform others when making any decision. It is just a matter of his word. Of course, Zin Ziolai didn't dare to say anything and just turned around and left. Chapter 107, Your son is really filial. Acquiring a company is not a simple matter. The process and procedures are very complicated and require not only negotiation, but also signing of an acquisition contract. After that, the contract must be submitted to the relevant departments for approval and filing. It will take at least a week to complete the company's acquisition process, so Su Yuan is not in a hurry. He leisurely ate breakfast with his family, and after they were full, he suggested taking his parents out for a walk. Although the two elders were concerned about their work, They were forcibly dragged out of the house by Su Yuan. "By the way, where's that kid Heiahao? Why don't you bring him along and let's go shopping together?" Su Yuan's mother was sitting in the back seat of the car and also thought of Li Hailai. Su Yuan thought it was okay, so he called Li Hao and asked, "Would you like to come out and hang out with us?" Li Hao's voice was hollow. "No, no, 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 I'm not going to go shopping anymore. I'm too tired." Su Yuan immediately became alert. "What did you do?" "What else can I do? Of course I play games all night." "Oh, is that so? Then you can take a rest." Since Li Hao didn't come out, Su Yuan didn't bother to care about him and drove his parents into a 4S store. The two elders immediately understood what Su Yuan was going to do. Yuan, we know you are very filial, but this Chevrolet is enough for us. There is no need to buy a new car." Usually, Su Yuan's mother's activities are between the convenience store in the community, her home, and the vegetable market. It would be very troublesome to drive, so the most commonly used means of transportation is a small electric scooter, which is convenient for going anywhere and parking. Su Yuan's father only drives for about 10 minutes to go to work, so a Chevrolet is enough for him. "Dad, Mom, I know this car is enough for you to use on a daily basis, but when you visit relatives or something like that, don't you have to drive a nice car?" Su Yuan took the two elders into the 4S store and said, "I know you feel sorry for me and don't want to spend my money, so just choose a cheaper car when the time comes. Don't force your parents to buy it if they don't want to." Zhao Qingsu winked at Su Yuan, took Su Yuan's mother's arm and spoke affectionately. Su Yuan's mother felt that what Zhao Qingsu said made sense. "My daughter-in-law is so thoughtful." "That is tilde tilde." Zhao Qingsu proudly raised her chin towards Su Yuan, then she put her arm around Su Yuan's mother and walked out. "Mom, I've thought it through. It's not cost-effective to buy a car these days. It's better to buy a house. You see, the 4-bedroom, 2-living-room house you two live in now is big enough, but after all, we've lived there for so long, so it has some problems. I think we should buy you a big villa with a big garden. You can plant whatever flowers you want in the garden tilde tilde." Zhao Qingsu had observed as soon as she entered the house that there were flower pots everywhere on the balcony and in the rooms, and each pot of flowers was well maintained. It can be seen that Su Yuan's mother usually cares a lot about these flowers. "If I had a big garden, why would I plant flowers? I would just plant a garden of vegetables." At this point, Su Yuan's mother suddenly reacted. "What are you buying? I'm not buying." "Then choose between buying a car and buying a house." After thinking for a while, Su Yuan's mother counted the price on her fingers and said, "Why not buy a car? Let's go." After all the talk, Su Yuan's mom and dad were finally brought to the place where the car was bought. As soon as the two entered the door, enthusiastic salesmen surrounded them and asked, "What kind of car do you want to see?" "I want to buy a car with my parents." "Well, let's buy an SUV." Su Yuan thought about it. People of Su Yuan's parents' generation rarely appreciate sports cars. For them, SUVs are the most practical. "Okay, our store has launched many new SUV models this year. What price would you like?" "Don't worry about that for now, just take us around." "Okay, everyone, please follow me." After hearing what Su Yuan said, the salesperson smiled slightly and walked towards the second floor with Su Yuan and others. "Hey, Lao Su, why is it you?" As soon as they reached the second floor, before Su Yuan and his friends had time to look at the car, they heard an enthusiastic voice. Not far away, a couple who were about the same age as Su Yuan's parents were walking towards this side with a young man. Su Yuan didn't know these people, so he didn't say anything. Su Yuan's father came over to greet him. "Old Gu, you're here too. What are you doing? Do you want to buy a new car? I saw that the Land Rover you were driving before was running fine, wasn't it?" This man is called Gu Xinyu. He is a colleague of Su Yuan's father, but they are not in the same department. Although they know each other, their relationship is not very close. "But now that we've met, I can't help but say hello. Yes, my car is running well. Why should I keep changing cars at my age? I am not a young person who gets bored easily, but my son insisted on buying me a car and I had no choice." After Gu Xinyu finished speaking, he patted the shoulder of the young man next to him helplessly. The young man was wearing an Armani suit and nodded to a few people with a cold expression as a greeting. "Your son is really filial. There are too few children who are so filial these days." Although Gu Xinyu did seem to be showing off, Su Yuan's father did not expose him. Instead, he complimented him a few times. "That's right, isn't it? I didn't want to come here to buy a car, but my old lady said I shouldn't waste my son's filial piety, so I came here. By the way, why are you here too? Are you planning to buy a car for your son and daughter-in-law?" Gu Xinyu said. His eyes fell on Zhao Qingsu. "I heard recently that your son found you a beautiful daughter-in-law. Now I see that she is indeed as beautiful as her reputation. With this appearance, I think even the whole office of number 9, which is known as the brothel of our agency, is not as beautiful as your daughter-in-law. Old Gu, what you said is too exaggerated. It is a taboo to speak ill of others behind their backs, especially to openly say that others are not as good-looking as your own daughter-in-law. If someone with ulterior motives heard this, it is estimated that Su Yuan's father would become the public enemy of all women in the agency, so he quickly changed the subject. I see that you have been here for a long time. Do you have a car you like? Not yet. You guys are going to buy a car anyway, so why don't we go check it out together? Gu Xinyu also invited Su Yuan's father. Gu Xinyu's wife next to him also chimed in. That's right. We all want to buy a car anyway, so let's look at it together. It's fun. Chapter 108, pretty thoughtful. Let's just look at the cars together. It's lively, just like Gu Xinyu's wife said. So the group of 7, led by 2 salesmen, casually looked around the exhibition hall on the 2nd floor. Unlike Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu, Gu Xinyu's target is a sedan. Compared with an SUV, a sedan has a lower chassis and is very stable to drive, making it very comfortable for commuting to get off work. Several people looked at everything from Audi A6L to BMW 5 Series and Mercedes-Benz E-Class. Gu Xinyu smiled and test drove each car, even letting Su Yuan's father come up and experience it as well. What do you think of that Mercedes CLS? I think it's pretty good, but I think it's a bit expensive. Su Yuan's father nodded. This car is priced at 700,000 or 800,000 yuan. I think it's expensive, but isn't your son making a lot of money now? If you like this one, you can have it. Dad, if you like it, just order this one. Gu Yinshin, who had been seldom talking, also nodded. Mom, what do you think? Oh, I'm the same as your Aunt Su. I know nothing about cars. I don't recognize the brands you mentioned, so I won't comment on them. Just follow your opinion. Gu Xinyu's wife and Su Yuan's mother were chatting about family matters. I look at the cars just to join in the fun and take a walk. In fact, Su Yuan's father didn't know much about cars. When he bought the Chevrolet, he asked Su Yuan for his opinion before buying it. He ran over with Gu Xinyu to look at the cars, just for fun. There was nothing else to do anyway. Okay, if nothing goes wrong, I'll order this one. Gu Xinyu was very satisfied with his son's answer. The 2 salesmen next to him also praised Gu Xinyu in various ways, saying that his son was filial and so on. After enjoying the salesman's flattery, Gu Xinyu asked with a smile, Old Su, we have looked at so many cars together. Do you like any of them? If we buy a car together, we can ask them for a bigger discount. As for me, I want to buy a spacious SUV. Besides driving it for daily transportation, I can also use it to carry some things during festivals. Su Yuan's father said with a smile. The salesperson next to him pointed to the front enthusiastically and said, If you want to see the SUV, follow me here. Ouch, my stomach hurts a little. When a few people were about to walk towards the SUV, Su Yuan suddenly covered his stomach. What's wrong with you? Did you have an upset stomach? No, that's not right. You ate the dumplings I made last night and you had the breakfast I made this morning. There shouldn't be any problem. Su Yuan's mother was the first to jump out. Su Yuan, who was holding his stomach, felt a little embarrassed. He was just pretending to have a stomachache. There was no need to dig out what he had eaten, right? Mom, I really have a stomachache. I didn't say you were faking a stomach ache, did I? Su Yuan's mother looked at Su Yuan in confusion, then suddenly reacted and pointed at Su Yuan with a stern face. Mom, could it be that I have been seen through? When did my mother become so smart? Su Yuan, who was pretending to have a stomachache, looked at his mother with a guilty conscience. Just as he was about to make an excuse, he heard his mother say unhappily, You're full, but you're still secretly eating those snacks. I don't even know where you got those snacks from. It seemed that his pretending to have a stomachache had not been discovered, so Su Yuan breathed a sigh of relief and went down the stairs directly. Mom, didn't you not allow me to eat snacks before? So when I went out yesterday, I just ate a few skewers on the roadside. Who knew that the skewers were so unhygienic? I won't talk to you anymore, I have to go to the bathroom. After saying that, he glanced at the salesperson next to him and said, Where is your bathroom? Take me there. Okay, I'll take you there. The salesperson smiled and asked another salesperson to take a few people to the rest area to rest. Let's be frank, I came here to discuss something with you. Su Yuan pretended to have a stomachache for a long time and just wanted to communicate with the salesperson alone. The salesperson was very confused about Su Yuan's behavior, but still smiled politely and said, Mr. Su, if you have any questions, just tell me directly. I will definitely help if I can. Do you have Cullinan in your store? Since he was bringing his parents to buy a car, Su Yuan had of course thought about what kind of car to buy in advance. Yes, there was one in our store last month and many people asked about it. Are you interested in it? The salesperson is a shrewd person, and of course he can see that although Su Yuan is dressed modestly, he definitely does not look like a poor person, so his attitude is very polite and attentive. How much does this car cost in your store? The price of this car in our store is about 8 million. Then let me give you 10,000 yuan. If you do me a favor, I will pay you 8 million yuan privately. But when I take my parents to see the car, you can say that it costs 800,000 yuan. Hearing Su Yuan say this, the salesperson immediately understood what he meant and gave him an okay gesture. Mr. Su, you can just tell me about this little thing directly. Why are you being so polite and giving me money? Rich people are so generous. Not only do they buy such expensive cars for their parents, but they also give them $10,000 for just a small favor. Since you said so, I won't be polite to you. Su Yuan grinned. I'll leave this matter to you. Does this mean that the 10,000 yuan will not be given? Hey. He was just being polite just now. Why did you take it seriously? The sales